Hey everyone, I'm back with another deep dive of Love is Blind Season 7 America. Do you know why? Because there's a guy on there called Leo. And I'm called Leo. And I went to see if he was as cool as me. Turns out he's way cooler. And by cooler, I mean full of shit. Everyone has been telling me to look at the season, and I see why. So after accomplishing the feat of taking Love is Blind's runtime, which is sometimes 70 plus minutes an episode, and compiling that into a small deep dive, this is what we get. Just by the way, if this video is very long, I understand. If you can imagine cutting down about 15 hours into less than one and trying to tell the full story, you'd be in this position too. So I hope you enjoy this absolute deep dive because we are in for it today. Love is Blind Season 7. But before I do, I just want to say, sorry, I'm filming from the Netherlands, which is kind of insane. It's my first time in Europe, and I'm filming a video on tiny homes and a few other videos in the UK. If you haven't, by the way, please check out my channel, SideQuest Suvi. You might really like the adventures I do on it, and it's something I love doing. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm absolutely loving it in Europe. I mean, I could imagine that, but I never thought I'd be here. Anyway, I hope you check out the channel. I really appreciate anybody who gives me the time and effort on that one, and we work pretty hard on the videos. But if you want to sit with me for the next at least 3 hours, here we go. Love is Blind Season 7. Okay, so you know the deal. Love is Blind is a show created by Nick and Vanessa Lachey. Nick Lachey is the guy who does this to show how big a fish he caught. Vanessa is the one who annoys me by just never being objective about a situation. And the contestants are constantly people who are having issues with themselves and think Love is Blind is the solution to a problem that they cannot fix. There is one change that I've noticed though. Love is Blind Season 7 compared to Season 1 has most contestants in their late 20s to late 30s. And I think this is a big change in dating. I think nowadays, when I look at it and think about dating, a lot of people are finding it harder to make real connections. And for what it's worth, I don't think it's a bad thing to take your time with finding the person. Because while it's very amazing if you're young and you find someone, and commendable even, I think a lot of people are just having to work through a lot of issues, and I guess life is just tough. So it makes sense, and I'm glad that shows like this are even promoting dating like past the age of 30, when a lot of people are putting pressure on you to get married. There are just as many people who don't have it together, and that doesn't mean that you're in a bad position. So kudos to hiring people, or like having contestants who weren't like 21, 22. Most of them are in their 30s. I think the youngest is 26. She's a bitch. Anyway, let's take a look.
Welcome guys. What's up, man? Let's go.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm Vanessa Lachey.
She looked as if she wanted claps. She's like, I'm Vanessa Lachey. All right then. Wow. Do you guys not know where I'm from? She's also wearing a garbage bag because she is trash.
And I'm Nick Lachey, and welcome to Love is Blind. Let's go. This could be your wife.
Anyway, Love is Blind contestants go into pods. They don't see each other, so they're dating based off personality.
Ew.
After that, they have like X amount of weeks to finally figure out whether they want to get married at the altar. There have been some heavy crashes in this show. You know what? I thought the last 2 seasons were not that good. But this one, this is good.
I hate lettuce. I hate everything about it.
So this is phase 1. Everyone's in the pods. They have some contestants saying random shit, like this lady who we'd never see again, saying that she does not like lettuce so much that it's an enemy of hers.
I won't eat anything with it on top.
You can remove lettuce, lady. I know that this has nothing to do with her, but it's not like staple to a burger or food. You could just literally take that shit off. All right.
So I'm 36.
I definitely have hesitation where you are a bit older.
Yeah, I kept this scene in because I thought it is actually important. I think it's always important when you're a girl and you're dating. The standards after a certain age, let's say 35 onwards, becomes harder to conceive a child. I can fully understand how not only is there societal pressure, but literally biological pressure. So I completely understand that and how hard it would be. And I don't know, because I'm not in that position, how to do anything but have empathy for how hard that must be. Because it's not easy to figure yourself out. And a lot of times people still aren't figure it out. So to Monica and everyone else who's still dating at this age, commendable. Yeah.
It is hard in your 30s. We're plucking through the clearance rack, trying to find a man, finding like a hidden gem back on the back floor.
I don't think so. I think the older guys, like the older you get, lots of the guys actually figure out who they are and what they want and what they can give. I actually feel like Love is Blind, and I'll get into this later, has had so many guys have to get good at communication because some of the girls are so bad at it that the guys actually have to compensate for them and be like, all right, I'm gonna be peaceful and quiet and not be all in your face and not be too crazy because you're the crazy one. And I never thought I'd say that, because in the early seasons of Love is Blind, the guys were absolute douchebags. But now, It's like the guys are all like ridiculously good and the girls just don't have it figured out. And this is crazy, but it seems to be where like dating is going in the Western world at least.
I will be the one to get married and to stay married.
Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Ashley A. Who is this?
This is Tyler. How are you?
So Ashley and Tyler meet and they instantly have a connection. And it's a pretty cute connection at that.
I'm a big foodie.
I'm a huge food guy. Love to cook.
Oh, you
And-
cook?
Yeah,
Let me write that down.
I should go on Love is Blind. They need, you know what? Season 8 needs another Leo. Because the Leo from this season is so bad. They need a good one. And I'm just saying, Love is Blind, if you see this, come on. Please, please. I don't know where you're having it. Have it in Australia. Let me do it. I'll do it. Please. All right. That was my campaign for it.
What's your name?
Ashley A.
I'm Nick Dorka. Dork with an A is my last name.
So then we meet Nick D, which is a hilarious name. His last name is Dorka, and he says it's dork with an A. He's kind of a dork with an A, to be honest. But he's Nick D, the person who everyone thinks is a smooth talker. Now, I gotta be honest, he looks kinda like Nick Kroll. And I'm not saying Nick Kroll is not handsome, but someone else is probably saying that, and they're right. He's not the most beautiful looking man, but he's alright, dude. The only problem is that he's such a smooth talker, people think that he's sexier than he is from behind the wall. That's bad.
What sports did you play?
Basketball.
So you were shooting guard, weren't you?
How'd you know?
I mean, I could tell by the voice.
Okay. He was a smooth talker. F-boy question mark?
Can you imagine being so good at talking that people think you're a bad person?
I'm good at what I do, Dad.
I don't know how I come off to people. I like having conversations with people. I don't usually have an ulterior motive. I hope we have a good conversation. Every now and again, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Let me try and put a little spice in that. But I didn't think that made me a bad person. She was like,
You say all the right words. You must be a bad person.
not everyone's just trying to get into your pants. Let me try and put a little spice in this. This is a show about dating where you don't see someone. So come on, Nick D. People are having preconceived notions about Nick and how good he is. And he's not even that good. He's just a guy who likes talking and flirting.
This experiment is the best thing I've done in my life. You don't know who you're gonna talk to. You don't know if you're gonna leave here single. I don't think I've ever been in love.
Nick also confesses he doesn't ever think he's been in love. He's loved people, but not necessarily been in love. And so he's on this experience to try and actually find love. And while initially I thought, man, this guy is full of himself, as it turns out, he seems like a pretty good dude. Most of the guys, if not all of the guys on the show this season, come correct pretty well. They're pretty decent dudes, which is weird because like I said, in season 2 or season 3 when I started Love is Blind, they had Shane, they had the brown dude, Shake, they had all these other people who are like, oh man, these guys suck. Now, every show is like, the guys are so nice, but some of these girls are pretty hectic.
Quit my job.
Cue Hannah.
I quit my job. That's how serious I am about finding love.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
That's Hannah. She quit her job at 26 to find love.
She's that serious about finding love.
This is Leo.
Leo.
This is Leo. He's an art dealer. Things to know about Leo. He likes money. He has money. He inherited that money. That's all you need to know about him.
What do you do, Leo?
I'm an art dealer.
Ooh, that's a cool job. Do you like Van Gogh?
Spoken like a true 26-year-old fucking person who quit her job. You're an art dealer? Do you like Van Gogh? Do you like Picasso? Who else do you like? Do you like Michelangelo? That was like a bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger, huh? Who else do you like?
I love Van Gogh.
So I went to Amsterdam. It was very fascinating to see all that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm in Amsterdam right now. I might have, it's legal here. I don't know. But maybe I should have before I did this deep dive, because if I have to listen to Hannah for that long, I'm gonna need to, you know?
My ideal dinner is like you order like 5 appetizers for like the dinner.
Preach, yes. The entree, you're pigeonholing yourself.
So immediately, Leo and Hannah strike a mad connection through means that I don't even understand, because she doesn't really get what he does. He didn't even ask what the hell she does, because she quit her job. So if she were like, what do you do? What the hell is she gonna say?
I used to actually have a good job, but now I'm here trying to find love.
And I think I found it with this Van Gogh guy.
I'm fortunate, like I'm an art dealer. It's a family business. I actually own it now. One of my biggest insecurities is that a girl only wants me like for money.
Well, they're not gonna want you for your face. You look like a Temu Zayn Malik.
You evil bastard.
His name is Leo. That was very mean. Can I take that comment back? Sorry, but he does look like Temu Zayn Malik.
I am single because I chase fun.
Okay, so now we meet Britney, someone who's 32 who wants to be a trophy wife. She's on the wrong show. Maybe she forgot how to read and was trying to put on Too Hot to Handle and mistakenly did this one. I don't know exactly what this is or why she was on Love is Blind, but I'm almost 100% sure it's to stop this whole clout phase where she can then up her profile and go on to other shows like Perfect Match. Because it makes no sense that she's on Love is Blind because she immediately says she wants to be a trophy wife and wants someone who can do all this shit for her. That has nothing to do with Love is Blind where you're actually looking for a connection.
My dating history is athletes and rock stars. I could easily seduce any of these guys to fall in love with me and marry me.
Why don't you do that then, Britney? I mean, it feels like she's trying to tell us something that she isn't. I mean, if all you do is date rock stars and athletes, why are you on Love is Blind?
I don't know.
Especially if you can seduce every single guy to marry you, why don't you do it?
Go on, Britney.
I'd love to see 10 guys at the altar being like, I do, and someone's like, no, I do. I would love that. Do it, Britney.
Some people want to be boss babes and make all the money and live their lifestyle, and that's not how I want to live. I'm obviously a trophy wife.
You know what? That's the first time someone says obviously, and I was like, yeah, it was obvious, wasn't it? She's right about that. I knew about that. Like, the trophy's a consolation trophy. It's like a 4th place, but anyway, it's there.
I just want to be with someone that makes me feel like I'm their #1 pick, that likes to cook, because I hate that the children have to be fed.
God damn. Okay, so she's gonna not cook. She's just gonna stay home, shit, and sleep. She's like a doggy, but at least the doggy is happy and wags his tail when it sees you. He's cute. But not her. So she can't cook. She doesn't want to work. She wants everyone to pay her bills. She want to have kids, but she don't want to raise them. So the only thing she's really raising, the man's dick and his blood pressure. So that's... I don't know if that's a good trade, Britney. In this day and age, I don't know about that.
What was the last thing you tried to cook?
Couldn't tell you. A smoothie?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't cook that. This poor black man was like, oh, Jesus, Lord. God. Satan himself couldn't do that. Is crazy. Cook a smoothie. She probably did put the smoothie on the fucking pot to warm it up. I don't know.
Do you look good in red?
Yeah, red, white, and blue. Honestly, I just don't look bad in anything.
Fuck, that's sexy.
It's not. It's actually kind of, to me, it puts me off. I like someone who's like, yeah, I look good in this. I like this. I like a realist. Okay, maybe I like an optimist, but she's way too optimistic.
I'm obviously a trophy wife.
So she's like, I like the American flag. I'll wear that around my ass. You can be patriotic while you bang me. Red, white, and blue. God, is she gonna start reciting the damn national anthem?
What brought you here, Britney?
I've had such a crazy, wild life that it only feels normal to meet my husband in this way.
She's got that voice. You know how you know, like, if I was on Love is Blind and I heard her voice, I'd have ran out the pod, because I'd be like, we don't have anything in common. Unless this is good for television. There's nothing that we could actually connect on. Because as soon as I heard, hello, I'm a trophy wife, I would be like, all right, well, I don't have a trophy cabinet, so we're not going to work out. Clearly. Kudos to her for coming on the show, but man, this is the wrong one.
I wanted to be a marine biologist for the longest time.
Really?
Yeah. And then I ended up going down the path of being a physicist.
So now she meets another person called Garrett, who we will see on the show. Later, he does develop a connection, but not with Britney, because Britney is too high. He's a physicist, and she doesn't even know how to spell physicist. That's not me making a joke. She literally says it.
I ended up going down the path of being a physicist.
I'm not gonna lie, without my phone, I'm like, I need to go back to school because I can't spell shit.
You don't even need to spell it, lady. Sometimes you need to know what it means, but I guess she's stuck on the first problem. How can she possibly know what it means when she can't even put it into her phone to ask? Damn. So Britney can't cook, spell, or even comprehend things.
I'm obviously a trophy wife.
I don't know, man. That's not making her a 10 for me.
Like, if you saw how I spelled physicist, you would walk out that door right now.
I have not prioritized finding love.
So then Garrett says something that I'll elaborate on. The full clip is him talking about how he's career driven and focused, and that has ostracized him from making social connections because he hasn't focused on that. And he does say he thinks that love and things, for what it's worth, should actually have that like focus on it. And I think you should. I think people say when you're least looking for it, it comes. And I believe that 100%. I believe when you're not looking for it, it'll come to you. But at the same time, I feel like you need to do self-work to be open enough to receive that love. I know that sounds stupid. I've heard it said so many times. I know it sounds silly, but I think you need to be in a position where if someone is like, I'd like to love you, you can be like, I can do it back. And that's probably the stuff that you should be working on. Not actually trying to go out into the world and be like,
will you date me? Will you date me? I'm here. I'm in Amsterdam. I'm smoking the weed.
oh my God, I've been talking to a fucking lamppost for 10 minutes.
We're on Love is Blind.
At this point, Leo does some rhymes, which sounds like just me talking in the third person, but I think his rhymes are hard.
We're on Love is Blind. To love we may find. At the altar we'll decide. And if we like the same girl, back off, she's mine.
It's very good. He rapped that like he was an art dealer. If they had a beat, he'd be like, oh my God, it's too, please, can you stop that? This is not artsy enough for me. He's Leo, 30, doing that. Art dealer. My life could have been this, huh? All I had to do was have rich parents who died. Ah, shit. I could have been Batman, but instead I'm here.
Hello, who am I speaking with?
Alex?
Who is this?
This is Tim.
Next, we meet Alex and Tim. And another thing that I want to say is the job titles have gotten differently. There's 2 different people on the series who have like content strategy management sort of positions. And I thought that's crazy. I guess in today's day and age, maybe a few years ago, this wasn't even a job, but now it's a pretty high profile. Alex is a fashion content manager. That's crazy. It's fashion content, by the way. I've seen this on Instagram. If someone could tell me in the comments, I've seen these guys and they do like point of view. Someone told me these clothes wouldn't look good on me, and then girls in the comments are like, they totally look good on you. But then I see the guy's profile and all he does is stand outside and pretend to actually do things. Is that actually a career? Is standing outside of your house a career? I feel like you still need to provide something for someone, right? Because then you're just a scarecrow that moves, but you're not on a farm, so you're just a guy that moves. Anyway, I'm just saying, that's all I see on Instagram. I don't know, I don't get it.
I feel like when you're in a marriage, it's for better, for worse, before God.
So Tim and Alex hit it off on the basis that they talk about religion, spirituality, and then later on their parents and sort of some of the hardships they go through, which is something that I think that when you're older, you respect more. Like, say, I'm assuming when you get to your 30s, if someone says something like, I've been through it, other people can either relate or have other people who have been through that and can be either sympathetic or empathetic towards the situation. So as you get older, it's my at least belief that you're able to form a deeper connection on the basis you've been through it with someone. And I think that's what they're doing here, because they do hit it off.
Both of my parents have MS.
MS is multiple sclerosis.
Oh my God, I need to go back to school.
I'm very sorry. And that's really sad. I can't believe that both her parents have that. That's really tough.
My mom in a 15-year relationship with this man. When her MS was getting really bad and she now has to walk with a cane.
She goes on to tell the story of how her mom actually quit it, and then once she did, her new partner ditched her upon having to do the extra work. And it's really unfortunate and kind of shitty, but she was saying that that's what made her realize that she wanted to get married.
A 15-year relationship with this man. Just living their best life. She now has to walk with a cane. He dropped her.
Odd choice of words, because I don't know if that was a physical thing or like he left her, or he literally, like, she was walking with a cane and then he dropped her. I don't know. I don't know.
Life really comes at you fast, and that really showed me how important marriage is.
So it is important, and I understand what Alex is saying, but I just want to point out, if someone has married you and then you get MS and have to walk with a cane, they can still divorce you. And, you know, objectively speaking, that's even harder, because now not only don't you have a cane, but you don't have a husband. That's pretty tough. I'm just saying, love is blind, but it's also hard to work without a cane. So
What was your first impression of me?
Fun and bubbly, but not shallow.
Yeah.
let's take you back to Britney and Leo, who are forming a connection, which makes complete sense. Leo is a chauvinistic asshole. Can't believe I'm saying that about Leo. Britney is a trophy wife, and it makes sense. One guy has money, one girl wants money. Why wouldn't they connect?
I have a very high pain tolerance. Anytime I have to do something painful, I just imagine my mom dying.
Oh, all right. That's...
I just imagine my mom dying.
No, that's weird, isn't it? That's weird. Anytime I have to do something painful, I imagine my mom dying. What are you, Batman?
Max, what do you want for dinner?
Why do you do that? What?
Like, I'm like really fortunate to be 30 years old and like really not like have to worry about money at all.
All right, Leo. Leo said that his big issue, his big like thing that he's very concerned about is if a woman will want him for the money or his personality. Well, if you're gonna start every sentence off with I'm financially so fortunate, I never have to worry about money in my life, do you not think someone will actually pry into that situation? Really, bro? You're doing the thirst traps and then being like, why are people liking me with my shirt off? Like, come on.
Like, it's something I'm kind of like honestly a little bit uncomfortable talking about in general.
Hold up.
I'm fortunate, like I have a lucrative job.
Wait a minute.
Like I'm like really fortunate to not like have to worry about money at all.
Wait a minute.
I'm incredibly financially fortunate.
Something ain't right.
Like I grew up like very well off and like.
If you're uncomfortable talking about it, why are you talking about it? What the hell is wrong with you, sir?
Don't just think like a just dumb as fuck.
He's sitting down being like,
ah, man, I would never talk about my financial situation. I hate when people question me about that.
So anyway, when I was 3, this is when I got my first million. And I'll tell you about that in detail.
Kind of being groomed to take it over. And then I told you that a lot of them got cancer, right? Because I had all of these family tragedies. I got inheritance all at once.
Is this not starting to sound like some sort of confession? All of his family died very, very soon after each other from the same thing, placing him solely with the wealth. Sounds like a Mendez brother, if you ask me.
The business I like was really blessed to inherit, like does like pretty well.
I'm incredibly financially fortunate.
How do you want a woman to reply to that if that was the end of your sentence? It took you 20 minutes to get out the words, I'm hella rich because my parents died and I didn't ever have to work for it. What is a woman supposed to reply? What kind of personality do you expect the woman to derive from the things that you're saying? If you're scared of them only wanting money and all you ever talk about is money and they have nothing else to base your whole life off of, what the hell else are they going to ask you about, dude? Come on, man. You should know better. Leo.
In a marriage, finances, how would you split the bills? Would it be 50-50?
Girl, if I'm splitting your legs, I'm splitting the bills. That's how it works, okay? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that we're in 2024 and everything's equality. All right, if I take you out to dinner once, you take me out once. We don't have to pay the exact same money. I'll split the bill sometimes with you. I'll get it, you get it. I might get more things, you might get more things. I don't care, okay? I like my own stuff. I like my own space. Is that really romantic? I don't know. But does it preserve a long-term relationship for me? Yeah, all right? Little things like if I go to the toilet, don't kick in the door and then sit on me and we both do a double dump. Stop. I need my privacy, right? That was really disgusting. I don't even know why I said that. Maybe it's the weed, bro.
I don't know if I believe in paying all of it, but I also don't think I believe in splitting 50-50 if I'm making more. I do like both of us paying because it feels like we're both invested.
That's the smartest thing Leo has ever said.
Ouch.
In this whole series. The fact that he's like, look, if I make way more, I understand the idea of me having to do more, but I still want to feel like both people are contributing because that makes me feel safer. Sometimes if a girl is contributing nothing, it's in 2 ways wrong. Because in the first way, the guy doesn't feel like the girl is doing anything. In the second way, if the guy just stops paying for everything, the girl has no financial weight in the situation. Now she's just like, oh, you used to do everything for me, now you're doing nothing. It's like a power dynamic. So either way, I feel like it's just in everyone's best interest to at least both contribute in some way, shape, or form. But Britney seems to think 50-50 is for the birds, and she's like, my last relationship, the guy contributed everything and everyone in the pods is a bitch for actually wanting 50-50.
The other guys were hard 50-50. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
As girls, I do like nice things.
Okay, as a guy, I like nice things. Where's my girl gonna get me Givenchy socks? I need Givenchy underwear, okay? If you're gonna pull down my Calvin Klein, they better be Calvin Kleins is what I'm saying. I don't want no $2 underwear, okay?
As girls, I do like nice things. And we shop more. Grooming and nails and hair and my fucking workout classes and stuff.
Shit, I pay for workout classes. It's called a gym. Stupid. I work the hell out. It's like $8 a week, okay?
I don't agree with that.
Shut the heck up. Shut the shit, okay? Damn, she's like,
Girls need nice things. Guys just wear anything.
shut the heck up. Not every guy is like that. I take pride in my fashion.
Hold up.
And I know it doesn't look like it. I'm wearing a Raiders shirt. But you know what? It's fine. Because I like looking nice too. I like buying nice things every now and again. Like a Big Mac. Guess what? I'll do 50-50. Someone can go 50-50 on that Big Mac with me.
Does anybody want a Big Mac?
I feel like it's the brownie, actually. I'm getting munchies.
Workout classes and stuff are expensive. My last relationship, I was taken care of 100%.
How did that end up?
Stupid.
Because you're here on Love is Blind.
I just want to relax and be taken care of.
taken care of 0%. So I just want to say, I mean, if you're going to start comparing people in your past to people in your future, you're going downhill, right? Because if the last person did this, why aren't they there right now? Something must have messed up, right? You can't have everything, you know what I mean, girl? You have to give what you want to get, and you're giving nothing.
My grandpa got cancer.
At this point, Leo then talks to the guys about how he's rich, which just, I don't know, man. I don't know why.
My grandpa got cancer, died. My grandma got cancer, died. My mom got cancer, died.
Why is he talking like this? Why is he talking like he's playing Call of Duty and explaining his KD ratio?
My grandpa got cancer, died. My grandma got cancer, died. My mom got cancer, died.
What the hell? Grandma got cancer, died. Dad died. Auntie died. Everybody died. My sister died. Her hair, then she died, actually, of cancer.
Don't forget that.
So it's just me, alive, still inheriting money.
Like, I'm not trying to build an influencer career. Like, I'm a rich fucking art dealer. Like,
some of us have to because our parents come from third world countries and we're really poor. And it's actually a privilege that we get to do this to a world full of people who give me their time. I mean, random people their time. It would be nice to deal art and be pretentious enough to be like, this was painted by an asshole who's now dead. And now you pay me $300 million because you're an asshole. But not everybody can do that. Sorry, Leo.
I'm a rich fucking art dealer. Like, I went to a country club, I went to private school, went to college. I'm incredibly financially fortunate. I would much rather have my problem than the problem of lack of money.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yes, Leo, everyone in their grandmother would agree.
My grandma got cancer, died.
That having the problem of having too much money is a better problem than being hungry at night, not having anywhere to sleep, having fatal illness. Yeah, I guess the problem of having too much money, people would choose that problem if they could choose. So congratulations for being in the majority.
It's a really great, lucky problem to have. It's scary because, like, oftentimes a girl, she just wants me because she knows I'm like an art dealer. I really believe that I'm like a unique, special person.
You seem like a special person, dude. Honestly, I watched I Am Sam and you look like you could stunt double for him.
What do you mean?
Seriously, man. Wow. Oh, how many times do I have to hear this man talk about money? His personality is just money. Money, 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 money. He's literally Mr. Krabs. He's the reincarnation of Mr. Krabs. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I feel like Squidward listening to him.
Damn it, I just noticed you're wearing a Rolex.
What a rich fucking art dealer.
Bro, you're on a show called Love is Blind and you literally don't want people to think that you have money. You could have said that you did anything else.
Where is the fun in that?
You could have literally said that, then people would have not thought you were this, and then you could have been like, I actually am an art dealer. But instead you chose to wear a Rolex and constantly talk about your money. Obviously people are going to want you for that, dude. Oh, Leo. Leonardo. His name is Leopold. I'm Leonardo. He's a Leopold. They're different.
We are same, but different.
I can see myself like explaining something about art to Hannah and be like, oh, no way. I'm starting to feel some connection.
Anyway, Leo and Hannah are hitting it off because in a wild twist of events, Hannah is so stupid that she asked the right questions to Leo, who doesn't want someone who's too pretentious. So her stupidity is literally winning him over, and his lack of awareness is, I guess, reciprocated in the fact that she's like, oh, you're pretty cool and smart. Somehow it's working. These are the last two brain cells forming together.
You wanted to know me, not like about my job.
To be honest with you, like when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's cool, but like I don't even know exactly what that even means.
So Leo is like, man, I love that you ask about me and not what I do. And she straight up is like, to be honest, I don't even know what an art dealer is. Like, is it drugs? Do you put art in your ass? What happens? Do you sniff it?
Like,
You know what like my biggest fear in life is? Like I don't want to die.
Spoken like a 26-year-old quit her job for this. I don't want to die. Everyone's gonna die. Sorry.
Or like if I could be a vampire, like I would get bit any day.
What the fuck, man? Why? Are we really having these conversations? Alright, fine. She's 26. She wants to suck people, but like their blood because she's a vampire and she's scared of death. And of course, taxes and jobs.
one of the things I'm most attracted to you is like, you're clearly like really smart.
No.
I don't even know exactly what that even means.
No, that's not. That's like saying I'm so attracted to your skin because it's really dark skinned and I love dark Nubian queens.
What?
Come on, Leo. Come on. This is not sweet talking. This is dumb talking.
I know a lot about a lot of things.
No.
I don't even know exactly what that even means.
No, she said she knows a lot about a lot of things. She sounds like Forrest Gump. I know about a lot of things.
I'll be your Taylor Swift and you can be...
I could be the Travis.
Like I said, Hannah's having connections with two people. She thinks Nick D is this really smooth talker. So in her head, she's built up Nick D to be this absolute unit. Not that it's fully her fault, because Nick D says some crazy shit. He says that he looks like Henry Cavill and also Taylor Swift's husband, that football player, the one who looks like every generic white man.
I could be the Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce, that's the name.
You could be my Travis Kelce.
Oh my gosh, I'm a little bit better looking than Travis, but...
See, so now he said that, and then now she's gonna think that he looks like that. This is like the last season when that one girl, I forget her name, said she looked like Megan Fox, and then this dude was like thinking she looked like Megan Fox.
You saying you look like Megan Fox?
Because I have wide eyes and dark hair.
He looks like Megan Fox, more like. So that was really bad. You're setting someone a precedent to like imagine what someone's looking like. And Hannah has this whole thing about jock and stuff in the head, because Nick actually told her that he plays sports. He used to play NFL or whatever in college. So everyone's thinking that Nick is like the smooth talking dude who's like pretty big. But I could tell by his voice that he wasn't. I don't get it. I don't get how other people don't see that.
So my celebrity crush. So it used to be Beyonce. I think Scarlett Johansson's up there too.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
My celebrity crush is, as usual, Mr. Bean is first. I like Darth Vader. He's pretty cool. I need a celebrity crush, I think. I need one. Can someone think of one for me? I need one. Because Mr. Bean is a guy, and I need a girl, but I can't think of one. Beyonce is great though. That's actually sacrilege that he said she used to be a crush. What did Beyonce ever do wrong? She only does right things.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
She is a babe.
Henry Cavill, I feel like that would be mine, because he's like hot, but he's also like, he builds computers.
That is true, actually. That's the correct answer for who do you have a crush on. If anybody says Henry Cavill, guy, girl, anything, that's correct. That's correct. That's true.
Superman, right? Woo. I kind of look like him, like the less buff version of him.
Shut the fuck up! Yeah, even Hannah didn't believe that. I mean, if you look like that, you wouldn't be on Love is Blind, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, boy? Yeah. Hey, it's genetics. Sometimes you win. When you win, you win.
Can't wait to just experience life with you. Do you have a couple cute bathing suits picked out?
So I want you to note this moment down. At this point, Nick says, do you have like cute bathing suits? She does not react. Hannah's like,
yeah, okay. I see where you're going with this.
She seems to be okay with it. But later on, she's gonna turn this into a big moment of frustration. And I don't know why or how.
No, I'm gonna compliment you a lot. You come out of the shower and like a whole snack. I'm gonna come up behind you and grab your hips, give you like a kiss.
Can you not sext from behind the wall there, bro? I'm not. You know what? Actually, I haven't seen enough of that. I need the pods to have a little more sexting, because they don't do that enough. It's too much Love is Blind. Should be Sex is Blind too. You know what I mean? Ah, what are you wearing? A bed sheet. Ah, shit. I can imagine. Wow, I don't know what you look like, so I just imagine like a dark figure, but you might be light. Is what I. You know, the point is, I'm sorry for being racist. Actually, that. I'm just gonna leave the pod, sir.
I can tell you, you're the most.
Oh my God,
beautiful girl in
Nick!
the world.
Stop.
So Nick is trying to sex her from the pod, and you can see Nick's positioning. You can see just his body language. He's not really who he says he is in terms of that confident fellow. I think he's himself, and that's really good. But he's not like the smoothest guy. He's just like, I'm gonna go behind you and I'm gonna kiss you and stuff. I'd be weirded out if he had too many girlfriends. I don't know. Nick doesn't strike me as someone who's had too many. Pussy. He seems like a nice dude, actually. And I thought he was gonna be more of a D-bag, but he's just a dork with an A, to be honest. Weird guy.
I have to admit, like, I've dated white girls. That's all I've ever dated.
Anyway, let me take you back to Garrett and his partner, whose name I forget, but it'll come back to me. Now, this girl and him, they're going steady. I couldn't keep everything in. I really wanted to show you more of some of these people's interactions, but Garrett saying that he's only dated white people after finding out that she possibly isn't white is a pretty funny moment, because I think he's not trying to be racially insensitive, but it's coming off like, I really hope you're not black.
You are very calculated about what you say. What's she hiding?
Is she not white? I've only dated white people, and like, you don't ever answer when I say how much mayonnaise you want as a spice. You never answer. So are you brown or black? I don't know if my family's okay with that.
I don't want him to know my ethnicity, and is this like a carefully curated image that she's presenting? I don't know.
Imagine saying this to someone who's black or another color who's just trying to get along, like her name is Alex or something, and she's just there, and Garrett's like,
are you pretending that you're not something you are? Because I haven't heard you know, gunshot. There's no Dr. Dre playing in the background. Are you sure you're white? Because I feel like you're lying about it.
It's coming off a little bit insensitive to hear Garrett. It's sounding like you're not happy if she's not white.
I wasn't gonna share my ethnicity. It was an opportunity to like have someone not know how I look at all. I'll be hurt if it doesn't end up working out and I gave away what I look like.
Yeah, so the girl correctly identifies and says the thing that every minority is thinking. Dating is not always easy when you're a minority because of many factors, including something like height. Can you imagine growing up and someone of your heritage usually only grows to a certain height? Let's say you're that. And someone saying like, I need you to be a certain thing that you're not. It's kind of hard. It's kind of heartbreaking. And sometimes you have to go on shows like this to showcase that you have a great personality and your limitations are physical. Stuff that you can't control, like your skin color, your height, or things that just make you you. Shouldn't be stuff that other people frown upon. But unfortunately, that sometimes is the case. And I'm very sorry. It's happened to me too, so don't worry. We're all in the same boat. The immigrant boat. I'm gonna eat this weed brownie now.
I don't believe in roles.
Okay.
100%. I'm definitely, no matter what, always going to be a protector. That's the role I'm
Love
going to
that.
constantly play.
Oh man, I'm not high enough for this. Tyler said that he doesn't believe in roles, then proceeded to say he's a protector. That's the role he plays.
I don't believe in roles. That's the role I'm going to constantly play.
Come on, dude. Who's the one really smoking here, bruh?
Do you have a random talent?
I could do the little tongue rolling thing as a kid.
Then he says he rolls his tongue at kids. He meant as a kid, but like he says at a kid, which is just like, can you call the FBI now?
Oh, why you try to throw that in there, Tyler?
No, that used to be on my party tricks. Like when I was a kid.
Why
like,
was you doing that at a party?
as a kid.
I'm doing it at a kid. I'm rolling my tongue at a kid. What's wrong? I'm rolling my tongue at a kid.
That's how episode 1 ends. Everyone's connected. Garrett wants a white person. Leo is in trouble. Hannah and Britney. And there's a few other connections going on in the pod. Episode 2 starts now.
Britney's gonna be expensive.
I have money.
Flashback.
One of my biggest insecurities is that a girl only wants me for money.
Stupid.
Cheeks clapping for that. That's amazing. Good work, buddy. Britney's expensive. I have money. Leo, the person who literally said, I don't want people to know me for my money. Good stuff, guy.
Nick D, he's such a charming, charming man. He knows what to say and how to say it. And it's scary that it might be like manipulating.
It's not manipulating, okay? I thought about this. Someone who says nice things to people is not manipulating. If you fall for it, you're getting manipulated. If you go into a casino and you say they manipulated me out of money, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, but that's a casino. The big bright lights and everything enticing you to do that, you don't have to go in. You don't have to believe Nick D. And for what it's worth, he's not said anything that made me think that he is trying to be a charming fellow. Some people just seem to think because he's confident that he's a really attractive person or someone who knows how to get into women's pants. I never thought that being a smooth talker was such a bad thing. I didn't know that saying the right thing could make you a wrong person. Apparently, according to these girls, you have to be shit at talking, but still good enough. I don't know where that comes from.
And I think I had such strong feelings for him. I don't want him to ever break my heart. I think he wants a trophy wife.
Leo wants a trophy wife, not me, the other one.
He definitely objectifies me. Like I can't wait to see you in a bikini.
So that's the moment where Hannah is now recounting the events where she didn't react at all. Now is saying that she's getting objectified. Now I've eaten half of this brownie, but let me just get this straight. The man from behind the wall who can't possibly see you is somehow objectifying you through a fucking wall. Is he Superman? Maybe it's the weed brownie. You think he can see through that wall, Hannah? Is that what's happening? Suddenly he's objectifying, and she also doesn't want him to break her heart. She's literally 26 and doesn't understand how love works and the fact that someone will actually disappoint you. You just have to love them enough to know that you will forgive them. Love is inclusive of disappointment because that is a factor of growth. If two people can grow from an experience after they have it, they're probably more in love than the people who are too afraid to even voice their concerns. I think that's important to know, Hannah.
He's like someone I think that like I would not want to go to sleep without makeup on.
That sounds like a walking red flag.
That's a walking red flag, but if you choose to not put makeup on or to leave makeup on because you feel insecure, then you should probably have that conversation instead of just doing it and then say he's a red flag because you feel you have to do it. Because if you just do it and then the person's like, you can take your makeup off, I thought you were wanting to do that. I don't know, I just started putting on my makeup because I thought you wanted me to look whiter. That's weird. Don't make those assumptions.
He's a charmer. Watch me go in there today, and then I'm like, I love him.
You're gonna like cut him loose at some point, right?
I just don't want to cut him off yet. I don't know.
The thing with Hannah is that she's created a perception of who Nick D is in her mind. And she thinks that he's some athlete sort of hunk person who's gonna break her heart, who's very good looking and everything. And she's like, I'm finding that too hard to let go. I don't know what she thinks is happening, but this is a show specifically dedicated to people who don't look a certain way. And I wish Love is Blind did that, by the way. They always have people who are conventionally good looking. Why don't they have people who don't look too good? You know what I mean? Like objectively or subjectively, people who look a bit wonky on the show. Like, you know, my name's Tragic Johnson, I'm 35, I don't have teeth. Have them do Love is Blind. I want to see that. I'm saying you guys should go all out one season. I'll be on the weird looking show. I'm weird looking, probably.
Hannah. I have like a lot of concerns with you. Why are you here? Like, why did you want to do this?
So Hannah goes into the pod and voices her concerns. She's like,
Nick D, why are you even here? If you can get any girl you want, why are you in Love is Blind?
and this is when I started feeling sorry for Nick D, because instead of him walking out and being like, I'm done with this shit, he actually has the patience enough to voice his concerns and explain everything to Hannah in a way that she could feel safer about the situation. This dude instantly in my head went from, he's probably kind of a D-bag to, he seems like a pretty solid dude, man.
I want something genuine.
Obviously you talk about how great you look, right? And you're this,
No,
just let me talk. Let me talk.
Okay.
You do. You've got it all.
This was the point Nick D was like, I don't know what I said. Probably because I said I look like Travis Kelce. Damn. Nick D's like, he was like trying to say, I'm not good look. Oh shit. I was just playing. My bad. Sorry about that. And she's like got this preconceived notion. She's like, he's Henry Cavill on steroids. He's American Henry Cavill. I guess he's Henry Ford then. He's just ready to do things.
I think you have trouble finding someone in the real world.
You seem pretty perfect. Why are you here?
Because guys like you are the ones who like me in the real world.
Oh, wow. So Nick actually asks a civil question because she's like, why are you even here if you can find anyone you want? And he's like, why are you here? You seem like you could find anyone. And she replies saying, essentially, bad guys, men who put her in bad situations like Nick, have got her onto the show, and it makes him feel sad.
Because guys like you are the ones who like me in the real world.
Everybody's weird in their own way. I want you to be unapologetically you.
I'm scared that like the reason why you like me so much is because you think I'm hot.
What? Besides the bikini thing, what the hell did he say that ever made it feel that way?
No, I'm gonna compliment you a lot. You come out of the shower looking like a whole snack. I'm gonna come up behind you and grab your hips, give you like a kiss.
Are these two people catfishing each other? Am I doing the wrong show? Neither of them are that good looking.
You're like, so like what bikinis are you gonna wear? Like I can't wait to see that. And it's like, why?
Because he wants to find you attractive. Are you kidding me? You think when they come out the pods, if he doesn't find you attractive, that's gonna be a thing? Really? Why do you wanna me to look good in things? Why can't I just look like a whale in a bikini? Why can't I look like Pearl from SpongeBob? Huh? What? I thought the show was called Love is Blind. I thought you supposed to make your husband blind by how fucking ugly you look. I'm putting on granny panties 24/7. That's just me. It's who I am. Alright, fine. But you know your partner's supposed to find you attractive, like sensually, right? Right? Alright.
I don't care what you look like, what you wear. Whoever I see, I'm going to love every fucking day.
He even says the right thing. Nick even responds by saying, it doesn't matter what you wear. I'm sorry that I said that, but he says you could look like whatever. And I feel like he actually means it. Because at this point, this girl is giving him so much grief over nothing that he could have walked away, and he chooses not to. So this dude, I appreciate.
I think you're still working on who you want to be, and I think my connections with other people just grew stronger.
At this point, Hannah makes a tough decision to let Nick go and says that she's got connections with other people that she might want to explore more. And Nick doesn't even fight it. Bad boys. He's just like, okay. And you know what? Nick's an OG at this point.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck.
I have to pee so bad. I'm about to pee my pants.
Oh my god.
I was like, Leo,
Britney comes back after Hannah breaks it off with her connection Nick, and her only other connection is Leo. But Britney comes back and she's like, I gotta pee my pants, I gotta shit my pants, I just did a doo-doo. And then she comes out through the door and she's like, I talked to Leo. And she mistakenly name drops, leaving Hannah to feel like shit because she now knows who Leo's other connection is. Now, like I said, in Love is Blind Sweden and the other Love is Blinds, people understand that they're dating many people in the pods and it's okay to explore other connections because that's the show. In the real world, if you're casually dating someone, yeah, I'm sure if you have a conversation about it, it's fine. But if you don't understand, like, the real world is part of, like, I'm doing these casual things or I'm exploring who I am to try and then find the one. If that's your intent, that's good. But you shouldn't hold that against someone. But now there's a bit of drama because Britney's trying to go for Hannah's man, vice versa.
Everyone has learned who's dating who. It was really bad. I said your fucking name.
God, I have like a crush on you.
So Britney then goes into the pod and tells Leo that she actually name dropped and everyone knows who everyone's connected with. And this doesn't lead anywhere other than Leo saying he has a crush on you. And because she was real about it, he then says that she went from his number 2 to now tied with number 1. Leo has a way with words. When I say way with words, I mean he's got a horrible way with words. If Nick D was a charming person, Leo is charm free. This man lacks any semblance of charm. And the way he talks to people is actually mind-boggling that he even has 2 people after him.
What if I just ghosted you?
Oh my God.
Actually, Britney's just as fucking stupid. This,
What if I just ghosted you?
from a 32-year-old stupid, is like almost unacceptable. She's like,
What if I ghosted you?
and she's like biting her, like, you know, finger. She's like, and he's, you know, replies by saying, you would ruin me. It would be really tough. And she's like, good. I want you to like make sure that if I do anything, it hurts you.
I would fucking be so heartbroken.
Good.
Girls like that, for me, no. You should want your person to succeed, whether they're with you or without you. Does not matter. If you truly care about someone, you truly care about them, not your situation. That's selfish. And if you're selfish, you can't be with me. But you could be with that Leo.
Like, you were number 2, and after our date today, like, honest to God, like, you're like, I swear to God, you're like both number 1.
I'm like Pet. Yeah, Leo literally, he took time to say that. You were my second option, but after this conversation, you guys are neck and neck. We could have a threesome. That's literally what this dude said to a girl and expected her for some reason to be like, oh my God, I moved up? Really? Oh. Leo, you're being a bit of a dick.
We're both number 1.
Yes. That just fucking sucks. Like,
I knew this was gonna happen.
You're both winners in my book. I like that. I really like that. I like how optimistic this man was, that he thought he could say that and anyone would be like, wow, I can't believe it. And maybe I'll be number 3 next week if I do something wrong.
I think I'm going crazy.
You and me both.
So after hearing the news that Leo has more than one connection, Hannah runs back with her tail between her legs to Nikki D, and she calls him back into the booth to apologize and says that, you know what, I'm wrong. Isn't that just how it works? I feel like this is a red flag, you know what I mean? Like, how can a relationship function when the girl is like, I made the wrong choice? That's crazy. I mean, I guess it can. I don't want to say that like you can't make mistakes, because you totally can, but it feels like the timing and the convenience of it was just really, really bad.
I just want you to know, like, I have not been okay today because of what I did. Like, I feel like I'm just
What you did with us?
I'm like going insane, I think. Like, I don't know up from down.
That's a normal thing for you. So now she goes to tell Nikki D that it was all her friend's idea.
So people were telling you to end it with me, and that's what you listen to?
Another thing, I don't know if girls actually like listen to this and like take this advice on board, but like the company you keep probably who in the long term who a guy or a girl is gonna date. Actually, this goes both ways. Let's say you're a girl and you have a great guy, but his friends are all drug addicts or whatever. Like people who just have really bad influences on him. It's the company you keep that you're going to have to live with. And ideally, in a perfect world, they're gonna all be your friends. You're gonna inherit those friends too. So on both sides, you want people who actually bring you up. And in a lot of cases, for some reason, girls' friends, in my opinions, a lot of them are like, girl, you deserve better. And it's like, why don't you have the people who want you to succeed? Because a lot of my guy friends are like, if you're happy, I'm happy, dude. I have no opinion on the girl unless she's doing something really bad to you. It doesn't seem to work the other way all the time. And a lot of girls, like, I don't know if they project their insecurities onto their friends, but it can ruin relationships. Not in Hannah's case, but I've seen it happen before, and it's kind of sad.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I feel about anything. I think I'm like scared you're gonna like be disappointed in me or something. I don't know. I just think like you will break my fucking heart.
That's not his problem. You're a 26-year-old girl. Let me explain it to you. Your insecurities are not someone else's issue, because it's not up to Nick D to do anything other than reaffirm the fact that he really cares for you. If he breaks your heart, it's a circumstantial situation. People are not bound by anything not to do or to do something. You take a risk in love because that's what it's all about. You can't possibly know the future, and that's the fun of it, actually. Knowing that in mind, If you have insecurities about a certain situation, it's not someone else's job to fix those. The best they can do is be there for you while you work through them. But that shouldn't stop you from dating someone, and that shouldn't have you saying the shit to someone as if they need to fix that. Nick can't fix your problems. He's Nicky D. If he just had an M, he'd be Mickey D, and he'd be fucking McDonald's.
I want you. I want you really bad.
Okay, and that's what Nick says. She's like, I got a feeling you'll break my heart. And he's like, I want you bad though. That's pretty much the only thing you can say when someone's like, I feel like you'll break my heart. What do you want a guy to say? I won't? He might lie. I will? Then you won't date him. I don't know? Then he's too insecure. He doesn't understand the future. There's no way for Nick to win the situation. So he said the only thing he knew how to. I want you real bad. I want you like prime rib.
You gotta give me a chance. You gotta give me a chance.
Taylor, would you be my girlfriend?
Yeah, so Nick says you gotta give me a chance, and Hannah's like, maybe I will. In between that, Garrett figures out that he wants to marry Taylor, whether she's white, black, or any other color that he knows.
Taylor, would you be my girlfriend?
No.
No?
You have 2 hours to convince me.
She says no to being the girlfriend, but she will later marry him. So during this episode 2, we actually meet another couple, Ramses and Marissa. I don't like Marissa. I don't know why, but there's something about her that makes me don't like her. I don't know why.
Let's say you get proposed to. Let's say I propose to you.
I need more time. I need more time.
The guy's name is also too close to Ramsey, but it's not. It's Ramses. Sounds like Moses with an R. But anyway, there's a love triangle here. And the triangle is developing between Ramses, Marissa, and another guy whose name sounds like Bogdan, but isn't.
My sister does an Ancestry.com. Most of it is Nigerian, Congolese, Sierra Leonean.
Yes. Now we have Monica and Steven. Steven is a white man who's actually figures out that he's black and now goes on the show to start saying things like, I'm actually 3/5 black, which is great. Great for him because now he can play both cards. He's got 2 cards that he could play. He's like Michael Jackson, black and white.
Primarily a lot of West Africa. So it turns out that my dad is actually like 3/5 or half black.
I like that. I really want to say things like, I'm 1/5 white. Can you give me the cab now? Can I call a cab without getting a problem? I'm 1/5 white. Can you stop profiling me at the airport? I'm 1/5 white. Please, I'm 1/5 white. Can you swipe right on your dating profile since I'm white enough, but not too white for you? Like, please, I would love that. He's 3/5 black. I like it. Steven's actually a pretty good guy, and Monica is a 36-year-old woman who knows what she wants and is career driven. And these two hit it off almost instantly. And it's pretty cute.
Wow.
I have identified as white my whole life.
I have identified as brown my whole life. I'm going to start identifying as caramel from now on, because I'm sweet.
He has nothing else on me other than that, and I have absolutely nothing on her. She knows I'm white.
Garrett then gets married to Taylor, and his closing comment before the marriage is, she knows that I'm white, so hopefully she'll reciprocate and be white as well. I don't know what his fixation is on having white people so much, but he's Garrett, and that's how the episode ends. We're now on episode 3. Garrett meets the girl. He's pretty happy because she's half white, half Asian, and he's like, that's amazing. And then he says some white shit at the end of the sentence.
Fong.
Fong. How do you spell it?
F-O-N-G.
Okay.
Like song.
He's like, I need to meet your mother. What's her name? And she's like, Fong. And then he asks, how do you spell Fong? Like, is it PH? Does it have like an X? Like Zhong or something? And she's like, no, it's just F-O-N-G. And then he's like, where's that from? I know it's from Asia, but like, because I can start guessing, but I don't think that's good, huh?
F-O-N-G.
Okay.
Like song. With an F.
Got it.
I like how Taylor even was like, let me explain it in white terms. It's like the word song, like what you listen to on the AirPods with the F. It's not S-O-N-G-F. It's song, but it's F. It's fong. It's like thong, but F.
And where's she from?
She's from Hong Kong.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Is it Garrett? Is it? Oh, really? She's from Hong Kong? That's wild news for me. I've never even been there. I've just been to the United States of California.
Yesterday, like, whatever, like, the news got out about, like, you know, Bowden and everything.
Yeah.
So I had to cut this part mostly because it was just dragging for so long. But there's another person in this relationship between Ramses, Marissa, and another person called Bogan.
Like, you know, Bowden.
Bowden, my bad. It's like Biden, but with an O, Bowden.
There's always that fear of opening up to someone and being, like, vulnerable with them, and then that person may not be for you because they may lean in another direction.
But They have this conversation, and Bodon, who's seen as this white guy, explains that he has had anything but a life that is like typically white. I think for what it's worth, he was like an interesting character. We will see him later on, but not for a long time. He seems to be pretty much like Ramses. They're almost the same. They even had like a pretty good connection, Marissa and him. So I was like, wow, that's interesting that she chose Ramses, but the reason why she chooses him is the most like millennial shit I've ever seen in my life.
I am obviously wanting to keep this connection and keep exploring that over the next couple of days. So don't fucking break up with me.
Ramses is basically saying like he found out about this love triangle. He doesn't know how to feel about it. And she eventually says, I still want to explore both connections, but yours as well. Don't break up.
Will you wait here for me?
And he's like, I bet.
Don't fucking break up with me.
No.
We're a flow, we're like a river.
Then she says, we're a flow like a river. Honestly, if it was me, I would have found a way to roll the pod out of there back to South Africa. Just sleep, because that's too much for me. When people say things like it's giving and then don't follow up with stuff like me a headache or me a hard on, then I don't know.
I love you so much, Ashley.
Oh yes, Tyler and Ashley A are getting married, and it's very nice.
Will you marry me?
No, I won't.
He dies in the middle of the proposal, which is really sad, and she starts crying because her husband has passed away now that she's been married to him for 1 second.
I would be honored.
And I'm joking. They get married. I don't know if they get married, but they're engaged.
You don't want to know. At this point, I want information, so just fucking tell me.
Are you sure?
Positive.
At this point, Leo is asking for information about his two connections because he cannot make a decision on who he wants. Does he want Britney or Hannah? Hannah the bumpkin or Britney the trophy wife? And this dude says something that personally hurt me. Let's hear it.
Hannah's 5'9", 5'8".
Right.
I said I was okay with that. She cut me out.
Unfortunately.
That's not a problem for me.
Hannah's heightest prison. Now, if you go on Love is Blind, a show where you have to sign and actually go on the show because you don't want to actually talk about things like physical appearance, stuff like that, then stuff like your height would probably count as things that you wouldn't care about. But it turns out even in the pods where you don't care what someone looks like, as long as they're tall enough, it matters. Now, I'm 5'8".
Thanks for being here. So can you walk us through what it means to be a short king?
And you know what? That's pretty good for people of my heritage. I'm above average, and that's great for me. But in the grand scheme of things, especially in a place like Netherlands, where everyone happens to make basketball players look like normal people, I feel like, wow, I'm just never gonna be as tall as that.
But you do that already.
Does that make me less of a man?
Of course, yes.
Apparently, to some people it does. Unfortunately, your height will always matter. I'm sorry, fellas. I hate it too. But 5'8" is just not good enough for a lot of ladies. Hopefully it is enough for the right one though. Keep your heads up, guys. Literally, if you don't, then they'll think you're 5'7".
A traitor to your own kind!
I think because of people I've dated in the past, they're amazing guys and they have like certain status.
At this point, Britney has a PTSD moment where she realizes that she dated guys that are so good, like they're in such financially high brackets that they can afford to actually have options, and the thought of that makes her sad.
So they also have like so many other girls they could be with.
Yeah, imagine crying over the fact that someone has such status that you're like, I'm really insecure because so many people like you. That's more of a you problem, isn't it, Britney? You should probably need to be pretty secure in yourself to want to date someone who's high profile. I don't know if I could go out with a girl like, damn, I really gotta know lady celebrity. I don't know them. Selena Gomez. I don't know. That's the only one I could think of. I gotta be really confident in who I am. For what it's worth, hopefully that person makes you feel like you're worth it, but at the same time, you really gotta feel like that yourself. Wow, I think this brownie hitting.
I think it's just bringing up a trauma that I didn't realize I had.
Man, imagine having PTSD because you dated guys who had too much money. People come back from the war, they're like, I saw a man lose his leg. You're like, yeah, and you know what? I saw a man who was watching a girl bend back her leg because he could do anything. He has so much money, he just keeps going to the strip club. Damn.
You're literally the sweetest person.
Yeah, it's
and you know
actually
that.
getting annoying. Everyone's like, I'm so sweet. I'm tired of fucking being sweet to everyone.
Your mood. Yeah, me too, Brittany. I'm tired of being sweet to everyone. I want to be sour to a couple of people. Hey, Jennifer. F you. All right. I'm back to being sweet.
I just like tell you all the things I like about you, why I can see us having a life together.
Why can't I just have a fun date with you? Why do I have to have this like fucking like decision-making date?
Oh, okay, so Leo's talking to Britney again. Last time they talked, he said that she's tied with number one for the other person. Don't know why she keeps coming back to the pod to endure this crap, but here we go.
I need to have one final conversation with my other connection. I promise that I can give you more clarity.
Alright, so after humping a chair and doing all sorts of crazy antics, Leo is like, look, you were my number two, now you're in my number one, equal tie in first place. But I need to have a conversation before I can fully make that decision, which is relatively okay. I understand what he's doing, but I also don't understand why he humps chairs like a dog.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
He then does that, whatever that is. Like sexual chewing or something.
Obviously, like, I'm so incredibly financially blessed.
Oh my god, motherfucker. Oh, alright. He's the most blessed financial guy of all time. Financially, he's not stressed, he's blessed, okay? Some people are blessed, some people are stressed. I'm stressed like most other people, he's blessed. We got it, bro.
Of course, I would want me and like my wife to like live a lifestyle, and my family, I think, would want that too. And I guess there's a second part to that, and maybe you know where this is going.
Yes. Amen. It's part of the lifestyle. His family would want that. His mom was like, Leo, put it in the butt.
What do you mean by that?
Not for me, for your wife, of course. You know, this is how you know that sometimes you want kids, sometimes you just want a fun time. You know what I mean? An adventure through the canal with no sea.
Oh no! Oh no!
Having a prenup is something that's like really important to me.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, he's talking about a prenuptial agreement where he's like, I get to keep all my art and my money if we bang and smang and we don't get along. She says yes, and then she says,
I don't even know what a prenup is.
Spoken like a bumpkin.
No, I get it. I don't know much about prenups though, but you know what I find very fascinating, what I really like? You come from a lot of money, right?
Seriously, lady? Are you gonna seriously ask the word right after the question? You come from a lot of money, right? You keep saying about how you're all financially blessed and stuff. Is like Jesus your Lord, or is he your accountant? How are you talking about like blessed? Like who's blessing your money? What bank do you go to? Which Wells Fargo blesses your money? Seriously, lady?
So like if you wanted to, you didn't have to do shit. Like you could just sit on your couch all day and play video games, but like you still took over your family's business. You still work all the time.
Please don't validate his bullshit. Please, if you're gonna sit here and lie to him, can you lie to him about anything other than validating the fact that he works? He's an art dealer that inherited the business.
This is a painting that is called Black Night. It's to represent my heart and how I feel dark every day.
Oh my god, give me two of them, $200 million each. Really?
I fucking love that you said that.
Love me if I was a worm.
Then she asked that crap that they ask on TikTok when they don't have a proper relationship and they want to ask stupid dumb shit. Would you love me if I was a worm? No, God no. If I was putting my dick in a worm, I think I would be a very horrible human being. That's probably the greatest answer to that question. So no, I wouldn't.
So lame. It's not romantic or anything.
Would I love you if you were a worm? Even if you were a 500-pound worm?
What the okay. Shut the fuck up! He then says that. Everyone's like, I'm gonna add the fact that if you get fat and you look obese, I'm gonna love you anyway, which is not true. Putting on weight, sure. Being obese, I don't know if everyone's gonna put up with that. Because I would feel like if I just turned up 500 pounds heavier, I wouldn't want my partner to love me. I wouldn't want my partner to be disappointed at the fact that I let myself go that far because I was so comfortable that I was like, I'm just gonna eat anything and have no standards for you. Putting on weight is different to being obese. But anyway, I'm sorry. She starts laughing and she giggles and it's really funny.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
He's even doing that to her. And she does it back, but she does it like she's like aggressively eating.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
That's French for help yourself.
I know.
It's like, wow. It's like it translated to another language. She's doing like crazy shit with that.
Everything kind of happens for a reason, and I'm happy with where I'm at now.
Would you say you do well financially?
So then Hannah questions Nikki D about his finances, and he says, I could be doing a bit better. She knows that Leo is taking care of all her money, so she's really not worried about him. But when it comes to Nikki D, she says some of the most asinine bullshit I've ever heard in my life. He's a real estate agent. He says, it could be going better, and ideally in the future, it will be going better. And then she hits him with a, well, I need someone to hold me down while I look for a job. Do you remember at the start of this? She quit her job to be on the show. Now she's asking if the man can hold up his end and her end so she can find a job. So she might not date a guy after quitting her job because she has no job, because he can't fend for her when she has no job. That is a feedback loop of biblical proportions. That is destructively biblical. That's crazy.
I want to do better, but real estate isn't something you get into and start making 6 figures.
If we get married, do you think we'll be okay financially? It's gonna take me a second to get a job again.
Can you imagine like her other job associates, like she's on a resume and people are like calling, you know when you call your old work and they're like, was she a good worker? And the old worker's like,
Yeah, she was alright, but then she quit the job to go on Love is Blind.
I wouldn't hire her since she's so volatile. Who's gonna hire you after knowing that you quit your job to be on Love is Blind? That's a stupid, dumb move. You're putting a lot of weight on a show that has a success rate of less than 10%. Hannah, that's stupid. Anyway, Tyler and Ashley meet and they're very happy together, and then Tyler even says kissing Ashley tastes good, which is something I needed to know.
Kissing Ashley tastes good.
I love you. I love you so much.
Nikki D!
That's the appropriate reaction. I love you. Nikki D! Woohoo! Woohoo! Nikki D! I love it. I love that. That's a great reaction. She didn't say it back, by the way. Which is what people usually, I love you. I love you too.
It's important for certain reasons that I know what type of rings you like.
Leo is now playing the Leo game where he pulls out his maneuvers of suavity and then he starts rizzing up the people. Today, his Riz game consists of, I'm going to ask 2 girls what their ring size is. I'm going to tell both girls that I asked them both about the ring size and pretend that everyone's okay with the fact that even though everyone wants to find their one person because this is a monogamous show, I'm going to do that and expect them to feel good about it. My boy Leo, when you're done being a crazy person, come to me. Let me teach you about how to rizz people up. A little better than you at that.
I will only tell you if you only are asking one person.
I mean, I have options, okay?
I was gonna bring it up with both of you or none of you.
Nice. You could have literally, I don't understand. I mean, if anything, this guy's not a liar. He's a truther, and that's great. But he's too much of a truther, and he's a bit of a stupid head sometimes.
Why both or none? That makes no sense to me.
Because I'm split.
After she says, why both of us, he says he's split. And there's about 10 minutes of her crying and feeling really sad about the situation. And I'm on her side. I'd be like, come on. If a girl at this rate is like, what's your ring size? I can buy them in bulk. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, damn, I don't feel special. I don't feel like a special individual towards you if you have 2 rings. I mean, the point of marriage is putting it on one person's finger. Now you're putting it on everyone's finger. It's kind of devalues it, doesn't it? But anyway, Leo wins her back by guessing what type of ring she likes. I could guess what type of ring she likes. Big, shiny with diamonds. That pretty much would have been like, oh yes, how'd you know? Britney, really? Really?
I think I know what you like. Baby, like I know what you want. Like I really know you. I felt like I could have picked something for you.
You're pretty spot on.
So he picks a ring that's an oval with diamonds in it. And she's like,
yeah, you're pretty spot on. That's pretty good. I don't like circles. I like ovals.
I mean, they deserve each other, honestly. So at this point, we haven't actually talked about the fact that Nikki D and Hannah are progressing to a point that Leo doesn't even know about this. And Hannah hasn't said anything. And when Leo walks into the pods, Hannah breaks it to him. She says that she's really gonna explore the connection with Nikki D. I thought Leo was gonna be like, fantastic, you made your choice, now I can make mine. But for whatever reason, he doesn't take rejection well, maybe because he's an art dealer inheritance asshole kid. But as soon as this happens, he breaks down and starts doing something that you would do if you had a lot of money and never were told no. He acts like a brat.
It took me like a long time to like figure it out. And I think this the other guy I'm seeing, like I love that man. I want someone that's like 100% sure about me.
So it backfires on Leo in both ways because both girls want someone who wants them, which, surprise, surprise, anyone would want. Leo, come on, get with the program, buddy. I don't know if he sells art in bulk or something, but I thought that you would know that each art piece is individual, and just like that, each girl wants to feel special. Come on, brother.
Have you and him decided this?
No, she just decided this. She was like, we're gonna explore the connection. I'm just gonna make sure that he feels the same.
Yeah.
Fuck, Hannah. God damn it. Do you feel like that I wasn't committed to you?
You were not sure.
Fuck, Hannah,
Yes, motherfucker. Of course, dude. You've been asking 2 people their ring size. If you work at Foot Locker and you ask everyone their shoe size, it makes sense. Not if you're just a random dude on the street like, what size feet you got? You know what I mean, you weirdo?
I'm so fucking into you, like, God Like how conclusively have you decided?
Pretty conclusively, dude. Pretty conclusively. Pretty conclusively. I don't know if you can take her back. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can win her back at this point. She made her decision. You have to make yours now.
Like, you were not sure.
Hannah, I felt like
fucking the chair again. He lunged forward like someone put a grenade up his ass, and he just like, Hannah.
Fuck, Hannah. Have you made up your mind? Fuck, Hannah. Hannah, like, I want you. Fuck, Hannah.
They have to sanitize all his equipment. There was a shot earlier. I don't know if you watch Love is Blind, you'll see it. He puts a golf club between his dick. He could have put it anywhere on the chair, and he puts it right there. This dude, crazy.
I had no idea you were having all these feelings. I would have been here telling you how I want you, telling you how I want to marry you, telling you how I love you.
That's insane to say that, isn't it? To look at someone once they've chosen someone and say, if you had told me that you had picked someone, I would have told you that I really like you. It's only because you've actually made your decision that made me want to feel this way. Because before this, I was still exploring my connections. That's insane.
What would you say if I asked you to marry me right now? What would you say?
Oh my God.
Say.
Oh my God.
Say.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Should I do it? I'm gonna do it.
Fuck, Hannah. Say.
Oh my.
He starts manipulating her by saying, what if I asked you to marry you right now? Instead of him before he even has a chance, what if I do it first? And she's put in a very awkward situation.
Oh my God.
I want you to be my fucking wife, Hannah.
So apparently he's made up his decision. As soon as she made up her mind, he was like, I can't have rejection. I can't have you not being mine. I can't have you saying that you want someone else. And that's made me want to pick you, which is the wrong way to pick anyone because they pick someone else. This is like the same situation that a girl is like, when you're single, doesn't want anything to do with you, but you find a partner and they're like, well, I always wanted you. That's toxic.
Please answer me, Hannah. Like, is it too late?
Then he like says, is it too late? And he's like requiring an answer while she's under pressure, which is really bad. You should give people time to think about big decisions like that. Leo, completely unhinged, out of his mind, has lost his mind in this situation. And now we move on to episode 4. Episode 4 starts where episode 3 left off, and it's Leo just begging Hannah to come back.
I want to talk to you first tonight, Hannah.
He's like an NPC video game character that they made in like the early 2000s. I want to talk to you first, Hannah. I can't believe you would do this to me. His hands can't bend. That's like how they used to make PS2 characters. Your hands are like this, then the next minute that. I want to talk to you first, Hannah. Please, don't be this way. Oh, man. He's not a real human.
We're both ENTJs?
Oh my God, he's actually not a human. We're both JPEGs, we're both JPEGs, we're just pictures of each other. We're not even moving pictures, but you complete me like how Martin Scorsese completed Taxi Driver. That's really the type of picture I want to complete.
But if we can get there, we'd be unstoppable.
Does anybody really do that? Like they're like, oh, this is my personality type, yours is this, so we're not compatible. Are we really that like systematic as a, you know, you're a Leo, I'm a Leo? That's never gonna work. Is that really a thing? Because I feel like that shouldn't be a thing, because that can't be a thing, but apparently that's a thing.
And I have another connection I can go to. You understand? It's not even like I'm fighting for you because you're my only one. I have another and I'm still fucking here, Hannah.
He should do speeches like at used car sales, because he could really sell a used car. Paintings, I don't know, but can you imagine if this is how he's selling paintings? There are so many Van Goghs, but this is the only fucking one you need. Just take it. 300 million. I like that. I like how he's not even ashamed about it, saying stuff like, I have another connection, but I'm still here. That's manipulation. That's like guilt tripping. That's a lot of toxicity in the air right there. That's sewage.
I'm fighting to know who's truly the right person. Like, Hannah, this is a marriage for life. My parents are divorced. I know how shitty divorce is.
My parents are actually dead, so they're not, well, I mean, like they're divorced, but they're also dead. That's just, sorry. You said it, I was just...
And I know what life means. That's why I'm here.
Oh, he knows what life means? 30, an art dealer, inherited everything from everyone, knows what life means. Also is on Love is Blind, fighting between two women who are equally as bad as each other. Leo, 30. He knows what life is. Life is shit. He then does like, sort of like a timeout pose, this thing, and then pushes it into his hand. He's like doing power business moves from behind the wall. Someone taught him that at art dealing school. Like whenever they're getting too bored, you just stop waving your hands around. They start figuring out what is happening.
With you, Hannah, trying to talk this out with you right now.
Yeah, I think I just...
I mean, look, if a girl was like, you and me, right now, I'd be like, okay, all right, stop giving me technical files. That's a bit much. I don't know, man. It feels kind of weird, like seeing someone this passionate about something they don't know about. If he had had a history of relationship with her, if they had been going out 4 or 5 years, I could see this being romantic. The fact that they don't know each other and are behind a wall makes this like really almost manipulation nation. You know what I mean? Context matters in a situation like this. And in his context, I don't know. It seems like he just can't get rejected. He doesn't know what that feels like to ever have anything go wrong.
Yeah, I think I just need some sleep.
I understand. I'll stop.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, but I'm just gonna go, okay?
Okay.
Hannah eventually says she needs to think it over, needs some sleep. She's kind of not fully convinced about Nikki D now, so Leo has actually made this thing work. He's turned it around. Yet again, his stupid words have actually somehow got the girls thinking. I've never met a man like this before. He could just say things like,
I have 2 rings, 1 for each of you bitches.
And neither of them are like, oh, I don't want to get with you now. He's still going. And he's not even smooth. He's like Rocky. I don't mean Sylvester Stallone, but he is like that.
You're starting to get a little bored of that last name. I was wondering, will you marry me?
Meanwhile, Steven actually proposes to Monica. Things are going good. I know that I cut a lot of this stuff out for Leo and a few other things, but these guys come into play later, so I thought it was important to see who gets engaged and then later talk about them in detail.
Adam Sandler or Will Ferrell? Who do you like?
Oh my god.
It better there is a right answer.
There's a right answer.
So now we take you back to the last couple who hasn't been introduced too well. It's Ramses and Marissa. Ramses is wearing, yes, leather pants in 2024 because he's stylish. Marissa then asks a question, who is funnier, Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler? And she says there's a right answer. And this is the only time you will catch me agreeing with Marissa.
Freaking right answer, and honestly, red flag if you picked the wrong one.
What?
Red flag.
I honestly love both.
Yeah, so Ramses picks the answer that means you'll get pussy either way. That's a guy move. One of them's right, one of them's wrong. Which one do you choose? The one you like, honey. Then you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, good choice.
Well, here's the thing. I grew up on a lot more Will Ferrell movies, and I just thought he was always hilarious.
He's not funny!
So then she says that Adam Sandler is the correct answer, which I agree with, but then she takes it too far. She actually hates Will Ferrell because she thinks he's not funny. Now, I don't have an opinion. I just like Adam Sandler a lot. But to hate someone else and hate their movies is some gangster shit. I mean, at any given time, you could not put on a Will Ferrell movie and just appreciate him for existing. You know? You know what I mean? To literally go out of your way and be like, I hate this guy. He's trying to be funny. That's crazy.
I don't. No, I don't. I don't understand the hype behind Elf.
Oh my god.
I really don't know.
Soulmates. I don't care.
I mean, I don't know if this is a joke, but this is some actual dank shit. Like, this shouldn't be a red flag. I know it's such a small thing. But like, if personally, if I had a partner who actually hated something so much that they had a passionate hate for it, for me, that's already wrong. Because like, you can focus your energy on what is good and what is bad. And to hate something with that much of a passion is like, almost like, oh, what if I do something and you hate me with a passion? There's a passion you have right there. That's a hobby. Hating Will Ferrell should never be your hobby. Elf, I don't know if it was bad, but it couldn't have been that bad.
Is that the first one?
No, you have your sun, your moon, and your rising.
So I'm a Cancer, Leo.
So now I'll tell you the reason I don't really like Marissa. She asked what his star signs were, the sun, moon, and rising, and he says Cancer, Leo, and then she decides that she wants him. I don't really know what that means. It's like he gave her the password to the Da Vinci Code, and she's like, my pussy. But just upon hearing that, she instantly makes the decision to cut off the other guy in the love triangle. That's how good this shit is.
Don't you dare say you are Cancer, Leo.
I'm a Cancer, Leo. Why?
I leave the pods.
Why?
He's a Cancer, Leo.
So you thought she was joking, right? Like, the bitches never do this. Then she goes over to her ladies and says the same thing, and she's like foaming at the mouth that he's a Cancer, Leo. This is a new type of thing right now. Girls need you to have a certain height, something you can't control.
He gotta be tall. 6'7", 6'8".
6'9".
Sometimes a certain skin color, also you can't control that. And now you have to be born at a certain time. Holy shit, 3 things I can't fucking control is the key to actually getting with a girl. The criteria that I can't change is the criteria that they want. Wow, what are you supposed to do there? You just sit back and take it. That's crazy.
You guys don't understand what that means? I think it's the best thing. The best thing? The best thing ever? The cry.
They're literally jumping for joy. They're jumping for joy.
All right, well, I have to talk to you.
She's still foaming at the mouth. It's almost as if someone had like, you know, give her that good. Because like she's still, when she's talking, she's like talking breathily now. I don't know what a girl could possibly do that makes me do that. Maybe she's like, I like Shrek 1 and 2. I'm like, wow, she must be good.
Huh?
I have to talk to you. I think I am like really sure about how I feel about Ramses. My feelings with Ramses are
Stronger.
Yeah, then she messages, I'm sorry, she talks to the other guy. I think his name is Bagdan, something like that. Man, his name is not easy to remember. And she says that she's just stronger feelings for Ramses. And this dude takes it like an absolute unit. He's such a champ for how he takes it. No hard feelings. And I mean, this is pretty much exemplary of the fact that you could be in the pods, be a fully put together person and not come out with a partner, and that doesn't have any reflection on how good you are as a person. It really doesn't. So I don't think everyone finds their way in the pods, and you could be completely put together and that might be a bad thing because so many people in the pods are not put together. So good on you, dude.
You're ready to focus on one person?
I am ready to focus on Ramses. I think you're really great. And
I think you're great too.
I actually thought there would be like possibly a future with you and I.
Why would you say that, you... I'm sorry, like, bro, imagine choosing someone and being like, I really thought there would be a future with you and me, but there's not because I really like Cancer, Leo. What are you supposed to say? Like, yeah, I also thought there was going to be a future until you cut that future off from me. But thank you for telling me that I had a chance and now I don't. That's really good information for me.
Very happy for you guys.
Why do you handle everything so great? I'm panicking. I don't know, this is weird. What do we do from here?
I mean, besides Leo, all the other guys can handle stuff in a way that's pretty good. I think most guys have had this happen to them, and at this point it's like,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
You learn to get better at it once it happens, and I feel like a lot of on the other end, maybe the girls don't necessarily have that. That's why she was like, why are you doing this? But maybe there's just a lot of guys who are handling it very shittily. So this guy's really cool either way.
I think we leave probably.
We leave.
Yeah. All right. Bye, Marissa. You're gonna hear whoops still.
I will go home alone.
And that dude goes home alone. But he's a good dude, so rest in peace, sir. He's not dead. I mean, rest in pods. Anyway, back to Leo and Hannah, my favorite couple.
It's just that like feeling that I have with my other person is just not there.
Yeah.
So she finally agrees that maybe Nikki D is not for her, and she says the feeling that she has with the other person is just not there. And then in a twist of events, Leo does a full 180.
We're not compatible. Honestly, like, Nick is everything that I'm not. He's calm, he's collected, he's wise. Nick is better for you.
I don't know what has happened in the time that we last talked, but Leo has woken up and thought, I want Britney over everything. Even though yesterday he was absolutely fighting for Hannah, today he realized for whatever reason he doesn't want her, and now wants Britney so badly that he's going to throw Hannah under the bus. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen on Love is Blind. I have no idea why or how. My best guess is he saw the two somehow. Someone showed him a picture of Hannah and Britney, and he was like, oh, no, I gotta get Britney. That's what I think happened, because there is no other logical explanation as to why you'd fight so hard for one person, only for them to say, okay, I'm yours, and then you're like, no.
Nick is better for you.
And I know that.
It's true.
I've known that this whole entire time. He's my person, you know?
No, you haven't, you dirty scoundrel, you. What are you talking about? You made Nikki D do so many things, jump through so many hoops. Are you kidding me? You made him seem like a hula hooper the way he's doing that. You don't even know.
That's exactly how I feel about Britney.
No. I know. You are even worse, okay, sir? Your name is my name and you give us a bad name. You don't know anything. You barely know about art. You probably deal with frames. You sell frames, don't you? You frame people, don't you?
Frame it! Frame it! Frame it!
I know what I want. You know what you want. You and Nick are meant to be, and me and Britney were meant to be.
None of that is true, though. Like, none of those sentences are even correct. What the hell kind of Shakespearean bullshit is this? You and Nick are meant to be. I fought for you, but you fought for thee. Now I need to shit. And then, also, BP. Really?
If there's one thing I would ask you to do for me, I would like beg of you to tell Britney that like it really was mutual and that like I really care for her.
That's one of the craziest shits I've ever heard in my fucking life. That is crazy. Imagine fighting for a girl and then you finally get her and you're like, hey, can you tell your friend that I am so into her? Like, I know we were into each other, but now I'm out of it. I woke up from this stupid coma. Can you just put in a good word for your friend? I know I was trying to marry you, but I was trying to marry you to get to her. I'd marry you just to be her girlfriend. I mean, her boyfriend. Oops. I'd be her girlfriend. I don't care.
And like, I'm honestly, like, I'm scared. Like, I don't know what she's gonna say. Like, I'm scared that she's gonna think that I'm choosing her because, like, she's my second option.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what's happening in her head, since you almost made it explicitly so that she was the second option and is only becoming first because of Hannah not reciprocating. I think it's fair to say, as shitty as Britney sometimes comes off, Leo is worse.
Like, I'm sitting here talking to you, and all I can think about is just wanting to get down on one knee for Britney.
Bro. I apologize on behalf of a guy. Not everyone's like this. Not everyone's like this. Most people are not like this. Most people are like the last guy who can handle rejection, be like, all right, bye, I hope you have a great time. This dude is crazy. Yesterday, he was like begging her to stay. Now he's saying, literally, I can only think of her. While I'm talking to you, I'm already on one knee.
I'm really glad that you found your one.
Me too.
He's the one for you. And I found mine.
That's cool, man.
I don't know what Leo is on. I don't know what kind of crazy drugs this man takes to be able to talk like this and think everything's okay. He just like threw a girl to the side after fighting way too hard for her, and I don't know what has happened to change that. I don't know what has happened for that stool to deserve Leo constantly humping it like a golden retriever who doesn't know what to do because they're too happy. And you can tell by Hannah's reaction that she's completely done with this man. She's just like, yeah.
And he was like, will you just please pick Britney for me? Just please pick Britney for me. And I was like, I'm not gonna come in here and be like, he really loves you, because I don't fucking know.
Yeah. So then Hannah, of course, tells her homies about this, because Hannah is that type of person. And then she always tells a story more ridiculous than it actually is. But here we are. I mean, like, she's pretty much told Britney about the situation. I don't know why Leo thought that this wouldn't backfire, but it does. But it's Leo. Somehow, some way, he keeps girls in his little net of shit. And he's still pulling her. So he's coming to talk to Britney. And this is what happens.
And I don't know either.
Yeah, it's just your decision.
Alex Marie Bird, will you marry me?
In between that, Alex and Tim get engaged because Tim feels Alex is a pretty good person. They seem pretty like in check with each other. Like I said, they talked about spirituality, their parents, and hardships of growing up, and it works. She says, yeah. She actually says, duh, which is the best way to get married. Do you want to get married? Fuck yeah. Duh. I want my vows to be what? I want that to be my vow. Yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna marry me. All right.
I knew it.
As soon as Tim walks in, he's like, I knew it. I knew she was black. I think he said, I knew she looked fine or something. Can you imagine Tim being like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I called it. I even called the shade. Good one, Tim. Very good.
Oh my God. I knew he was fine. I knew it. How about you?
He's really happy. They're happy. It's a good moment. Devo and Monica also meet. They're pretty happy. They both find each other very attractive. I'm pretty sure it's fair to say that Steven looks like a white man trying to cosplay a black man, but you know what? That's good. He seems like a pretty good dude.
Hannah, I want to know if you will marry me.
At this point, Nikki D decides to pop the question before he pops that pussy. And he says to Hannah, will you marry me? And unfortunately, she says something other than no.
Yes.
I knew walking in here.
So that leaves many couples except Leo and Britney. And now Leo has to seal the damn deal. And he thought the only way to do this is to write some vows. But Britney has written a letter of her own to express how sad she is.
This wasn't going to be easy. I'm so in love with you, Britney.
I've never in my life written a letter.
Yeah, Britney hasn't written in her life. This is the first time she's picking up a pen and paper, but she thought that she would express her words, and this is what goes down. Basically, she said she thought she'd have feelings for him, but she's just blinded by how hurt she is at Leo's actions.
I tried to start writing a sweet letter full of love and my feelings towards you, but the truth is, I'm still hurt.
Oh my God, she wrote a whole paragraph. It's too much. Oh, I don't know someone that well to write paragraphs about them. Dude, she makes freaking Harry Potter novels look like child's play. What is that? About Leo? How much could you possibly write about him? Is rich, is bitch. That's it. Oh my God. Wow. I really want to know what it says in that letter. I really hope that Love is Blind discloses the evidence from the letters. Because guess what? Leo has a letter too. And when he reads it, it's pretty bad. And now we're on to episode 5.
I remember our first date clear as day. We were spot number 4.
Ah, yes. Episode 5 starts off with Leo reciting poetry as if he's an NPC. Let me tell you, this man has all of the monotone nature that you will need to get through a speech. When I first met you on the first day, I was feeling sad, but now I'm happy and kind of mad.
I love your voice and every word you say. I found my queen from Baltimore.
So stupid.
It is stupid, actually. It doesn't even fucking rhyme. He made it sound like it was gonna rhyme. I found my queen from Baltimore. And that's where I stayed today. You just sound stupid, bro. How is she even laughing at this? How is this working? I thought she was mad. All it takes for her is to be like, I'm an art dealer and I try sometimes. Does this guy look like he can cook or know how to cook or know anything about cooking? This is not gonna work.
I promise you a life of passion and massages on repeat.
Sorry.
She's so happy at the fact that he's promising her massages. What? How is she so happy at this? Bro, I can't believe this is working. Like, I don't even like Britney, but I feel like she should have more self-respect. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at her, I'm like, girl, you came on the show saying all you do is chase after the wrong people. And you're now trying to get an art dealer to go out with you. Come on, girl, please. He's 30 or 32. Girl, please.
Will you marry me?
Oh my god.
So then he finishes off by saying, will you marry me? And she reacts like a blonde girl from a stereotypical movie about how stupid blonde girls are. Oh my god! That's how she reacts. I didn't think these were real people, because quite frankly, I feel like your hair color does not determine how stupid you are. But apparently Britney's proving me wrong, so.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
But anyway, she says yes, and that completes the last of the marriages, which is redonkulous. But here we go. Here it is. I psyched you out. It's not actually them getting married. I don't know if you remember in the previous episode, Hannah said yes to Nikki D, and they finally reveal each other. And I want you to look carefully and closely at this moment because as you can see, Nick is super happy to see her. He's like, Hannah looks great. And when you look at Hannah, you can actually see her eyes dart from left to right. She looks at him and she's like, as if to say, like, this is a joke. Because as soon as she sees Nick D, she realizes he's not like some 6'5" athlete or anything. He's sort of a smaller dude, not as built. And she's not attracted to him as much as she thought. Which completely is ridiculous in a show called Love is Blind, where the whole purpose is to not judge someone on how they look. But this is Hannah for you guys. So you can see him being like, yeah, girl, it's me. And then you can see her being like, yeah, is it you? Really?
How are you?
She gives him the church friendship hug that indicates to me that she is not attracted to him because, like, let's say you saw like the hottest person. You wouldn't hug them like that. You'd hug them like, you know, where you can still look at them or kiss them.
In the pods, he described himself as like a football player, like bigger, medium build, like 5'11".
But he didn't say any of that though, Hannah. Your dumb brain is telling you that that happened, but it didn't. It didn't. At no point did this man ever say his height. I don't think so. Or if he did, it wasn't included in any of the footage that I could see. Because this is specifically for people not to disclose that information. Because if it is disclosed, then people like you can discriminate against them. Like what happened in the pod with the other guy who was 5'8", and Hannah realized his height was 5'8", and then said, I don't want to date someone who's shorter than me. So it's pretty much exactly how normal dating is when people like this go into the pods.
It's making me feel a little bit insecure because I feel like I'm bigger than him. When a guy's smaller than me, like, it's not even a me thing, but I know that men start to feel like emasculated by that.
They don't actually. That's not at all true. And if you want proof, you can look at like Tom Holland and Zendaya and stuff. She's taller, but they don't look like an odd couple at all because if you're secure in your height, then it doesn't really matter. Especially if you can't change it. It's not like people are going to be able to change it. For girls, at least you can wear heels. Also, this girl said the other guy's 5'9", and she's wearing heels and is his height. So she's not actually 5'9", she's like 5'6" or something. So chill out, girl. Seriously. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. Like if you wear heels and you're taller than someone and you have a problem with it still, that's like delusional almost level of stupid in my opinion. So I feel like, no. 100% guys who are a certain height don't feel emasculated. I'm pretty sure they're okay with it. In fact, the guy who was 5'8" said it. He's completely fine with a girl being over his height, and she just blocked him or didn't talk to him again. So she has an issue with height, but is on a show where that shouldn't matter. But here we are.
I've never dated someone shorter than me, but that's what this experience is to try something new and something different of what you would maybe date in the real world.
Oh my God, imagine her understanding Kevin Hart exists or Kai Cenat or something. So, you know, people who are like under 5'5", her head would probably blow up. She'd be like, I didn't know guys could be that short. What the hell?
Marissa, Diara, George, will you marry me?
I will marry you. I'm sorry, it's an easy yes for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Ramses and Marissa get married. Don't like her, man. There's something about her that I'm just not feeling. I don't know. Maybe later on I'll be able to explain it in better detail. But right now I'm just like, it's the Cancer Leo thing, man. That's the reason she's marrying this dude. That's a lot of faith based on, you know, something you would hate to get and two things that define your star sign. At this point, Leo and Britney look at each other and Leo is like, yes, finally a hot girl. And Britney's like, oh, Temu Zayn Malik.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm engaged to like the hottest girl on earth. It's insane.
He looks like Justin Timberlake if Justin Timberlake took like a hard fall and never recovered. You know what I mean? You know how Justin Timberlake had the album called Justified? You'd be justified in thinking this was Justin Timberlake if someone drew him from memory and never looked at him before. So you know what I mean? Sorry. Anyway.
How does it feel to be engaged?
So he goes in for a kiss and she leans back, and that is pretty much the sign that this isn't going to work out. This is if you're saying yes to getting married and then it's like you may not kiss the bride and the bride's like denied, then you know this marriage is not going to work out. That pretty much tells me all I need to know about this relationship.
Weird.
Is it weird seeing my voice coming out of my head before?
Yeah, motherfucker, if your voice came out of your head, it would be pretty weird. Usually it comes out of people's mouths. But yeah, I guess if it comes out of your nose, ears, or any other part of your body, maybe even your ass, then I think people would be pretty weirded out.
Really?
How'd you feel?
I was nervous and just nervous.
Yeah. So how do you feel?
I don't know how I feel.
He then says, I love you, and she replies with the sexiest thing you could ever want to hear. I don't know if I'm there yet. How about, will you marry me? And she's like, not right now. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Please ask again later. She answers you like a magic 8-ball.
Just come here. What I really want to do is just like cuddle with you.
Yeah, so then they awkwardly shuffle around because she's trying to play defense, he's trying to play offense, and eventually he goes in for the kiss, and it looks like something out of a horror movie. It's really one of the most awkward, disgusting things I've seen in a while. This dude kisses like he's trying to eat blueberries and doesn't have lips.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those awkward moments in my life.
Yeah, it's even awkwarder for us watching this. I think Britney's gonna be at the reunion and she's gonna talk about Leo. I can feel it.
I feel like you're lying when you say it.
Really? You think I'm lying?
No, I don't.
Don't say that.
I don't know. I hate to say it to you, but I can't.
Yeah, so she's got some issues with like saying I love you back. She's not really feeling it. She's kind of not in it to win it. I don't know. I'm not really sure what she's feeling, but she hasn't expressed it. So
something in my brain is not computing, like, holy shit, this stranger just asked me to marry him.
Holy fuck, she's hot.
Yeah, so she's I think just processing the fact that she's on a show called Love is Blind, which is really bad that, you know, it's been 6 episodes and now she's figuring out what kind of show she's on. The fact that you marry a stranger. Leo replies by saying she's really hot, and she replies by saying, what am I actually doing? Which pretty much explains both of their heads right now. Leo's like, yeah, I lucked out. She's like, oh my God, this is not worth it, even for the art money.
Oh God. What have I done?
And then I really thought Love is Blind was gonna actually do something. I thought that Love is Blind was gonna show us them in Mexico because they built this up like it was supposed to be that way, which is really shitty. And then unfortunately all we see is a text saying that they decided not to film them in Mexico, which I believe is absolute bullshit. I think they film every couple, so that's not at all true, especially if they film them in the pods. Something happened and someone paid someone off to not have the footage released, and then they said they went and took their own vacation, and these two broke up 13 days later. So we don't really get to see it. Shame on you, Love is Blind, for actually building that and teasing us and not giving us any final resolve for this. Britney and Leo were not one of the 6 couples chosen by producers to continue their journey in Mexico. That's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit, because you know the producers would have 100% been like, this is great for content. There's something that went on there that I don't know. They took their own trip to Miami and broke off their engagement weeks later. And that's all that we see from them. So now we finally move from the pods to Mexico. And I skipped a lot of this because the honeymoon phase is the bullshit phase where everyone's just happy with each other. It's only later on when they're like, wow, you're really a dick. I didn't think about that, but I've known you for 12 days now. You're a dick. I will say again, it's been 6 episodes and only now we're getting out the pods. If this was any other country, within the first 2 episodes, they'd be enjoying themselves. It's only America that does this. Oh yeah, these two, married, woo.
The couples now have a chance to discover if their physical connection is as strong as their emotional one.
Right, because this is Love is Blind, but it's also Love is Blind until it's physical, because that matters too. So love isn't fully blind. Love is blind at the start, but then it is like progressively more visionary at the end. But that title was too long, so we got that. Love is Blind, What the Duck.
Would you ever get my name tattooed on you?
Fuck no. Fuck no. Would you get my name tattooed on you?
Yeah, on my ass.
So it looks like Hannah and Nick are doing okay because she's gonna get a Nick D up her ass. The name, sorry, not actually. You know, maybe she's even saying like at first she thought he was gonna be a different looking guy, but she's getting used to it.
When I first met Nick during the reveal, it was shocking.
It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. On a show called Love is Blind. Come on. She literally says, I usually go for 6'5" guys, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, if this is the case, why are you on this show? Why is this so shocking that you could possibly date someone who you don't date in the real world, since you clearly aren't getting what you want there? It's crazy to think this, man. Nick is actually, I have to defend this dude, even though I don't really like him, over nothing.
He like built himself in a way that was like different than maybe what he is. Like I imagine like a really big guy.
Okay, if you imagine something, that's your fault. Do you know what I mean? Let's say a movie sucked and you imagined it was gonna be better. That's not their fault. They made the movie. Do you know what I mean? Like if you go to McDonald's and you imagine a Bigger Mac, then that's your fault. Because they only have the Big Mac. They don't have the Bigger Mac, okay? Thank you. Amen.
Look-wise, like I definitely go for like the really big, like 6'5", handsome, best looking guy in the room.
Oh, okay. Does the 6'5" guy go for you? I'm gonna start saying that. I usually go for like really sexy people, but like you're okay. You know, I'm trying something different with you. Yeah, I usually go for beautiful ladies, but I'll try something different because, you know, I'm just trying different things. What a douchey thing to say. She's such a douchey person.
And it really took me a second to really like match what he actually is to the voice and who like I fell in love with together. He makes me feel like very at home.
At the end, she does say that she's coming around and it makes her feel home. He feels like a pretty decent person. And like I said, I feel like he is a pretty decent person. He seems like he's very unproblematic. Maybe a little not self-aware, especially when it comes to how he looks. I don't know if he understands he's not the greatest looking guy, but that doesn't mean that he shouldn't find love, you know?
Sexual tension building up.
Absolutely. From the pods.
Even here, like holding you and like, I think we like broke a record.
We check in with Marissa and Ramses, and apparently they broke a record with having sex. It's good. Hopefully their parents know about this. I'm hopefully everyone's watching that show knows.
Honestly.
I mean, I guess it's okay. There's nothing wrong with, you know, being so sexually attracted that you're going to do stuff physically. I feel like if I was on that show, especially the first night, I would not consummate. I think I would really, if I'm doing a show like Love is Blind where I'm trying to get to know someone, I would spend the first night actually being respectful enough to be like, I very much want to do stuff, trust me, but that's not why I picked you. And then after that day, it's Smash City, okay? Smash Bros, because I'm smashing them.
The sex was good.
The sex was so good that she started making weird moaning noises while describing it. The sex was so good, is how she described it, which is great reviews for Ramses. Good for him.
Do you think this could be the start of the most romantic fairy tale love story ever?
Yes, exactly, Marissa. You get in a pod, you meet a guy, and then on the first night, you guys fuck so much that you need to break a record. That sounds like a very romantic thing. I remember when Shakespeare wrote, "Where art thou, Dick? Because I want to slide it down like a fucking hot dog."
I never said that.
I mean, I told you I want to take one of them for a ride.
Yeah, God, Nick, don't do it. I can't look.
All right, so let's check in at the episode 5 ending with Hannah and Nikki D. This is a moment I thought was special. Nikki D wants to ride a duck. Already, that's special. That duck doesn't have wheels. I don't know what the fuck he's even talking about riding. Don't even know what it is. They're in Mexico. There's a big duck. And he says, how would you feel if I ride the duck? Now, if I was Nikki D's partner, I would say, what? Do whatever you want, you weirdo. But I'm not. What Hannah says is, that will give me the ick. Men riding things give me the ick. If she saw a man on a camel, she would get the ick. Or a man on a motorbike or a horse or any such bike method of transportation. Men can't even use transportation around her without her getting the ick. They either have to walk or get transported. I guess that's the only way to make Hannah not feel the ick.
What do you mean?
So give me the ick.
Why does that give you the ick? What about that?
Man riding things makes me feel uncomfortable.
Men riding things make me feel uncomfortable. What? You're telling me she goes outside and she's like, oh, you guys are riding bicycles? What the fuck is that about? Anytime someone's mowing the lawn, they're like riding a tractor. She's like, oh, you're riding a tractor or a lawnmower. Get out of my face. Really? Really? So she watches the Tour de France and just like throws up because she's like, this is disgusting. It's a weird opinion to have.
But if you ride it, it's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want to ride any of those ducks?
Go ride it. I'll just turn my head.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So eventually Nikki D's like, look, I need to ride this duck. And she's like, I'll just turn my head and pretend you're not doing it because this is really affecting me. Do you know how easy it is to not be a dick to people? You know how easy it is to wake up and be like, I don't need to make your day worse. So if you want to do something that makes you happy, I'm not going to sit here and be ridiculing you of that, especially since I chose you as my husband. You know what I mean?
Okay, we're gonna race 5 yards in front of us. Yeah, we're gonna see who wins, okay?
Anyway, he starts riding and an older lady comes up and starts riding the thing with him and they do a race. Now, Nikki D asked Hannah a few times. She said no. He's well within his right to sit down with another lady, especially if that lady is playfully riding with him. But guess what? Hannah, the 26-year-old person who dropped out of her work to find love, gets jealous.
Nick is an idiot. I'm sorry. He's a moron, dude.
Yeah, she starts calling Nick an idiot, which I've never said that to a partner, ever. Even as a joke, I've never said you're such an idiot. I've said you're a goofball or you're a silly bully, but I've never actually said any words that I would feel like would hurt someone, ever. I feel like that's a very stupid thing to do. But anyway.
Nick!
Oh, she's jealous. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
All right.
No, I'm not jealous, but...
Nice. So then she calls over Nick because she's like, come here, I don't want you next to another woman. I'm your only woman. And the older lady literally, playfully is like, don't be jealous, which is hilarious. I find that lady cool. He should marry her.
Dos, tres.
Then they start riding the ducks. It has no wheels. They're just pushing. This is as good as like taking a chair and sitting on it and then picking the chair up. What is this fun here? Where is the fun that, all right, okay, whatever. They're riding ducks and Hannah does not like the fact that they're riding ducks.
He cannot be trusted.
Ciao, you guys have a good day.
The music then gets all serious because she's like, I can't trust a man who rides a duck with another woman. That's just sacrilege, so.
Was that hot?
Told you it was gonna give me the ick, man.
There's this evil music playing, and then it cuts to a shot of him innocently riding a duck and then looking up at her like he's a fucking child. I can't believe this woman is actually doing this to this man. He's like an airhead. What?
Would you be mad if I kissed this duck?
No, do you?
Why do you like the duck so much, dude? Him and this duck. Seriously? What is it about the duck that you like that much? He wants to kiss the duck, and Hannah already has the ick, but I don't know what's happening.
So maybe we should just call it quits now.
What? Because you're riding the duck?
Because I rode a duck.
But anyway, he sits down, and instead of getting mad, he actually tries to talk it out with Hannah, which is beyond what I could do. I'd feel like I would be like, you're being so unreasonable. I'm just done with you. But Nick is really a patient fellow.
Honestly, men doing things that like that, if you were like riding a horse or like a donkey or something, I can't look.
If you're riding a donkey, she cannot look. You know how cool it would be to find a donkey and then me and the donkey do adventures together? I'd feel like Shrek, but less sexy. That's the coolest thing ever, man. What the hell?
Cool to
I'm
ride the
literally
duck.
trying to keep the passion alive, Nick.
It's been 1 day, woman. She's trying to keep the passion alive. She's speaking like she's been in a relationship with him for like 20 years. She's been there for like a few days and being like, I'm just trying to keep the passion alive. If you just leave the ducks alone, maybe I'll suck your duck. You know what I mean?
You riding a duck is hard for me. I'm too cool for that. Too grown to ride a duck.
You're too grown?
Anybody who says the words they're too grown is not too grown. Do you know what I mean? Anyone who says the words I'm super mature probably is not super mature. It's okay to be immature. In fact, hey, I think it's fantastic to be immature. I think it's even necessary. The day we lose our childhood spark is when we lose that little amazing glint that life is so beautiful and precious. Like when you're a kid, you think about how cool stuff is. When you grow up, don't lose that. Life gets so boring if you lose that. And it's okay to be a kid. And if people think you're immature for it, oh man, it's just because they've lost it. That's all.
I am.
Yeah, you're way more emotionally intelligent than I am.
But like, I'm an openness, honest girl.
And it wasn't hot. But
Yeah.
guess what? It turned me on.
What do you like about these ducks, dude? You want to marry the duck? Is that what this is? Is it Love is Blind Duck Edition? You want to do some stuff with the duck? Because you got to tell me about that. I'm defending Nick, and this is his duck infatuation. I don't know about that. A duck turned him on.
That's scary.
I can feel it.
It is scary, actually. Hannah's right for once. This is very scary that a duck is turning you on and you wanted to ride and kiss it. Maybe Hannah has a point. But that's the end of episode 5. We're now on to the final episode 6, before the halfway point. The halfway point is, by the way, when the new episodes are released. So if you're watching this, the next 6 episodes probably going to be in a different location since I've had to wait. But this is what we're at.
Party right now, but...
Not pool party at all. We are not giving couple.
Episode 6. Everyone is meeting everyone finally. And guess what? Hannah is not happy because it's not giving couple. Nick and her are dressed like 2 different people. She's dressed like a farmer that wants to be fucked. And he's dressed like a... Well, he's dressed like a white guy.
What's up? What's up?
Okay.
Wow, putting a...
I know, right? I know.
So then people start meeting Nick, and they're not as nice to him as you'd think, because everyone in the pods was like, Nick was super cool and smart. And Monica's like, I was expecting a super hot dude, but he's just... Ugh.
Nick D. In the pods, BDE to the 10th degree. I said a couple times, he better be really fucking hot.
BD is big dick. BDE, big dick energy. That's a term where you're very confident. But apparently, you can only be confident if you look a certain way. Otherwise, being confident is actually wrong, according to these women. So Nick should actually be a more timid, horrible version of himself because, God forbid, he looks like himself. Good work, ladies.
He's cute.
Cheers to everyone having endless amounts of hot sex tonight.
Marissa then says more stuff about sex. I feel like the only thing I know about her is she hates Will Ferrell and loves sex. And she might be a little feral the way she keeps talking about it. So cheers to endless amounts of sex.
Cheers.
Do you remember Sergio from Love is Blind Sweden? People originally didn't like him, and he was like, cheers to love. He didn't say cheers to hot, endless sex. This dude actually ended up having a kid and being the nicest person, and he got like the best lady. And I feel like American version is like, oh, finally I found my person. I'm gonna fuck them. It's like, whoa, can you at least like be romantic too?
These girls be having sex.
Trust me, I know. I mean, we done it 3 times.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so Nick actually also is one of the couples who had sex with his partner. He had sex with Hannah, and they did it 3 times. But apparently Nick is very private about his sex life. I guess he wants to keep it a secret and stuff. I guess he wants to maintain that privacy. And you know what? Actually, I was thinking about it. That's okay. That's more than okay. I feel like it's okay to be private about these things and not publicly talk about stuff like that. All right, Nick, I respect it.
Okay. But he doesn't want to talk about it.
So he doesn't want to talk about it to other people and stuff. He wants to keep it under wraps and keep his privacy private and his privates private. And that's okay. That's fine.
I'm not like a jealous person.
Yeah.
I'm not. We were having like an intimate moment.
At this point, Hannah starts recalling the story about the duck, and everyone's seen it. But now we can look at how Hannah twists the story, and we have visual proof. I hope in the reunion they bring this up, and they talk about how sometimes when you have a story being told, someone can fully twist it if the other person isn't there. There's always 3 sides to the story, but in Hannah's version, it's always going to be completely wrong. I mean, listen to this.
And then like there was like these ducks over there, and I was like, Nick was like, I'm gonna go ride that fucking duck. I was like, bitch, if you can ride that fucking duck, it's gonna give me the ick. But you can ride that duck, Nick. You can ride that.
So Nick didn't say he's riding the fucking duck, and she didn't say, bitch, you'll give me the ick. I don't know why she's turning this into like a gangster screenplay, but already this is lying. But she did say it would give him the ick.
I'm riding the duck. And then like some like older woman did it with him. She was like, let's race, baby. And then Nick was like, yeah, baby, let's race. And I was like, okay.
He didn't say baby, she didn't say baby, but I guess that contributes to the story. It's good. I like it.
And then I was like, Nick, The girl was like, oh, looks like your girl's just a jealous little bitch.
She didn't say that at all. She said don't be jealous twice.
Oh, she's jealous.
But here we go, a complete fucking liar. And that is definitely grounds to tear apart a relationship, because every time you tell a story, someone else will believe that, because why wouldn't they believe it? And then now you have someone always starting shit in a relationship where they cannot communicate the correct version. Imagine someone who clearly does not believe they're wrong, always telling their side of the story to make the other person look bad. Now you're gonna have your friends against that person always, and you create this weird power dynamic and people taking sides whenever something happens. That's how to ruin a relationship, and you're in step 1 of that. So if she can't fix that, it's gonna ruin it. Yep.
Play little like ponies, you could just hop on them. I go over and hop on one, and some woman 20 yards away says like, let me race you to the end.
Now Nick tells the story, and he tells it more faithfully, but it's not the part of the story that makes me sad. It's the fact that Hannah did something after that clearly affects Nick that actually seems to hurt.
No, it's crazy. She hops on the one next to me, like we go like 5 yards. She was like 60, but she was bad.
That's such a guy thing to say. She was 60, but she was bad though. She was a dime. She was 60, but she was like a solid 10. That's such a guy thing to say. That's very funny.
Get back up in the room. Hannah wrote down a note of like 10 things on our little table on our nightstand. It was like, who wrote the thing? She did, bro.
So at this point, Nick says something that we didn't actually hear about before. When they got home, Hannah had written a list about 10 things that she didn't like about Nick. And all it took was this one event, this duck event, for her to write a whole list about stuff that she didn't like about him. And clearly it affected him because he's talking to the guys about it and he seems very hurt by it. But who wouldn't be if all you wanted to do is have fun and you came home and someone wrote all these horrible things about you when you were just trying to enjoy yourself? That's very sad. It's very immature, and it's really shitty to leave it out for him to see. Of all things you could do.
What else was on that shit?
Just a bunch of adjectives. Like,
yeah, things that she didn't like. Yeah.
About the situation and stuff like that. And I'm like, why would you write that down and not talk to me?
I mean, that's a perfect question, actually, Nick. Nick asked seriously the best question. Why would you write that down and not talk to me? Because if you don't have communication, you have nothing. I've been saying that forever, and I think that's important. You have to figure out your style of communication, because at the end of the day, if the end result is that you want to move forward with a person, you don't do things to hurt them. You do things to create solutions if you have problems. And you don't start shit, you try and end it. So I don't know what Hannah's on, but that's crazy.
I love Hannah. Good.
Hey, y'all.
At this point, Marissa goes over to Ramses' laps and starts making out with him because she can't not have sex forever.
Marissa, can she let him breathe for a second?
Hey, Marissa. Yes?
Then the girls call her back and they have like a spotlight interrogation session where they bring all the guys to the front and make them talk about why they picked each of their girls. I don't know how it comes off, but I'll tell you, in my opinion, this is very scary because at this point all the girls were talking about is sex. And all of the guys had been talking about how the girls make them feel safe and valued and stuff. And it's kind of a weird dynamic that has shifted in Love is Blind, where it seems like all the girls hold the power and they're doing things to be like, I don't like this about this guy, or I like this. I didn't keep this part in, but when they had Nick come on, all they did was shine a light on him and then they kicked him out. They didn't even ask him a damn question. For every other guy, they asked these questions like, why'd you choose her? And expect them to give a specific answer. And when the guys didn't come up, they actually say this.
Him or Tyler?
One of the three, stand up.
Yes. Do you want to have sex tonight?
Marissa looks over towards Ramses and says, do you want to have sex tonight? In a very confrontational tone. And to me, this is just, I don't know. I find that disgusting, to be honest. I find it really disgusting because I know it's the start of a relationship. I understand that it's probably just a little joke, but can you imagine holding that against someone? Like, if you want to have sex, you better answer these questions. If you want this, then you better do that. That's a crazy power dynamic that the girls are holding over the guys. And it's just so weird to have the guys have to formulate these sweet, thoughtful answers when most of the girls are like,
yeah, he just fucks me.
That's crazy. I never thought that I'd say that because in the early seasons of Love is Blind, it looked like all the girls had their shit together and then the guys were like completely out of the loop. And now it just feels like the opposite when I'm looking at this.
Don't stress so much about the future and situation. Let's just be here in the moment. And it's such a perfect dynamic.
Steve-O and Monica doing great. Monica says she absolutely adores Steven. And she asks him a question about the couples. And he answers it in great detail. You know how women sometimes complain that a man doesn't talk enough, doesn't express his feelings? Well, this is not Steven. He's expressing himself so well that she actually gets fucking annoyed that she can't speak. Now you tell me, does she look like she's trying to say anything? Because she asked him a question and he was answering it, and at some point she's like,
babe, you're talking way too much. You're yapping.
If you're gonna pick fights about everything, you might not need to be in a relationship. I don't know, maybe these people need to learn.
Because all it does is sort of...
I love you to death. I'm obsessed
I might
with
be
you.
in chatty again. So sorry.
I'm obsessed with you, but like, Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine asking someone a question and getting annoyed when they answer it in detail? Holy shit. He wasn't even like ranting about random things. He was saying his feelings, and she's like, baby, can you compress that into one word like a real man? How did you feel about today? Good. I need you to be like a caveman, baby.
It's very hard for me. I'm like,
I'm
really trying to like, I know what you have to say, but like, I have to.
You're right. You're right.
Come on.
Damn, talking is a problem, bro. You can't talk in a relationship.
It's funny, but it's like kind of not getting funny a little bit.
I understand.
Yeah, so Steven is, you know, on the shorter leash because he shouldn't be talking, unfortunately. So that's tough.
I literally walked in, I saw those 10 bullet points you wrote about me. I'm like...
We move back to Hannah and Nikki D at the party, and he communicates to her that he hasn't been feeling too good about those 10 commandments she wrote about how bad he is. Now, I gotta say, every time I see Nikki D, he comes out on top. He's every single time a little bit better because this dude is hurt. And instead of holding that against her, is communicating, but not even in a mean way. This dude seems more and more like a catch every time I see him. And I looked at him, and he doesn't even look like a catch. He looks like something you throw back after you catch it. God damn if his personality isn't winning me over.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, she's about to end it right now.
No, I'm not gonna end it, but like...
I'm like...
But he did say, I'm like, oh my God. He does talk like a frat boy, and he's like 29 or something. So, I'll be completely okay if people are like, Nick is not my cup of tea. I don't know if he could even be my friend, because I can't listen to, I'm like, oh my God. I can't listen to that. I'm too old for that.
I mean, do you understand my perspective, though?
I do,
where,
but like, you understand, like,
anything?
I'm like confident in the love that we have, but sometimes you just like piss me off, like the way you act, because I just...
She's actually way shorter than him, firstly. Sorry, I just want to say, she's like 5'6", genuinely. Because she's wearing like heel lifts, but that are not as big, and is definitely shorter than him. So firstly, what is that problem? Secondly, do you not understand how funny it is when someone's like, do you understand what I'm saying? Then Nick is like, I do, but do you understand me? And then she's like,
yeah, I do, but do you understand me?
Then Nick is like, I do, but do you understand me? And then she's like,
yeah, I do, but do you understand me?
One eternity later.
I do, but do you understand me?
I do, but do you understand me?
This is going to be a tough relationship if everyone's trying to understand each other and nobody's actually trying to understand each other. In a great relationship, one person has to listen. And sometimes it can be hard, especially when your emotions are high. But one person has to be able to listen. Because if two people feel like they're not being heard, the relationship's obviously not going to work.
What was the last bullet point? Like, delusional.
Yeah.
You think I'm delusional?
Yeah, so her last bullet point about Nikki D was that he was delulu. She literally wrote delulu as one of the things and like didn't at all feel the need to cross it out of stupidity. This is a real relationship. I sometimes say it's delulu because it's funny, but like not actually at people. But here we are. And Nick is a bit mad at the fact that she called him delulu. But he's gonna get her back. You just watch.
For me, like for you to be with like some random like woman and she's like calling me out for being like
I can't control what she...
So they go back home, they talk about the duck situation again. And it's even more ridiculous when Hannah speaks to Nick about the situation and then makes shit up to the point he's like, none of that happened. This is crazy. Like, I think she's a bit fucking delulu herself.
Stuff and you just like giggle and touch all over her.
I wasn't touching all over her.
How do you just make up shit that's like not even close to true? You just can't touch all over her, Nick. You can even see this fucking smile like, come on. What? You thought I was touching her? I don't even think they even physically made contact. This woman is so in her like own way. She's never going to find a partner because of how self-sabotaging her like mind is or whatever's going on in that little head of hers. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. She told 3 different versions of the story to 3 different people, and one of them was the culprit. Bro. Alright. And then at this point, Nick is like, he's had enough because of how delulu she is. He picks up a glass and he's like, maybe you're a delulu. And the smile on his face, the shit-eating grin is like worth it.
I'm not the only one delusional.
That was good. That was good. He got one back there. So anyway, that was pretty much most of like the party. There's just one couple that seemed to be good at the party, and it was Tim and Alex. There was a little bit of animosity, it looked like, but I didn't notice it, and I thought maybe it was just me picking up on nothing. However, at the end of the episode, this is episode 6, it seems like there's an issue. And when Alex and Tim come home, they start talking about it.
Everything seemed fine.
Yeah.
And then suddenly the energy is off, and I'm asking you what's wrong, and like, I'm not getting much back.
Alright, so something's an issue, and I wanted to keep the scene in because I thought it was just so telling of where Love is Blind is going. Now, I've been saying this the whole series. If you're thinking about the deep dive, you might be a lady watching this feeling like, damn, we're not all bad. 100%. I didn't say anybody was all bad. I think most of the girls are great. But on this show, and indicative of how I've seen dating, which is why I remain pretty far away from people half the time, is because I feel like people, especially girls at this point, some of them have so much power in a dynamic that it feels like you're always going to lose. And Tim here, let's say he represents the greater geography of men in that area, has to now become so good at communicating that he asks her what the problem is, and she chose not to respond, which made him feel bad. But Tim can actually eloquently and concisely talk about his feelings and how they make him feel, because now as guys we've been pushed to the point where we have to say things in great detail and as clear as possible because we don't want to start shit. We want to make sure we find solutions. And it's crazy to see guys doing this because, like I said, when I grew up, people were like, I don't know, it is what it is, whatever. But now it seems like girls are saying that and guys are like, let me explain to you why I feel this way so you understand and you have clarity on the situation, which is mind-boggling to me that it's come to this.
It's not that I want to be around you. I just miss home. That's it. I could have explained it more and I probably should have, but I just didn't feel like talking about it.
That's crazy though, right? That's crazy because sometimes you don't feel like you should talk and it's hard to talk and it's okay to have your space. But let's say you're in a partnership. If someone's engaged to you, someone said, I'm going to be with you for the rest of your life, you probably should owe it to them to have at least a little conversation, right? To make sure that even if you feel a certain way, you want to make sure the other person is feeling a certain way. It's being considerate.
I started to feel very unheard and like I couldn't complete a sentence without it getting cut off. I started to feel very, very disrespected.
That's really terrible, right? The fact that he had to say, I felt shunned, I felt like I wasn't heard. Every time I talked, you talked over me. That's really bad because that indicates to me there's not communication. When someone feels like they're being threatened, they talk over the other person, and that means that one person feels unheard, the other person feels defensive and doesn't want to hear things that hurt them. It's a bad way to communicate.
If I'm ever in that space again where I'm in my head or don't want to talk, I'll express that first.
Yeah, that's a good way to communicate, and that's good enough, right? Like, not everybody's gonna talk everything out. It's not easy to learn to communicate. Sometimes it's good enough to say, I need some time, and I just want you to know that I am considering you, but I need some time. I know it's the longer way, because the easier way is to just be like, F you, and then leave, but we're not barbarians. We probably should be told.
Some shit was just not cool that happened yesterday. You were saying a lot of things, and you were very in my face.
Wow. So then Tim says that she was in his face and saying a lot of things, and we don't get to see this. This was off camera, so I can't really speak on it. I don't know what's happened, but it seems like Tim is really effective. And the fact that Alex isn't really saying like, no, I didn't say any of that, makes it feel like she did some stuff. And I don't know what happened, but I'd like to find out.
I have to figure out how to get in a good space and place again.
Do you want to continue to sleep in separate rooms?
Holy crap, something really went bad. Sleep in separate rooms. On their honeymoon? Gangsta. I want to do that to my wife. Be like, honey, where are you sleeping tonight? Psych. I'm sleeping on the couch.
I would like for you to come back. Sorry.
She then says that she's sorry and would like for him to come back. At some point during the thing that, again, I think I missed, is he said that she was putting her hand over his mouth to stop him from talking. And I think that's crazy to physically do something like that to someone. But this is where the 6 episodes end. So when I see you next, it'll be in a different location because I'm waiting for the new episodes to come out. But I will say right now, what it looks like is that in general, a lot of the guys are having to compensate or wade through the waters. It doesn't look like many of the guys are having issues, but mostly the girls with the guys. So it's an interesting season because it seems like the tables are turning where the women seem to be like, I don't know if I can get with you. And then on the other hand, it's also an older relationship, like people in their 30s. So how can they handle situations that are pretty heavy? And we also have Hannah, 26-year-old Gen Z person who doesn't seem to know what the fuck she's doing.
Go Hannah, go Hannah, go Hannah.
But anyway, I hope I see you soon. See you in the boat in 3, 2. I'm in London now because the series took so long that I moved country. Literally. Love is Blind is very good, but it's also slow apparently. So the episodes have been coming out like one by one. They've been spoon feeding it to us because they want people to like really clasp on to all of the episodes. I hate it personally. But anyway, I've waited 2 more weeks now, so all of the episodes can be compiled, and we will finally see whether people are getting married or not. Spoiler alert, most of them suck.
Is there anything you think you need to work on, or?
I can be a little selfish, or some things I say.
I think I'm realizing I need to work on being less bitchy sometimes.
Ah, yes. I took a well-deserved break from Hannah, but now I'm back. 26-year-old who lost her job because she wanted to find love. And by lost her job, I mean she threw it in a lake because she gave up her own job to harass another man called Nick. That's some top tier love right there. But anyway, the second part of Love is Blind, like, I mean, everybody's been saying season 7 is crazy. Second part is like genuinely batshit insane. Besides Hannah and Nick, Tim out here is just having issues with Alex.
What happened last night between Alex and I, that shit wasn't cool. I see that she kind of understands where I'm coming from and is willing to listen.
I guess in the tail end of like the first part, we had like a tiff between Alex and Tim. Nobody knew what was going on. There was some stuff that apparently Alex had done that Tim was not happy about, but the series starts, this new episode starts with Tim being like, you know what, she said sorry, I can push it past that. So it's very good. And now I take you to Steven and Monica. Steven is getting whiter as we speak.
In the pods, I remember you specifically telling me, like, I'm gonna get you flowers. The actions matching up with the words. That's gonna be really important to me.
I agree with Monica. In theory. Because in practicality, this guy needs to get her flowers. Is she a damn botanist or something? Why does he need to constantly do that? If you put it into perspective, we're looking at people who've been together for less than 4 weeks. If you can already have this many issues with your partner, like honestly, do you even need to get married right now? Because I feel like if you can't go like a few weeks without wanting to jiu-jitsu kick your partner, then that's less of a love interest and more of like a enemy. I don't know. It seems like Steven is a final boss or something.
Finishes. It's just about making me feel special. Yeah, like, you know the love languages. You know, I'm a big words of affirmation, acts of service person, but my third one is gift.
Damn, you know, people have like 5 different, love languages. It's hard when like, she's like,
my first and second one, you're doing fine, but the third one, you're not doing too well. The fourth one, you don't even address, and the fifth one, touching me, that's not even a thing.
It's kind of crazy because she's like, look, you need to do all 5 of them equally, even though I don't like the 5th one as much. That's kind of gangster, honestly. I don't even know if Steven has love languages. His love language is I get a boner every time. That's not really a love language. That's more of a Neanderthal type beat.
And like, I show...
He kind of looks like an old school human. Like, you know, when I say old school, I don't mean like 1920s. I mean like 1300s. He kind of looks like he's not as evolved some days. Maybe a fish cosplaying as a man.
I spend money on like making people smile.
Gifts has always been my last.
I don't want to sound materialistic, but I also want like to feel special. Yeah.
Damn, imagine like having a girlfriend and she's like, you say all the right things, but you don't buy me the right things. That's crazy. That's a lot of stuff, man. Steven's just trying to get on with life. He's trying to understand life, but she's like, look, you'll understand life better if you get me this Yves Saint Laurent bag and shit. Like, it's crazy. Poor dude. He's an electrician as well. You know that the only thing flying are sparks. There's nothing else. He can't buy her the world. He can electrocute her though. That's, I don't know.
It's a lot. Moving forward with marriage, such a massive decision, and I just don't want to feel forced into doing something.
You're on a show called Love is Fucking Blind, a show that forces you to get married within 4 weeks, but nobody has forced you to be on the show. That's where it's a bit weird. Like, as much as I think Monica sometimes is overdoing it, that's extremely stupid. I don't know how people sign up for this and they're like, ooh, it's getting close now. Imagine if someone said, if you go on the Titanic, it's gonna sink, and people go on it, and then when it starts sinking, they're like, ooh, I didn't really know, but I thought you were joking. It's kind of like that.
No, I'm not having second.
You're saying things like, second, like, what the fuck? And you're not looking me in the eyes.
Yeah, I know, because I'm trying to think.
She's got resting bitch face, and he's got resting beetroot face. Like, his face just turned like red every time. Every time something happens, he's embarrassed. He turns into a beetroot. That's crazy.
Don't want to feel overwhelmed when the moment comes.
Like we knew what we were getting ourselves into. These are things that I was hoping you had thought through.
Yeah, you know what? I completely understand her point of view, especially because I think Monica is like 36 or something. Like, it's enough. I can imagine being 36 and being just done with the games. I completely understand her frustration, and it was supposed to be a simple conversation. Buy me more flowers, you bitch. But now it's like, buy me more flowers, but are you even going to turn up to the wedding, or are you just going to look at it from afar? Which is crazy. I feel like guys shouldn't have commitment issues and come on the show. Just have commitment issues by yourself in private. Let your friends laugh at you. Now the whole world's gonna do it, Steven.
You knew what this was. These are things that I was very much hoping you had thought through before being so sure.
Anyway, it's the next day. Love is Blind has issued a fireworks display. I don't know if that's actually true, but the fireworks are popping in the sky and everyone's together. But the problem is that Monica wants to look at the fireworks with Steven because it's romantic and sexy. But she can't feel romantic and sexy because Steven's having a conversation with another guy, Garrett.
Have to go see that. Let's go see it right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Steven, look.
I'm gonna come.
But Steven has seen fireworks before. He's also seen fire because back in his day they used to make that. And he doesn't really want to, I guess, see fireworks. And she gets very annoyed because she's like, you have to be doing things with me. And, you know, she's just had this conversation with him about like words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, all the shit that he needs to do. And he's busy talking to Garrett. What an idiot.
So pretty.
It's like,
Monica, you look very beautiful.
You know, I feel like Steven could have went out for one firework. I don't know what this conversation was that was that important. I feel like you could even have the conversation while watching the fireworks. Stupid! That way, you know, Garrett could say something and in the background it could go like your mind is literally blown by his conversation.
Do you have a oil?
What?
Oil.
Huh? I don't know why they chose to stand indoor. That was just a weird decision in my opinion.
That was so romantic. That was so romantic out there.
So then Monica comes out and she's very passive aggressive, which I don't like. I don't like the way she approached it, but I mean, I can understand though. So like I'm in that weird position where it's like, Monica, but then it's like, Monica. I feel like I'm talking to friends.
Thank you so much for the romance.
I'm sorry, I was...
It'll be your turn soon, little gal.
I give him a hard time for not watching the fireworks with me. He's so scared of me right now.
Yeah, this is also like, I'm not sure if this is a toxic trait. I really can't put my finger on Monica at the moment.
That's assault. That's assault.
But like going up to the girls and then saying like he's so scared of me, and she looks like she's actually happy to have that power over him, and I don't like that because like you don't want to have a relationship where you feel like you need to keep your man in check. Sometimes girls do that where they're like, oh, I have to protect him, I have to do this for him, and I don't know if it's necessarily healthy to have that. Steven is a dodo head, so like there's only so much I can say. I just start agreeing with Monica, but I feel like in theory you shouldn't want to like have a leash on your partner unless it's in the bedroom, in which case go you. Ugh.
Sorry, Garrett was like having a moment.
It's okay, babe.
I know.
You said to me earlier today you were gonna make it for the flowers. Taylor and I cuddled each other outside works.
So then Steven starts explaining to Monica what has happened, and it's the most gangster explanation I've ever heard in my life, because this is how you know the guy is completely lying and has no way of telling the story. He's just not good at being smooth. Steven is like the least smooth person I've seen. He's even explaining to Taylor, who's Garrett's like partner, why he stole Garrett away, and he's like, it's because he has a science brain, so I needed to let him say what he wanted to say. I don't even know if I'd believe that if I was deaf. I still wouldn't hear that.
Your man and I were having a very like serious moment about something, and like then the fireworks happened, and I was like, I like, please finish your thought.
Yes, please finish your thought. He treats everyone equally because he's Steven, the white man. 3/5 the black, 2/5 liar.
And knowing Garrett, the way that his brain works, being a quantum physicist, he uses different thinking patterns than I do to describe shit.
That's how you know this man is a big fat liar. I don't even understand where he was going with that, but he was like,
yeah, he's a quantum physicist, so when he talks, I have to just get sucked up into the gravity of that situation. I wanted to put some quantum physics in his mouth, I'll tell you that.
Steven, please.
For a lot of guys, like there are women that are homewreckers out there that are like, I don't give a fuck what your situation is. I want to suck your dick.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
happening?
For no reason at all, Steven then says some diabolical shit. This is probably the turning point in Love is Blind, if I've seen one. I didn't think anything of it, and if you're still watching and gonna continue to watch, this is going to be a huge foreshadowing moment for anyone. But Steven randomly talks about how on the show they suddenly get a boost of popularity in the real world, and there's lots of women who want to, and I quote, suck your dick. Apparently that's what happens when you go on Love is Blind. So not only is love blind, but it's also horny as well. Knowing that, a lot of guys would now want to go on the show just so that they can get free dick suckings. Thank you, Steven, for that amazing analogy. Some people want love, some people just want head. Good for you, bud. Remember, the question was, why didn't you come to the firework display? And he was like, I don't know, but I'll tell you who will be coming. Me, when many people are sucking my. Please don't ban me, YouTube, for saying that.
Our couples are about to enter the most intense phase of this experiment.
Will they allow modern distractions or the opinions of others to sabotage?
So it's the next day. That conversation has died down, thankfully. And it's time for the couples to move into apartments. Not their own apartments. I don't know why I thought like earlier versions of Love is Blind had couples move into one of their apartments. But it seems like recently they just move into a basic ass house. So they're in Washington, just moved into like a house that's probably better than both of theirs.
I'm younger than you, and I'm more mature than you.
You think you're more mature than me?
Yeah.
Let's go back to Hannah and Nick. At this point, Nick is probably starting to realize that he is dating an ogre, and I don't mean sexy Shrek. There is almost zero things that I can say about Hannah that I feel like is good qualities. Maybe independence, maybe. For some reason, she's now negging her partner over the fact that she's more mature and like smarter than him. I can almost guarantee that's not true, but I guess Nick is so patient that he just lets her say that.
And intelligent.
So this brings up a fantastic point. How are you gonna bring someone more immature into your space and be able to live with me?
Can you mount a TV?
You know, Nick asks a question, right? He asks a serious question that deserves a serious answer, and she was like, can you mount a TV? I'll tell you what, Hannah, if he could, would that help anything? Because it wouldn't, though. There's no way that is a sign of emotional maturity. I don't know what to say. I'm just very curious to see how mounting a TV will make their lives better. I guess they're fighting with each other, and then he mounts a TV and she's like, oh my God, you gave me entertainment. I love you again. I'm not really sure, but that's kind of what I'm getting from this.
Can you mount a TV?
No.
You know what? I'll make a mean bowl of cereal.
Yeah, so that's how Hannah and Nick are going at the moment. She can make a mean bowl of cereal, by the way. I almost didn't clock the fact that she pretty much explained that she can't cook. I feel like mounting a TV is less of a detriment than not being able to cook. I feel like if you're a guy or a girl, you should learn to cook just for yourself. I don't know if Nick can cook, but if she can't, they'll be eating takeout for the rest of their lives, so that's cool. Now we move on to Ramses and Marissa.
Honey, I'm home.
Not you sending sexy texts while I'm cooking.
Yeah, so remember I said Marissa and Ramses, they were like, relationship was just based off of sex. That's it. That's all it is. Now he's at home making food for her and she's sending dirty texts to him, which is, you know, very nice when you know someone for years and stuff. But at this point, I don't actually know if they have like an understanding of each other. It's just that it feels like it's that honeymoon stage when you're just attracted to someone and it's just all going too well. But she's coming home from a nice day of work. Ramses is cooking. It's pretty sick so far.
Enjoy.
Oh my God, because I hate
cooking. I'm glad I'm flexible and I'll be able to move up to Baltimore. Don't seem like you would.
Oh no, I would never move. No.
So she's happy that he's cooking, and then she says that she's never gonna move for him, which is just lovely to hear your partner say like, no, that's not happening. I guess that it kind of does work that like at least one person's flexible, so that's not a big deal. But then she starts eating the food like she's a puppet. You know, like when they have like animated people and like you don't eat like a human being. Like, you know, I'm not saying eat like a girl, but like eat like a human.
Moment of truth.
She's like sucking the pasta like it's like, you know, she's sucking the pasta. Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Well, the noodles are quite hard, babe.
Like it's like, you know.
They are al dente to the max.
I thought she loved the food because she was sucking it like she did, but apparently she hated it. I don't know what the hell. What if she just put the whole bowl in her mouth if she loves the food? I've never seen someone eat food so fast that they hate before. But she said it's al dente. I think she means al dente.
Al dente.
Which would mean undercooked, but you know what? That military brain it goes too fast sometimes for her.
They are al dente to the max.
Ala who?
Al dente.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
That's how it's pronounced. Elegante. I didn't know that. We learn things every day. I used to call it pasta, but now I'm gonna call it pasta. We'll see what happens.
What are we doing?
She needs to be a female.
Okay.
I don't want a man marrying us. No offense to
All right.
you men.
Okay, at this point, Marissa starts saying some gangster shit. Like, everyone on Love is Blind has a moment where I realize, oh, this is why you've been 30-something and still single. She was like, I don't want a heterosexual cis male to marry us. Like, I mean, she's into one, so I don't know. Sometimes it just mind boggles me that people would be like, I love you, but I hate your everything else. Like, all the other guys ever existed are shit. But you're okay. That feels weird for me. Like, if I had to say that about girls, I think I would have to really check myself first. So this is a weird conversation, but they're talking about who they want to marry them. Anyone besides a straight, I might as well say it, white male.
No cis heteros.
Yeah, I will actually take
I'll take anything. Yeah,
anything else but a cis hetero. Spiritual, I guess. God can take a back seat.
Damn. Okay, cis white male is more like cis you white male. God might as well be a white straight male. Hate that guy. So that's taking a back seat. We need a gay, I was gonna say pasta, but like the way she pronounces it, gay pasta or something. And then this should be good.
My mom would be like tripping the fuck out right now.
I think we have past lives.
No.
I don't have science behind that.
Oh, okay. So we're also going into philosophical topics where she thinks that we have past lives, but then says like, I don't know. I like that. I'm liking her more and more. I would like to have a friend who just says something and is like, I don't know why I said that. Do you think cars breathe? I don't know why I said that. I say shit sometimes. That's cool. Good conversation.
We need to watch Past Lives, by the way.
We do need to watch Past Lives, but we're gonna watch Barbie first.
What? Barbie?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Babe, don't put Barbie and Past Lives like on the same fucking...
This for me is blasphemy, personally. He talks about like a good movie and then she was like,
well, we gotta watch Barbie first.
And then he actually gets caught off guard. You can see his eyes go like, Barbie? Oh.
What? Barbie?
That's what you said? Oh, damn. And then she talks about how Barbie taught her how she is, I taught her something, clearly.
Legitimately, there's such a great message behind Barbie. Barbie like made me realize I'm not accepting any man who's for the patriarchy.
Oppenheimer made me realize that Cillian Murphy's a good actor. I don't know, I guess we both realized something watching those movies, huh? Have you ever watched Oppenheimer and been like, damn, that dude is bombed everywhere? I feel like some girls went to Barbie and was like, that was the watershed moment for them. I've never seen it, but maybe it's a really good movie about the patriarchy. I have asked friends and they were like, it's more about consumerism and how women are seen in that. But yeah, you know, I guess we can have this conversation over Elegante.
Who?
I can't look at the military and say like it completely sucks because it changed my life and provided me opportunities.
Oh my god, this conversation is like everywhere. She's talking about how she hates men, how she loves Barbie, and how she really loves the military. A place that is dominated by women.
At the what? At the benefit of what?
The demise of another country. I don't support half the shit the military does. I mean, I did when I was in the military.
Yeah, so I mean, this is a really tough conversation. I don't really want to get into it because like, I mean, there's people who definitely have family members and stuff who are very deep into it. I can see both sides, but it is very hard to sit here from a third world country and act like people haven't seen some of the damage that America has done to other places. I think now it's pretty evident with social media, everyone has a voice, but this is definitely a topic that these two need to sort out because he is fully against military and she's for it. And you might be thinking, why is he tapping that ass if he knows that he doesn't like someone from the military? My answer is,
how can he refuse?
Probably a good ass. I don't know. I have no idea why you do that, bro.
I will always heavily critique how the US has sort of just destabilized entire countries.
I'd like to destabilize a Denny's. Apparently they're closing like 150 of them. I'd keep them in business if I was in America. That had nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to say that. I saw the thing today. Very sad. I love Denny's.
We bullied other countries.
Right.
And like we've gone into other countries, we've destroyed countries. I push the button and a missile gets launched off to ship because that was like one of my positions.
So then Marissa reveals some like real heavy information, basically alluding to the fact that she pressed buttons that initiated missiles that would have terminated people, which is very, I don't know how I could live with that. You want to be proud of what your partner does, you know what I mean? Like if your partner's a chef, you want to be like, good chefing. If your partner's a boat driver, you want to be like, good ocean work. I don't know, my brain's not working today, but the point is, it's hard to like go to your friends and be like, yeah, my partner eliminated the population today. What did yours do? It's kind of tough.
I know you don't like my military service. I don't know if you would have wanted to be engaged to me 2 years ago.
Honestly, I probably
not.
Got him! Oh no, I would never make no.
I think it's only because she used to be in the military that Ramses is like, I can look past that. And I think that's admirable as long as he doesn't bring it up. But like, I don't think he did bring it up and I think it's okay. So like, there shouldn't be an issue, but it is a serious conversation they're having. And I'm glad that they had it because it made me less uncomfortable than the Bobby conversation somehow. So that's good. Very good. Now we move on to episode 7.
Oh my God, this is so cool. I get it, 'cause the flowers.
Finally, Steven is taking the hint. After doing some of the most crazy shit the past 2 days, he not only wants to bring Monica flowers, but he's making flowers with her. In fact, they're pressing them and then making those like dried flower things. Those are so cool. I would do that.
That looks like a perfect amount.
I'm used to going like little models.
When you say little models, I don't know if people know what that means. Do you know what he means?
So then Monica chooses this time to do her favorite activity. Be a dick. I don't understand why, but like Steven likes Dungeons and Dragons and she picks this time to like, there's another girl who's like leading the class and she's like, oh, he just does his little models. It's pretty bad. Do you even know what that is? Like in a condescending tone. And to her surprise, the lady who's doing the flowers is like, actually, yeah, I love Dungeons and Dragons too.
You son of a bitch, you're supposed to be on my side.
And that backfires so hard on Monica. And I feel like it's just like, why do you want to be someone's partner if all you do is make their life worse? Like, why do you want to tease and make people like feel bad for what they like doing? I don't know. Like if I had a girlfriend and she liked knitting, I wouldn't be like, hey grandma, look at that shit. She can't even knit properly. She's not like you. This is weird. Why would anyone do that?
I actually do. I
You do?
play D&D as well.
It's not a competition.
Which one?
I like your color scheme better.
At the end of this, they have a contest and they're like, who won? And the lady chooses Steven and Monica's a bit sad until Steven's like, yeah, but yours is better.
I think that mine's prettier.
You know what? You're right.
Thank you.
You're right.
I don't know. Like she's got this weird, like I need to be. She's on top is what I'm saying. 100%. I can bet my whole wallet on that one. But Steven wins some brownie points and he's really happy. And then something else happens. For no reason at all, even though this is a win for Steven, he says some stuff that again will later turn up and be pretty heinous. But right now it's just like weird as to why he's saying it. Let's listen.
I'm sure there are people out there that are like, if I do this, I'm gonna get laid. Let's be honest, you know, if you do something right and you get rewarded with sex, like...
It's a weird thing, isn't it? Like Steven will have you think that every guy is like, if someone even braces their pants, they just get rock hard and stuff. I don't think that's true, because if it was, then, you know, TSA and security would have a very tough day. You know what I mean? Like it's just not really correct. But Steven seems to think that if he does things right, he will get rewarded in sex. I don't know what that thinking is. I don't know if he thinks that men think like that, but that's very immature in my opinion. You don't do things expecting things, let alone sex, because if you do that, that's like a weird dynamic. So this is a little orange flag here at the moment with Steven. I don't know, man. Orange light. Orange light.
Welcome to the dungeon.
It's big.
You don't want to check and see, like, you rummage through it, like check
I don't
the
know.
toilet,
I have a feeling
open
your
up the
mom
toilet.
cleaned it before I got here.
More nagging. It's nagging at this point. Hannah goes to Nick's house and she looks at everything and his toilet is clean. So instead of saying, wow, that's a nice toilet, she says, your mom cleaned it for you probably. Ha 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 ha, evil laugh. What the hell is up with these girls on the show sometimes? Why? What did Nicholas ever do? Nicholas just didn't drop a juice in the toilet and leave it there. He didn't leave a loogie for you to see. He didn't leave a Christmas present. I don't know. Is that a bad thing? That Nick is a pretty cool guy? I don't get it.
In case you need a realtor, you know who to call. I haven't had girlfriends that I bring over to the home. You're the third person who's ever kind of seen this space.
So Nick is living in the basement, and he also says that he's okay with living with his parents. And I gotta say that when you're 28 and living with your parents, it's pretty much okay at this point, because, I mean, have you seen the economy? God, nobody's asking you to do better than what you can. As long as you're trying, things are fine, right?
You're the third person who's ever kind of seen this space.
He also says something weird, by the way. Like, I thought it was Nikki D, the suave dude. He said that he's only had 3 people down in this room. He didn't even say 3 girls, which means that at least 2 of them was his parents, and Hannah counts at least as 2 people. So I think there's 4. But like, that's crazy that he only brought 4 people into this dungeon. That's wild.
I wish you were handier.
Should have picked a different guy, babe.
Yeah. Can't mount on TV, can you, Nick? Did you hang up that mirror?
Yeah, I helped my dad hang that, yeah.
Yeah, so that ends with Hannah just saying that she wished she she could get a more handy guy. At this point, she wants a taller guy, 6'5", handy with a house, wants her own house because she wants Nick to buy her the house, and she also wants Nick to take more responsibility in life. Basically, she wants a new human being that isn't named Nick. So now we move on to Ramses and Marissa, and she's now taking Ramses to see her friends, and her friends are very concerned that he doesn't love the fact that she was in the military, which is a pretty tough position to be in when you don't have support and you just go to see someone's friends and they grill you like you're a chicken.
You know, if I were in the military, he would not date me.
That would automatically be divorce?
Yes, bro. It was this lady, she just got a question mark for her face. Ramses has made it clear that if she was in the military, he wouldn't date her. She's not in the military. People are just asking, now they're gonna do some asinine shit after. This is the part like that I just had to pause and be like, just take a second, but listen to it.
It's, yeah. Even though you love her and everything.
I love her,
just
yeah.
because of that and everything.
Yes. Oh my God. 1 second.
Going back in. But what if I did?
I mean, yeah, it's that is like a
There it is. There is the greatest conversation of all time. Marissa's like, I will never go back into the military. And then her friend is like,
but what if you did?
And then he's like, well, if you did, obviously no. The problem is that she just said she will never go back, so there is no. But the friend is like, no. There needs to be some issues. Because if there's not issues, how am I going to wake up and have drama in anyone's life? I would like drama, but not in my life. Thank you, amen. Why you ask questions that are so stupid? That's like people being like, hey, would you like me if I was fat and ugly and not your type and completely different to you? And you're like, no, probably not. And then you get annoyed. Third last letter of the alphabet. Why? Second last letter. I thought X was I forget about my X sometimes.
How do you feel, Dad?
Exciting moment. What?
About meeting Tim?
All right, so finally we go back to Alex and Tim and we meet Alex's parents. Now, I forgot that Alex's parents had MS. I thought this dude was just being sassy, but he's got MS. And he's sassy. The S in MS stands for multiple sassy. I think. I don't know.
Thank you for bringing Alex into this world. You raised a kind, driven, and resilient daughter. I would like to kindly ask for Alex's hand in marriage.
So this is a scene that I find very touching. Tim comes in, he's like, hello. And then he asks to speak to Alex's father. Not just speak to her. He's written a letter. He's had intent to be like, I really love your daughter. This is how much. And I want to ask you if you will give me your blessing. And it's a very touching moment between two people, and it's beautiful. There's a little foreshadowing here. It's not as beautiful as you think. But right now, it's very beautiful.
I'm in the my thoughts.
I accept.
So he says that he wants to gather his thoughts, and then he accepts it, and it's a very beautiful moment between two people. It's something that shows respect, and it shows that you're not messing around, because you don't just do this, right? You don't write a letter to someone's father unless you really have intent, you know? And I don't think anybody's written a letter to someone's father and the letter's like, sup, question mark. Like, it's not really that what you're writing. You're writing like some real shit.
Not having a job in my house.
Yeah, I really did have a feeling. That's why the first thing I asked when I got on site, I saw my foreman. I was like, hey, man, do I still have a job? And he was like, oh.
So now that they're back in Washington, turns out Steven has lost his electrical job. The sparks are not flying. I don't know if that's what they say, if they like make you redundant. You've lost the sparks. I've lost the connection with you. This is very sad, but he now doesn't have a job, and Monica is actually taking care of him financially for a bit. This leads to another conversation about him saying that he doesn't mind being like a house husband, which is not inherently bad, but the way that he says it and it going into like sexual stuff is weird again.
I mean, I am perfectly okay with you treating me like a piece of meat. I think it's hot. You know, if I come in and you're just like, drop them, like, yes, ma'am.
It almost makes you wonder if he's Tom Hanks from the movie Big, because in the movie Big, Tom Hanks plays a 13-year-old kid who goes into a Zoltar machine, and then he wants to be a bigger person. Not like taller, I mean like he wants to be 30. And then he turns into Tom Hanks, and then he has sex with that lady, which is very creepy once you could know that he's 13. But anyway, this guy is like that. I feel like he's a 13-year-old who went to a Zoltar machine, got older, and is like, sex, I love it. I want to sex. Every single thing. Every day he's shuffling his pants because it's, you know, he needs sex. Steven. Crazy. But he started off being the most sweet, wholesome person. It's always the wholesome ones, isn't it? Go from wholesome to wholesome very easily.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like if you did.
We've had great sex.
Yeah.
But
no,
like,
we have, for sure.
This is the greatest response. We've had great sex. Yeah, of course, for sure. We've had the girl. Oh yeah. Couldn't do better. It's a weird reaction.
But then when you started having concerns about the wedding, that's why we haven't had it.
I'm a man. You know, the wind blows in the right direction and I'm like, fuck.
What is wrong with this motherfucker? Like, what? How they can't have a normal conversation without him saying some stuff that you say when you're 11 years old? You discover that it goes up. That's crazy, Steven. Oh, God, you'd think that he just got a penis like the other day, the way that he talks about it. Fuck. That's something teenagers do. I've never seen like a grown-up be like, fuck. That's, Steven, drink Prime. Fuck.
I mean, you're into butt stuff.
Like pegging? I mean, it's cool.
All right, so the music indicates to me that they're having a good time. Whenever I'm brain dead and I don't know if they're doing well or not, I just listen to the musical cues and it's like that punchy music. I was like, oh, okay, everything's good. They're talking about like butt stuff. They love it. Every couple loves butt stuff.
What made you come around, Lois?
And then, like, instantly after that, it goes from like that to Steven says some weird stuff again. And this man is incapable at this point of saying things that are not weird.
Best sex, and this is why it's so good with you. Well, good for a lot of reasons, but like someone who's just like obsessed with your vagina.
I mean, that's what the main focus is, right?
My main focus is her heart, Steven. I'm gonna steal your girl, bitch.
Could you imagine being the first man with a legitimate vagina? I'd be able to compare now the difference between getting kicked in the nuts and giving birth.
Yes, I think we'll all agree collectively giving birth is much harder than getting kicked in the nuts. I've been kicked in the nuts. And you know what? It sucks. I kicked my friend back in the nuts. And he doesn't like it either. So, I think we can all shake hands and agree. Let's not kick each other in the nuts. But when we look at women and be like, okay, you have to carry baby for months and months and months and actually carry a human being in you, this is way harder.
Way harder.
But the nut stuff, it does hurt though.
Giving birth is the only time a woman comes close to understanding what it's like when a man has a common cold.
I don't know if this is a joke that he made. I'm still, like, it's been days for me. Still trying to figure out what the hell he meant. I don't know if this was like him just like, I'm Steven and I'm misogynistic. Not sure if he's trying to say that giving birth is easy. I have no idea. I feel like it's hard to even be constipated. I'm like, no. Pushing that out's hard enough. Doing baby stuff? No. Oh my God. If a guy even gets, what do you call them? The stones, kidney stones, you have to push it out of your pee-pee. That's hard enough, right? That's crazy to do, to compare a baby to a common cold. I don't really know what's happening here.
Okay.
Are you well? This was so fun 2 minutes ago.
It's different.
Are you going back out today?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Steven, Monica. I feel like there's some orange lights there, okay? He's shooting the orange lights. But anyway, we're back to Hannah and Nick, my favorite two people. I actually really do like Nick. I feel like he's a pretty cool guy.
I'm gonna work.
Oh.
You know.
Zoom?
Maybe.
I was asking because you dressed up.
Yeah.
Here, this is the problem, right? This man is getting a Zoom call. He dressed up because he wants to feel good. Nothing wrong if he's in a hoodie and stuff and in a balaclava. Would you want to buy a house from a man in a balaclava? No. So you dress for the job you want. Everyone can agree on that? Cool.
Got 2 new buyer clients today that I have to talk to and connect with my lenders.
Will you take this
at
out,
some point.
please?
Yep.
Now he's talking about his job, and in the middle of it, she's like, take out the trash. Kind of mean to not listen to your partner when they're talking about their, career and stuff. It's nice to be a little considerate, The trash will go out. It's not going anywhere. Literally, that's the problem. You have to take it out. Just wait till he's done.
It's nice that, like, if I tell you, like, hey, Nick, we take the trash out, you do. Or, like, hey, Nick, we get the stuff out of the dryer, you will. But I feel like you should be able to do that. Like, I don't want...
Then she sits him down like it's a fucking job interview. And he's sitting there like,
I want the position of your girlfriend. I mean, your boyfriend. I'll be your girlfriend at this point.
And he's sitting down getting grilled. I don't understand. Like, he was supposed to go to work, and now Hannah's like, you need to take out trash. I say take out trash, you need to take out trash. She's not working. She quit her job to boss this man around. That's her new job, bossing.
I have to tell you every time. Like, with trash will be you. You take the trash out. Cool. Laundry, when you do laundry, you do my laundry. And then, like...
when you do my laundry, you do my laundry. When you do trash, you take my trash out. Wash my dishes, you feed me. You fucking go to the bathroom. Do whatever you want. Just me and you, we're like Siamese twins. It's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing.
Now that we're married, your responsibilities are mine, and my responsibilities are yours.
Yep.
Like, how often do you like vacuum and sweep?
Like once every 2 weeks.
She's got a pen out, like she's writing down, like, how often? What'd you say? Once a week. Cross. That's wrong.
You vacuum once every 2 weeks, Nick?
Well, it's just downstairs.
I vacuum every single day. My expectations are I vacuum every single day, I sweep every day.
That's not expectation. That's just like psychopath behavior. Vacuum every day? What are you afraid of? My God. You know, if you ever travel, you're gonna be completely bamboozled at the fact that people don't vacuum the house every day. That's crazy. You're being crazy towards Nick for no reason. He's trying to work and get you the house that you so desperately want to vacuum every day.
If I do the once a week grocery shop where I was spending $300 or something, I think we could split that.
I don't think groceries will ever be that much.
For Hannah, it will be. Okay, Nick? I don't know if you've seen her and seen yourself. Maybe you can get away with less than 300, but the fact that she's like cleaning her house like she's some sort of like on a rampage, she's gonna get hungry. She's gonna need those Snickers bars, okay?
I'd probably spend $300 on groceries a week. Groceries are expensive.
She doesn't have a job, remember? She quit her job to boss Nick around. Now she's spending $300 a week on groceries. $300 a week is $1,200 a month. That's a lot of money on groceries for one human being. Wow, that's the rent for most people.
Phone bill. Your parents pay your phone bill. What's your plan with that?
I mean, eventually, like in the next year or two, I'll probably start paying for it as long as they want to pay for my phone bill.
I guess, you know, when people are so bossy that they think that if they do something that they're helping you out. I don't know in her head if she's like, I'm just helping Nicholas out. I don't know if she understands that if she could just back the hell off, maybe they'd have a better relationship. Or maybe she needs a guy who's completely on his ass and just to like boss him around so she feels power. I don't know what kind of weird dynamic it is. It's actually amazing when you really are so confident in yourself that you can take a back seat and be like, whatever, I'm good. That's crazy, okay? Like, you don't have to assert your dominance over your partner. This is a weird position of power that you're putting yourself in. I really don't understand it.
So I'll keep my phone bill for me.
Yeah.
Does watching sports make you more financially successful?
I don't think stocks does.
If you bet on them, yes, it does. But Nicholas then says something really stupid. He says, I don't know if stocks can make a man rich. I don't know if he knows Warren Buffett exists. But
what are stocks?
Can't you lose money from putting money in stocks?
You can also lose money from putting it in many things, like your ass and gambling machines. There's many ways to lose money, Nicholas. Yes, stocks are one of them. Correct. He's not wrong.
You're investing in stocks, you could be really risky, right? But you don't have to do that. You just put a little bit of money in different stocks. And I don't have enough money to be high risk, high reward, so I'm low risk, low reward.
We just got explained what stonks were. Thank you, Hannah. Those are stonks, guys. If you ever need to invest, you might as well investigate first. That's stonks. She doesn't have enough money to be risky with it. She's talking about a high risk, high yield, low risk, low yield. They're very different. Actually not as hard as you think once you know about it, but like pretending that you need to be smart to understand stocks, it's kind of crazy, very crazy. Trading is a different thing, but I don't think Hannah even understands the first concept about that. She probably watched Wolf of Wall Street and was like, I can do that. If Leonardo DiCaprio can do it, I can do it too. Sounds like that.
I know sometimes you don't think it, but I would protect you. I will.
And for some reason, Nicholas is still very much in love, even though she belittles him, makes him feel like he's less than person, and also just doesn't understand the position he's in financially, mentally, and physically. Can you imagine hating everything about someone? She doesn't like his height, the way he looks, the money he makes, the position he's in, and the way he holds himself. She doesn't even like anything about this man, yet she's dating him. People are weird, huh? Anyway, Monica and Steven are back, and this time, you know it's some shit, because whenever you start behind the wall and you don't even show the person's face, you know there's drama. But this drama is some of the worst drama on Love is Blind, all of the 7 seasons. Turns out, wholesome Steven is not so wholesome.
In Mexico, or at the party, he said to me, you know, in a year when like a bunch of women are like in my DMs wanting to suck my dick, and I was like,
I mean, she was there though. Wait, hold up. She was there. Remember how she said, why is this happening? Why are we having a conversation like she wasn't? Did you forget she was there? Oh, you have too many black friends. That's crazy. Wow. You don't know who's who, huh? I'm just starting shit. I'm just saying she was there. But yeah, no, there's something really bad happening, and we're going back in time to see all the weird stuff Steven said, and I'll piece it together in a bit. But what happened is Steven went to a sleep analysis test. I don't even think that's a real thing. And he came back, but he was sexting people. So he wasn't really sleeping. Something's wrong.
Disgusting. He went and did a sleep test last night. Did he do a sleep test last night? I don't know.
Maybe he slept with someone else, and that's the sleep test. Oh, Well, then he was doing a sleep test. He was sleeping with someone and testing it out. I think it was good. It went well.
It's fucking evil.
Reading those text messages filled with fetishes and coming in, like, it's disgusting.
What? They just jump into the coming. Oh, okay. So I guess what happened there, I'll just explain it. Basically what happened is that Monica went onto his phone. I think he had given her a password or something. She got into his phone and then she saw, she was going to reply to Garrett, a different member, for like messages. And under that, she saw like a number and like all of these raunchy texts talking about different fantasies and fetishes. We never understand which ones they are. I don't know. But if I had to guess, which nobody's asking me to do, I think poo-poo fantasy. That's my guess. What's your guess? Leave it down below. I think poo-poo fantasies. I think so. It's probably not. But yeah, no, he's not. He doesn't even deny it because she caught him red-handed. I wish we got to see the text, but that's the context for the situation.
Steven.
You're right.
Say something else. Why did you do this? Why did you propose? Why did you come here? Like, who are you?
Okay, let me try and answer that. I actually didn't think about it the first time, but when they were talking initially in the pods, he said that he cheated. He didn't even get, like, nobody even asked. He just said he cheated, and then he said he had the intent to do something with someone else. And from that point on, I should have known that was a weird thing to say randomly. Every time he randomly talked about sex, he talked about getting rewarded in sex, and then also said that people will, like, watch him after the show and then maybe want to do some stuff to his beep beep. So I feel like this dude's intent might have been to get fake married so he could get some real ass. They gotta start screening people for this, man.
I don't think there's anything that I could say that you would believe.
Is there something that I should believe?
I did make a completely stupid mistake while being drunk at a sleep test.
Why were you drunk at a sleep test? What? Is it like a pub that you sleep? Is it a bar? This man is just passing out at bars calling it a sleep test, isn't he? That's crazy, Steven. That's you lying now.
You were doing it today, Steven. You texted her today. And the really gross ones were today.
She caught him today? Well, how did she do that? I really wish I had some context as to how she knows that he was texting today. This man went on a sleep test and was like, okay, I really want someone else. I've never seen people be so stupid as to go on a show called Love is Blind where you have cameras all around you and then make these stupid decisions. Because last season, there was a guy called Trevor and he was supposed to be this decent dude. And then he was doing this in the pods as well. It's like, bro, if you can't keep it in your pants, don't come on the show. Go into the world and do that. All the cameras are around you, bro.
So don't fucking lie to my face. Were you guys texting today?
No.
You weren't texting today. Okay, let me see your phone.
I deleted the message.
Then you were texting today, okay? Come on, bro. Don't lie. Come on. Lie down in your sleep test, which you did with another woman. But seriously, this is not working out for them. I think this is the end.
The conversation that we had last night.
Don't you fucking blame me at all.
I'm not.
For you
I'm not
being
blaming
gross.
you. I'm blaming my actions on myself.
It must have been really gross. Like the way that she keeps talking about it, it must have been like Army Hammer stuff. You know, I mean, pretty bad for people to be like, oh. I really want to know. I hope on the reunion they actually like talk about it. I really want to know.
I'm taking full responsibility for this, which is why I'm getting my stuff and I'm leaving you alone.
You were gonna like what, shake my dad's hand this weekend?
Yeah, at least he wasn't gonna shake your dad's ding dong, because I don't know, it's Steven. Like at this point, like I don't know. He just seems like he wants sex from anything. You know, it's kind of actually a blessing in disguise. Like I know Monica has had her moments, which is like, ugh. But at the same time, like you don't want someone like this, and you might as well have it happen before the altar, because the worst part is to get up there on stage and say yes, and then someone else be like, I was at a sleep test. Not really a good thing. And you know, it has happened because we saw Cole and Zeneb and she got right till the altar before she was the meanest person ever. So I guess like it's sort of like you dodged a bullet, although it did graze you in the shoulder. Steven was that white black bullet that got grazed. Okay?
Texting a girl while you are engaged that you want to
do
dirty kinks. It was disgusting.
You're right.
It probably wasn't disgusting. It was probably really sexy, but the disgusting thing was that it wasn't with you. Maybe if Steven had just said her name was Jessica, I was trying to type in Monica. I know it's not a good lie, but like at least try. The act of lying is the trying. You know, Steven, you're not even trying to lie to your wife. Just do it, bro. Nike.
I truly am sorry for hurting you, for wasting your time, for coming on this show. I shouldn't have come on the show.
7 episodes in the show, someone's talking about how they shouldn't have come on the show. I like it. This is how relationship works sometimes. It'd be like 3 years down the line, people say stuff like, I should have never been in this relationship. It's a bit late there, Chief. 7 episodes deep. Nobody asked you to apply, but yet you did it only to be like, I should have never done this. It's weird, and I could never really respect that. So sorry that Monica even had to deal with this doo-doo head. Very sorry for her.
What a selfish thing to say. What a selfish piece of shit. You fucking put a ring on my finger and now you shouldn't have been on the show?
Go ham. Honestly, that's pretty much exactly the train of thought. I don't think there's anything more to be said. There was no need for him to do any of this, and he did this and then still did that. Kind of get what you deserve there, bro.
I'm like, it's just like taking that away from me.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
Yeah, and then Steven's like, nope, no, I'm not having you cry. I'm going back to that sleep test of mine, if you know what I mean. I call the sleep test Jenny because she keeps me sleeping all night after she does what it is she does. I don't know if he said that. I was just making that up. But it's episode 8 now.
Yeah. Okay. What should I turn it to? Like just like medium, in between medium and high?
You just heat it to a boil.
I have 2 comments at the start of episode 8. 1, I do like Hannah's outfit. She looks like she's German. I feel like lots of German people wear leather outfits during the day. Hey, Lydra. I don't mean like that. I just mean like the jacket. Looks cool. 2, she's like getting at Nick for not knowing how to boil pasta. But also, you're 28. You should know how to boil pasta.
Just tell me the temperature.
Heat to a boil. Do you know how to heat to a boil?
Try-
You're the one who told me you cook.
I do. And when I fill this up with water, you think like 3/4?
There's a lot going on here. Nick is very incompetent at stuff that maybe people who are like 28 probably should be more competent at. It says a lot about the fact that maybe he hasn't really had to do all of these independent things, and it would be very hard for someone who's independent to be patient enough to be like, come on. So I actually can genuinely, at this point, I can see like Hannah's frustration, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you could be nicer to him because like the only reason he's asking these questions is because if he gets them wrong, Hannah is very mean to him and he doesn't want that to happen. Sometimes it's, you know, you can offer a little grace and teach someone something. Everyone learns in different times. Maybe he'll be a great chef next year, but right now he just needs to know how much water to put in the pot.
What's going on? What would you like to drink?
White wine.
Would you like me to pour you a glass?
Yes, of course. Be a
Gotcha.
gentleman.
I got him.
You got me.
So then Hannah's brother comes over, and I'm pretty sure 100% it's not her brother. It's just a guy that she calls her brother, and he's a gay man. I don't know if like I have lots of brothers. I don't know. This gay man from the street is her brother.
I love she says exactly what's on her mind. I want someone who's gonna put me in my place and kind of tell me what's up. Bitch boy.
I need a bitch boy.
So I don't know if this guy was supposed to be like helpful or something, but Hannah basically calls him a bitch boy because he wants someone to put him in his place. And I don't know if Nick can take the heat in the kitchen from all of these bitching, so.
You could get a job in a second.
I make a joke and it's funny, and then you take it way too far where it's not funny, it's just mean.
So at this point, Hannah starts like joking around to Nick, and then he throws one back. I think he said something about like her getting a job, and then she's like,
that's not funny at all.
And apparently it shows how thin-skinned she is, and she can't even take as much as she dishes out, which means like if someone else had to treat her the way that she was treating Nick, she probably would have never made it this far, which is really bad in a relationship because usually it's like a push and pull situation, and the fact that she's unable to receive it as much as she dishes it out is like pretty telling as to how bad she treats Nick.
There have been multiple times where she said something way more cool. I can take that stuff, but like that's the 20th time, it's like, okay, like I guess.
Yeah, so in the moment where Hannah goes to drop the kids off or whatever she's doing, Nick confides in Hannah's brother and says that, you know, it actually does weigh on me pretty heavily. And I think it's a pretty telling moment because he's leaning on someone for support. And that's, man, it's been like 3 weeks into a relationship. You're already leaning into people just trying to hold it together, which is not good because I don't think this guy has done many things wrong. He might not be the most desirable person, but for all intents and purposes, he's not a bad dude. And he seems to really like Hannah for reasons unknown to man. So we're still doing it. I hope that he figures it out.
I'm rooting for you.
Now we move on to Marissa and Ramses.
A little anxious.
My mom is very protective of me and like not having a father. He wouldn't give me anything about his look. Well, that's what it's supposed to be.
Now we have Ramses meeting Marissa's mom. And you know what? I've given Marissa a hard time sometimes, but I can see why. I am looking at the mom. Oh my God, that is a tragic mess of a human being. I'm sorry that's your mom, I know, but like like, wow. Look, we gotta call people out if people are bad. And like, she says something that I think is extremely inappropriate. But yeah, let's just see.
He kept talking about his fashion,
Which I have to say is kind of off.
Is it off?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Feeling it?
No, I'm not feeling it.
So originally she's like, all right, Ramses, I don't even like that tail braid you got going on. F you, bro. Nobody likes that shit. Kind of already a bit crazy coming from mom. Like, I get it. Some people are hard asses, but like, that's coming off a bit strong. Like, you know, your fashion looks like you're a Knight Rider in the 1980s. I mean, I didn't think David Hasselhoff needed a stunt double, but here we are.
What is it about Marissa that is so? There are tons of men that are infatuated with my daughter. I had a, husband or whatever.
I had a husband or whatever. Why does she talk like a kid? Oh my God. Like, in the past 10 seconds, she's like, everyone's infatuated with my daughter. Why you? And then in the same sentence,
yeah, I got divorced or whatever.
It's what it is. I got divorced. There ain't nothing special. She'll go on to talk about how she doesn't believe in finding the one, or like nobody lasts forever because of her experience, and it'll invalidate everyone else's experience due to her own. That's a very selfish belief to have, and I know it's protective or coming from a place of protection deep down. It's also just as selfish to invalidate someone else's experience because you are so scared of what happened to you. That's not how life works, and as a parent, you shouldn't bestow that like sadness or like fear upon someone. Don't cast fear onto your kids. Let them explore. Gosh.
She's always talked to me that she wants to take care of her baby and stay home. What's your plan on furthering your career?
God damn, this man he barely sat down. She's like, I hate your hair. Now I hate your career. Okay? Hair and career need to change.
I mean, it's nice now that you have a job, but, things happen.
Elon Musk over here. Oh my God, it's nice that you have a job now, but things happen, okay? Things change. What are you gonna do in the future? Huh? Did you get your ticket to Mars? Did you get your ticket to Mars for me and your daughter and you? Huh? Because the world is imploding. This is the kind of mom who expects so much and gives so little. What the hell? Poor Ramses.
Thought about going back to school.
You live on your own here in DC. I don't think you're a bum. She would not go for a fucking bum.
Oh my God, watch your mouth, you potty mouth. What the fuck was that about?
I don't think she would go for a fucking bum like you.
I mean, not you, but like someone who looks exactly like you with that hair. I've seen bums with that hair. Damn, this lady has no filter.
I want to make sure that you're not relying on her law degree and her money.
She wants to take care of her baby and stay home.
There's a lot of scenarios that she just proposed that probably are not going to happen. I don't even know why you're wasting your time thinking about these situations. This feels like a giant waste of everyone's time and energy, lady. Please shut the hell up. That's my theory on you speaking. Don't.
I was previously married. I got married young when I was 25.
Well, that's not really young. I'm sorry. 25 is not young.
Okay. All right. Well, now this doesn't seem like a personal attack, really. 25 is young. And 29 is young, too. And 32 is pretty young. And 35 is even young. In this day and age, until you're 40, I don't think you're even really middle age. Everyone's making it to 80. Unfortunately. I mean, God. Whew. Anyway, the point is, shut up, lady. Shut up.
I was previously married. You really discover a lot about a person.
Really, you're explaining a marriage to me.
She's like that sitcom character that, like, when you want to close the door on them when they try and like get into your door. She's like that person. Nagging sitcom character. My God. Why does she say things to this man that she's barely met? This is way too comfortable with someone who's not your kid. Her personality is so like, ugh.
I think she should do a prenup. She has suffered between her father, her stepfather, to then get fucked over by her husband because he's not making enough.
Okay, so now we're having a prenup conversation. I just want to remind you, she's still in school. So she's not actually a lawyer yet. She just wants to be one. That's really cool. I hope my mom tells people that I'm going to need a prenup for once I become the big director boy. Okay, once I put on my big boy pants, then I'll get a prenup. That's really nice that mama wants to protect baby bird, but like baby bird has done jack shit at this point. So I think actually Ramses would probably benefit from the prenup more than her at this point. Thank you, mama bird, for that insignificant conversation.
I have no problems with like a prenup.
Can we get to the wedding first?
Did you give us your blessing, Mom?
I don't know. You can do the prenup, Marissa?
Okay. This is why brunch is outside, because if you have it inside, chairs are getting thrown at windows.
I will just tell you hurt my daughter. I will cut your balls off.
This is something that I think I've said many times. Like, say you threaten to like do this. Say a guy is like, yeah, you do this, I'll cut your... I don't even want to say the words, so I'm not going to say it. But if a guy says the same thing, right? You're not going to have the next shot of people being like, ooh, nobody messed with her.
You need to leave
that's a threat that is unprovoked, and that's like really dangerous to hear people talk like that for no reason. And if you're talking out of like something that you're not gonna do, then don't say it. And if you are gonna do it, then go to jail. You shouldn't be saying stuff like this to random people. It's very, very bad. And the fact that people let this happen because it's like a girl and it's like, she won't do it, I really think that's a very bad look for people. And later on, she will even double down and talk to Vanessa, the host, about this. And I feel like this content should be cut, or at least very much addressed with a thing below saying we do not support this, because that's genuinely very harmful to hear this and to be talking like this like it's normal. I wouldn't want anybody saying that to my kid.
No, I do really like him and love him and I enjoy him and stuff. There's just like characteristics and things he does.
Going from the worst parent I've ever seen to maybe the best parents I've ever seen, Hannah's parent. Like, it just doesn't even make sense that they've had this kid, because there are two parents who seem like the most understanding, loving parent. I would love to know more about them. I want a Love is Blind Hannah's parents. I need that.
Well, Hannah, if that was the case, we would have thrown you out a long time ago. You got to overlook some stuff. What is worth really nitpicking over? Like, what isn't?
Yeah. So Hannah goes and tells her parents how shitty Nick is, and they're like, look, in a marriage that's gonna last a long time, you have to learn to let the little things, because you're not gonna win every battle. Nobody wants to go to war every second of the day. There's gonna be little things that might come up, and you have to choose to love someone enough to say, that doesn't bother me as much as I love you. And if you can't do that, you're probably not going to be with them. And I feel like the parents did a great job and everything's good. And then she says the worst thing ever.
He won't even suck my toe.
Oh, God.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life, okay? I've never been to someone's parents. I don't think I've ever like sat in front of my parents and been like, man, this girl is so blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, there's a pause and I was like, she won't even suck me off. And then we just start laughing like a family and like high-fiving. This is not like a thing. They treat it like it's some sort of like funny thing. She's got her baby brother there and she's saying stuff like that. And like everyone starts laughing like it's a family moment. This must be a white thing to be like, he won't even suck my toe. And everyone's like, oh, that's hilarious.
What the hell are you talking about?
They're playing like happy music, like he won't even suck my toe. And everyone's like dancing. God damn. There's some crazy stuff out there in the South, huh? Anyway, to shake that one off, back to Ramses and Marissa. After that crazy mother conversation, we go for round 2.
Do need to talk to my doctor about birth control.
You can't play in these risky ass games.
Yeah, we're kind of risking it. I didn't really want to go back on birth control.
Do you enjoy condom sex?
So then comes sex talk again. Now, Ramses and Marissa have been known to flare it up a lot. But this time, it's not Marissa, it's Ramses. And he's like, look, I don't want to wrap my woolly up, so you better take your things. And as I've come to know, if you take that, it messes up your insides and stuff. I don't know much about that, but basically Ramses is like, it's not enjoyable when I wrap my big boy up. So we're up to that now.
Some of my best sex has been on a condom.
It's not like if I wear one, it's just not.
Well, we can raw dog it.
That is the right way to use raw dog. People use it so wrong nowadays. Guys are like, I've been raw dogging a flight, and it's like, oh. And then I realized that they just meant that they weren't listening to music and were just watching the screen. That's not what that means. Oh my God, there is 2 completely different meanings. Thank you, Marissa, for using the right one.
We either have condom sex or we don't have condom sex, and we accept the consequences of not having condom sex. But it's the truth. I am okay if we got pregnant.
Oh, hell no!
So Marissa offers a pretty simple solution here. She's like, look, we can do it with the rubber or we can do it without, and I'll be fine if you put a little baby in me. And then he's like, that's not gonna happen. But he also doesn't want to wrap it up. And she's like, look, ultimatum time. You either do it like that or don't do it at all.
Okay, cool. So we can disagree to have condom sex from here on out.
It's not really enjoyable, baby.
I'm not gonna go on birth control.
But I need the sex to be enjoyable.
Yep, it's both of them true. I just feel like in the grand scheme of things, they went from like this couple who was like agree with everything to like not even being able to agree on the more intimate details. They like agree on the little things, but the big stuff like philosophy of like, you know, morality and like stuff like physical intimacy, that stuff now they're having big issues with, which is like, damn, I didn't even know that like you could get involved with a person if you didn't think that stuff was going to matter, because that's obviously going to come up, right? Anyway, I want to take you to Tyler and I think his girl, I forget her name, Lady Tyler. They have an issue. I didn't talk about them too much because they're pretty much a great couple. But then the lady has a problem with him. It's because he has another family. Her name's Ashley.
I don't understand how 2 weeks before our wedding, you drop this kind of bomb. It's not your kid, but they are your kids. And it's with someone that you know.
So then Ashley says some stuff, and I was watching this with my heart in my mouth. I was like, Tyler, how could you? You were the only one I really supported and trusted. And it turns out he did actually technically make a baby, but it's not with his wife or ex-wife or anybody like that. In fact, this man was a sperm donor. That is what she's talking about. She's getting mad that this man donated his sperm so that other people could have kids. I would have thought that was noble. But let's take it one step further. When he talks about it, he mentions that the people he knows are both girls, meaning it's a gay couple and they cannot conceive, and he is helping them to do something that they physically cannot. I would think that is a pretty noble thing. I wouldn't be mad at my man's or woman's for that, okay? God, I didn't think that was an issue, but apparently she's like, I can't even see you anymore. You have a family with 2 women. Gah.
What are their genders?
2 girls and a boy.
Who are these people? I just feel like I should know that. Here's a picture. Here's it, here's this, here's that.
Man, he doesn't even have a picture. They're not even his kids. That's kind of weird, actually, to be like, oh man, I remember that sperm gave you? Yeah. Let me take pictures and be like, who's your real daddy? Just every now and again, I'll come into your life once every 5 years and remind you that your dad is shooting blanks. I'm the real dad. That's crazy.
You have yet to show me anything. Here are the documents that say, like, I'm uninvolved.
Documents? Holy shit. Bro, do you have like a baseball glove from when the kid grew up in his first baseball game, even though you're not a part of this? What is your kid's favorite TV show? The one that you don't ever see because it was just a sperm that you gave to help other people? Tell me about everything about that kid that you don't know about. Why is she pressing this man? I thought this was an actual issue. And you can see he's like, he looks like he's in an Eminem album or something, the way that he's like sitting. Guess who's back? So you know that this is bad.
I'm not upset by you trying to help a couple have kids. The issue comes in with me feeling like I was not getting the full picture of you.
That's gotta be the worst, like, out of everyone, like, all these people are doing such stupid stuff. This has gotta be the worst Love is Blind, like, issue. A man helps another couple out, and then his partner is like, why would you do that? What is wrong with you? What are their names? Did you hear when she was like, what are they, 2 kids and a boy? And she's like, yeah, you would do that.
2 girls and a boy.
It's like, what is that? What is this judgmental tone, bro? We're now on to episode 10, and I have a feeling I skipped 9, but I have no idea what we're on. But it starts off with Marissa and Ramses, and they are not happy. This couple is coming undone, if ever I've seen one.
What's on your mind?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. All right, what are you gonna make?
Eggs with some feta.
There's something wrong with Marissa because she's not as bubbly as normal, and then she's like, what are we gonna make? Which is funny because he's the only one cooking. Al dente eggs, which is just eggs still in the shell. You just crunch the whole damn egg.
I do understand like your concern there, and I think they're valid, but it's also at the same time like I'm clearly sick, have a severe vitamin D deficiency, and
Ramses is probably like,
if you have a vitamin D deficiency, what is it for?
He's probably just sitting there like scheming.
This part of the experiment was like really important for me. It's where we make sure that we actually do have the physical intimacy.
you're having doubts.
It's not so much like doubts.
What is with these guys? They're just making guys like me look bad and stuff. Like, I wouldn't go on Love is Blind and be like, I am not sure if I will ever want to get married. People that start having doubts now, it's like, it's so stupid to be like, yeah, I would love to get married to the right person. Obviously, I feel like anyone coming on the show would be like, yeah, if you could find me my perfect person, sure. But then they come on the show and they're like, ooh, it is getting close to getting married. And you know, I've been thinking, you are ugly and atrocious. Like, honestly, I woke up one day and I was like, oh my God, I thought I was in Monsters Inc. So I don't know if I want to marry you.
I just want to make sure it's 100, you know? Especially as something as big as like physical intimacy. Like, I just want to make sure that that's right, you know? I just want to be like...
Oh, I thought he said, I just want to be like sucked or something. Like, this guy, for some reason, the sensual stuff is just becoming a big issue, even though she's on her period and has PMS. Like, I don't know if Ramses understands that'll happen in between. She's not like a machine here. So I'm not sure. I was getting at her at the start for being like overtly sensual, but like maybe I'm wrong in that sense. So I don't know who's doing what there, but this couple is very confusing to me.
Men always like, there's like a high percentage of men when their wives get cancer, they cheat on them.
There's a great quote. Thanks, Marissa, for randomly airdropping that quote. Did you know that men always cheat on when their partners have cancer? Always 100% cheat rate, success in cheating. I guess, wow, that's really good to know. You know what? You can reverse engineer that. If a man ever cheats on you, you'll be like, I don't need to go to a doctor. I'm dying. Thanks, Marissa. What an insightful comment. Did you know 100% of men always cheat on women that always have cancer sometimes, and it's not always because they're bald. Marissa, that's the quote. That's Marissa's quote.
Your health becomes an issue that I'm gonna like want to go elsewhere.
Yeah, like you're not want to be affectionate. Maybe after you have a kid, is this going to be an issue for you?
You know what? I definitely, when I started, I didn't think Marissa was like, I can tell that she has more emotional maturity, because this question is a very good question to ask, especially if the concerns are raised by Ramses. And I feel like I haven't given her enough credit lately. So like that's definitely a serious question. Like if she's gonna have a kid, those are real times. And if she's gonna feel certain down days, is he gonna want things from her that maybe she can't give? And those are questions that you gotta ask your partner. So like kudos on her for asking. She does say some dank stuff like every other sentence, but like I can see she's trying. She's trying.
So this is my fiance, Alex.
Love makes it work if you are willing to give and take.
There was a little weird scene here, right? Tim lets Alex meet his family, sorry. And I remember remarking when I was watching this, I said, why are the parents sitting down? And I was like, what kind of weird parents? Like, are you not even going to stand up to meet like your son's fiance? And they're like really nice parents. So like, it didn't make sense. But what's going to happen later, like in a little bit, maybe we'll unpack that, because I think I think I can understand what I'm seeing now, the full picture. There's a lot with Tim and Alex that isn't shown that we just have to piece together. This is one of those moments. But everything seems to be going well for them. It's just that there are looming questions in the background as to why this doesn't feel right. But anyway, let's take you back to Tyler and Ashley, both of them looking like different stages of Eminem.
I had a very close friend, her and her wife wanted to have a baby.
Well, I guess the only thing we can do is take it hour by hour.
Ashley then agrees that, yeah, it's probably not the worst thing in the world to have a man that wants to help other people. So I guess she's fine with her partner being a loving and kind person. So that's good. I'm glad that we figured that out. Now let's take you back to Hannah and Nick D, the man who is absolutely getting oppressed.
Your icks are starting to become just funny to me. Just you like, you know, trying to get through it. And then I went through it like with Grace. Are you ready to get married in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I said yeah.
And so now, like, when we look at Nick, right, even though he's being absolutely wrecked by Hannah day in, day out, all of the other guys who don't even have pressure on them are like, it's getting close to the wedding. Nick is one of the few people who's like, yeah, you want to get married? Let's do it. I'd do it right now if I could. He is like solid on that. It makes me sad that the fact that he's so solid in it doesn't secure her in any way, shape, or form, that this man has never, since the time he's met her, had one issue, which is kind of shitty that she has had so many problems with this man. I get that he's not perfect again, but like at the same time, it must be very reassuring to know that your partner is like, I'm there. You just say the word.
Never really had to think about anybody else. I want you to be like an active listener. I don't want to always have to be the first one to start a deep conversation, like initiate sex.
That's weird. That's weird. I don't want to be the one to always initiate sex. Maybe did you ever think that this man is not trying to have, like, you know what I mean? You're pulling him over and then doing things to him. Maybe don't do that. That's kind of crazy. Always initiate a conversation. What are you talking about? This man can talk about stupid stuff all day long. I've seen him. He's charismatic. He definitely has a whole knowledge of stupid stuff. You're just probably weighing him down with like making him talk about serious things or only things you want to that he can't talk about. That's just not a good match is what I feel.
They're little things, right? Got pissed when I couldn't figure out the 50 fucking lights. No, you didn't say I was stupid, but like, you're like, come on, Nick, like you should know this.
So Nick then gathers the courage to say that like he just wants to be treated like 50-50. And he even has examples that showcase why he feels that he's not being treated that way. And I feel like for what it's worth, that's a very good statement to have. This is communication that you need to have with a couple. And instead of this being met with, okay, I see what you're coming from, I see what you're saying, Hannah says this.
Sometimes I feel like you do think I'm like a level below you. I just want to be treated as an equal.
I think you get treated like an equal when you start contributing like an equal.
Which pretty much decimates any conversation or any act of a conversation, because you're trying to bring up a point here, you're trying to be good with it, and then she's just completely obliterates it. And that's sad. That's really sad, because he just wants to be like her. He doesn't even want to feel better. He just wants to feel not as bad, which is sad in a relationship. That's a relationship. Let me take you back to Ramses and Marissa, who have finally discovered the sensual activity and are now feeling in a much better place after boning.
You know where I stand on like affection.
I think we kind of figured that out too.
We did. Do you feel sure about us getting married?
Yeah.
All right. So she asks if they're gonna get married, and he's like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then they kiss and someone really annoyingly sings loudly. Now, the episode ends with Timothy. He's sitting on the couch. Alex is also sitting on the couch. And he is not happy with her. Why?
I have a lot to say. Some things happen in regards to my parents that I didn't really appreciate.
Like?
What would you like me to tell you?
Yeah, for sure.
This is a lot to break down because I feel like I had to watch it twice, maybe 3 times to really figure out what's going on here. And like I said, I'm pretty objective. At the start, I didn't know if it was Alex doing something wrong or not. Oh, I didn't even know what was happening. Now that I'm looking at it, I feel like just from the start, I was finding myself annoyed because every time Tim says something, he'll be like, can I talk? Are you gonna let me talk? And it's like making the other person feel belittled. Can I talk? Just by that. I don't even know what he's gonna say, but I was like, can I talk? I don't like the way that he's going about it. Can I talk?
My parents drove up here 10 hours. As soon as the cameras cut, you decided to go to sleep. For me, that was not okay.
I was exhausted. We talked for hours about you.
So what's happening here, I guess, is that Tim's parents drove to meet Alex and she was taking a nap. And then when she woke up, she met them. So I don't really see the issue either personally, but I guess she took a nap and Tim was like, I want you to be awake. Now, I don't know, maybe she would have been more grumpy if she didn't take the nap. So I don't know if this is the biggest deal in the world, and I feel like you could definitely have brought this up before. I don't know what the issue essentially is here. I'm still trying to figure it out.
If you don't communicate that, hey, this really bothers me that you didn't respond, how am I supposed to know?
So yeah, Alex gives her side of the story, but the important part was what she said about how could she know if he didn't explain. And I feel like that alone is literally the most validating thing. Like, how can a person know what you're thinking if you're not going to tell them? If you just let all of the shit pile up and then you turn it into one big kamehameha and then unleash it on someone, then they're going to be blindsided, right? You got to at least, if you really care about someone, be like, all right, I don't like what you're doing right now. And I want to fix it because I want to be around you. And the less that I do that, the less I could be around you.
After reflecting on what I really want out of life and a wife, I have to be honest with myself that the answer between you and I, for me, is no.
Damn. That did like 100 damage to her. You could see her eyes, she lit back. She was like, not again. Motherfuck this shit. But I can't believe that Tim is saying no.
I did not take you meeting my father and getting him that emotional so lightly. How dare you do that and then just throw it away after 2 days?
All right, there it is. Yeah. So I was watching it and I was like, wow. I think that the reason that Tim was annoyed was that Alex came downstairs and maybe the family was waiting while she was sleeping. I think that could have been it. I think that could have been perceived like that, but I feel like there's conversation that needs to happen. Now, in saying that, this man, Tim, wrote her dad 2 pages worth off, like saying why he wants the daughter and why he wants to ask for her hand in marriage. If you're gonna do that, right? If you're gonna spend all this time doing that, there is no way that someone taking a nap is going to be the end all be all of your relationship. You might be mad, you might be annoyed, you might be like, come on, you had a chance to meet my parents. But that cannot be the reason that a relationship is destroyed because someone took a nap. That's crazy. That must be the most destructive nap of all time. If she was napping and fapping, it wouldn't be that bad. Like, I mean, come on though. That's wild. I feel like that is a very poor excuse. Actual bullshit excuse to ruin a marriage over. To be honest with you.
You want me to cuddle with you more. I intentionally rolled over and tried to hold you in that tiny ass bed. You didn't even notice.
Because I was asleep.
So now Tim then starts to talk about all the stuff he's done, including trying to cuddle with her by putting his hand on her. I didn't know this was a point of like, he had to try, but then he's like, I try really hard, I work hard. And at this point, I lose all respect for him.
I don't think you realize how much work I put in to do that. For when
to cuddle?
That's gangster, man. Like, imagine being like, I work really hard, I work 10 hours a day trying to put my arms around you, okay? It's hard to put my arms all the way around you. Sometimes they don't reach fully. Do you understand that? That's crazy. It's very crazy. I don't feel like I liked him that much.
No, for your family. I woke up at 8 in the morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. That he woke up at 8 in the morning for the family. Imagine waking up at 8 in the morning and being like, I did that for you. I work really hard. What time is his actual job that he wakes up at 8 and he's like, that is a stretch for me. Usually I wake up at like 2, 3 p.m. I get to work late. The boss hates me. I like that kind of job.
There is no scenario that I see myself standing there and saying yes to making you my wife. And I'm glad we can at least agree that I don't ever want to see you again.
Then he says something really mean and he says, I'm glad I don't want to see you ever again. And I don't know, man. If someone takes a nap and says a few things, that is like a very huge overreaction. And to me, it just says this man is super immature, and like, you don't treat people like that, right? That is a very sad way to treat someone who you wanted to share your time with. Even if you don't like the person anymore, you should still have enough respect for them. There's nothing that she could have said or did, and I don't think she did anything that bad. So I'm just it feels sad. By the way, we're 2 down, right? Steven and Monica, gone. Tim and Alex, gone, out. How much do we have left? We have Garrett, we have Tyler, and we have Ramses. I think we got 3 left.
I just want to make it incredibly clear that if other women from your past are talking to you, you're just shutting it down.
Yeah. And now we almost have 2 because Taylor and Garrett, another couple that I don't really talk about, are fighting. They seem to be okay. I don't mind them. They're all right. But Taylor is not happy that Garrett got a text from an ex and he liked it because she's like, you shut it right down. I don't know, man. Personally, I don't like people controlling that stuff. I just don't feel like that's a good way to do anything. Can't be controlling people's phones and stuff. I don't believe in that shit.
Shut it down. Easy. Don't just like leave them on red.
It obviously didn't mean anything. I saw it this morning. I didn't know how to react. I just liked the message, not think about it the rest of the day.
Very good conversation that is a waste of time between 2 people who could probably just be like, hey, you know, you're with me, right? Okay. But like sometimes Love is Blind people are so like overly possessive over people and jealous and stuff. I don't know if it's ever been a good quality. I see TikToks and POVs and all of that. Like I love when he's jealous and it's like, oh, bro, I don't know when you guys are going to realize healthy relationships don't require jealousy or toxic traits. It's good to care about someone. You just don't have to do it in a way that's like, oh, I can't believe you're with someone else. Be only mine. You can share someone if you love them enough with the world because they're good enough and they deserve to have their, I don't know, time with people. I just feel that's weird. Like maybe it's just for me, people in entertainment being like, only do content for me, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
He's better looking in person.
Oh, good looking in person?
Yeah. I mean that in the nicest way.
No, it's really cool.
At this point, they have like a meetup where all of the people who are in the pods see each other. And one of the people who Nick liked, one of the girls, I think her name is Brianna. It's not, but I just forgot her actual name. She finds Nick attractive, and she is like the more attractive version of Hannah. And Hannah doesn't like that her friend is finding Nick D attractive.
Just like into the Lord. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry.
Responded?
I'm sorry. So I said, well,
this is different.
In the meantime, Gareth puts his foot in his mouth. His name's Garrett, but I like calling him Gareth, by saying that he did respond to his ex. And it's gangstalicious. And then Taylor walks away because she's like, you said you liked it, not responded. And they have a fight that they would when they were 10 years old.
I text her back and like just said, hey, I didn't tell you this, but I met someone, I'm engaged.
I want my own, like...
Overreaction, right? Over text. I mean, if it's bad, then it's bad. If it's not bad, then it's not bad. If someone's telling you that it's not, then it's not. You either choose to believe people or you live your life constantly like that in fear and paranoia. The problem is that the next day, Taylor is like, it wasn't even as bad as I thought. And it was like, man, so you really didn't have an issue. You just thought you did, huh? All right.
It's almost like it's like an 18-year-old sexualness. Like, things gross him out. Like, eating pussy.
Ah, yes. Hannah complaining to the group is a staple for me. This time she's complaining about Nick and his sexual prowess, including how he's not good at... Well, I'll let Hannah say it.
It's like not what he thinks about. It's like, okay, well, like you need to realize a woman needs pleasure as much as a man. Absolutely. He doesn't like to eat pussy.
I've learned entirely too much about Nikki D. Don't really want to know about that. I don't know what to say, man. That's between you guys, I guess. The most crazy part is that this is all getting caught on camera. Nick, get in there. All right, bro. It's half time.
Past like 15 years, 10 years, whatever, I dated this. It's been that long?
So then Nick meets Katie. And I thought, like, there's so many times on the show that the guys are like, oh, she's hot. But for whatever reason, Nick never even does that. In fact, he's just like the most cool dude. This is actual Nick being cool. And she's like telling him about how she's been dating the same guy over and over again. And Nick then asked the most cool question. He's like the most cool with attractive ladies. I've never seen something like this. When it comes to like Hannah looking people, he's like all over the place. He's like stumbling over his words. When there's an attractive lady, he's smooth as shit. What?
No, but I mean like the same type.
So why can't you accept that that's your type and you just haven't met the right guy?
That's a great question.
Damn, Nick. She said she's been dating the same type for 15 years. She can't get away from it. He's like, Why don't you accept it? Ah, Nicholas D. Some pretty good stuff there, bud.
Okay.
I think you're such like a beautiful and a deep person.
Yeah.
Like I would challenge you to lead with that.
So then Katie and Nick have a very productive conversation, more productive than any of the conversations he and Hannah had. Any of them. And Katie says that you shouldn't like try and be suave Nikki D. Instead, just try and be yourself because someone's going to see that value in you. And Nick takes everything, like he doesn't just say, oh yeah, and then like go away. He actually really takes this advice. And I don't know. I feel like that is amazing. So good work, Nick.
Details are the facts of the situation. So
Well, I guess we have a difference between like what facts and details are. It's just too many red flags, like honestly.
Taylor then says there's many red flags even though they've never had a fight until then. I guess the flags just come in bunches. They buy like a whole 5-pack of red flags for her. Every line of text for her is a different red flag. Is the problem. Captain America is never going to figure out how to get his wife on board. I don't know what to say. The next day they figure it out. This is not an issue.
I'd like to.
It's episode 11. I waited a long time to see what's going to happen here. Hannah and Nick get back from the party and Hannah is absolutely annoyed. Why is she annoyed? She's annoyed that her friend finds Nick attractive. What this has to do with Nicholas, I don't know. Let's find out.
What conversation did you have with Katie? My best friend in the whole wide world and my fiance are talking and you guys are giggling, having the best time of your life. It's annoying.
That's toxic as shit, isn't it? Imagine your best friend and your partner get along and then you hate it. That's so toxic. Oh, that's such a 26-year-old. Not even, that's like a 10-year-old thing to say. That's really toxic.
It said if there was someone I wanted to talk to, it would be Katie.
So you got what you wanted.
Right, I'm a man.
Why did you have a 40-minute conversation then?
You timed it? Bitch, why? What the fuck? This is an old school event. You should have pocket watch and shit. What are you timing it on? Oh my god. You crazy. Why'd you have a 40-minute conversation, Nick? Why'd you laugh 6 times? I heard you laugh. I heard her snort once. Wow. Explain every single bit of conversation in detail.
She's my best friend.
That's your best friend in the world. Why don't you go and ask her what happened?
At this point, Nick has taken his shirt off. He's done the thing where he takes the buttons off and he's now a man. Hannah has turned him from a boy into a man. That's a little side joke, but you'll get it very soon.
Are you fucking talking about your past relationships?
Mature enough at this age?
Are you mature enough, Nick? Because I taught you fucking everything that you fucking know. I turned you into a boy into a fucking man.
There it is. I'm gonna get this quote posted above my wall. I turned you from a boy into a man. That's really the greatest quote ever made. Gandhi should have said that.
I literally have done everything for you.
Into a boy
literally
to a
everything for me.
man.
I think
You turned me into a boy into a man. That's crazy. Boys to men is just Nick. That's cool. I like it. And she's just arguing because her friend has found him attractive. There's no like semblance of like any sense being made. Imagine if someone finds someone else attractive. What are you supposed to do about it? Is Nick supposed to get uglier or something just so he could cater to Hannah? This is an unreal conversation that I'm watching.
you're literally best friend.
Yeah.
You told me how attractive you were.
What does that have
And then
to
in
do
the
with me,
same
Hannah?
day, you said that you really wanted
What
to talk
does that
to
have
Katie.
to do with me, Hannah?
And then
She's like connecting puzzle pieces from different box sets at this moment. If you listen to the words, she says that her friend finds him hot, which is one whole thing. Then she says he wanted to have a conversation for closure. Those are two completely different things. And she's piecing them together and putting them in a box like a value meal. This is unreal, to be honest with you, to see how dumb this is as a conversation. Nick is even saying like, I don't know what this has to do with me. I cannot believe she's doing this.
But to me, it hurts because it's like, that's my fiance, my best friend. Like, that's
Do you
bad.
trust me?
I don't know if I don't trust you, but I don't know if I trust Katie.
Oh, what a great best friend. Why even have an enemy when you don't need to trust your best friend?
I don't know if I trust you, but I know I don't trust her. She's my best friend. I hate that bitch.
Great work, Hannah.
I don't even know why we're having this conversation, right? So who gives a fuck what Katie thinks?
Well, you look really hot right now.
At this point, Nick he's like, who gives a F what she thinks? I'm with you. And then Hannah tries to say like, you know, he's really hot. And at first I was like, oh, okay, Nick. And then I realized she's just saying that because she lost the damn argument. So she's just trying to divert it, which is really, really slimy because he continues to try and get his point across. And she just tries to like kiss him and say, let's go to bed. She cannot admit that she's wrong. And that is very bad.
I felt like I had a mature conversation with someone. I told them exactly how I felt about you. So
Hey, let's just go to sleep.
That's not okay. That's actually not okay. It seems like it's okay. It seems like she's just being all nice, but that's like, this is a form of like, what do you call that thing where someone's like using love against you so that it's like, oh, okay, now I feel like everything's okay. But he didn't get his point across. She was just being absolutely shitty for no reason. And when he made a good point, she was like, let's go to bed. I want to do things to you now. It's not okay, actually. When you really think about how manipulative that is, that's really top tier manipulation right there. So I don't like that. That's probably the worst move. And it was hard to see. I had to wait a few times. I had this done to me. This is fucking crazy.
You know, his reaction to his ex really was a lot more friendly than like I thought it would be. It actually made me feel like shit.
So then Taylor the next day explains that, okay, I was super overreacting and just made the night horrible for no reason. That's lovely. But now we have another conversation with Hannah and Nick. Hannah is looking like a boss who is ready to fire her employee. Nick looks like the employee. Her shoulders are so big she doesn't need shoulder pads. All right.
So you're trying to change your flirtation for me?
Trying to change my personality for you.
So by me asking you not to flirt with other women, I'm changing your personality?
I wasn't flirting.
Oh yeah, I forgot that she brought her friends along with her. It's more of the same. Let's just say that. Hannah is being very critical towards Nick, and Nick says probably the most heartbreaking thing that I've heard him say. I'm trying to change my personality for you. Personality is what Nick has, right? It's what got him to this position and got him this far in life. It's a beautiful thing, and he's trying to change it to make this girl happy. And she says he's just failing all the tests. Then her friend comes through, and her friend has nothing to do with the situation and is just a waste of time and air, really.
The things that she's saying are just actions. They're not who you are. Changing your routine and what you're used to doing.
Do you know how people literally say, don't tell me, show me with actions? And she's like, they're just actions. They're not like, you have to also make new dogs and make money for her and do real things. Don't just do things. Do things, but like more things. Honestly, I don't know which rubbish bin this woman came out from, but they need to put her back. Whoever her friend is just, ugh. To me, it's almost the end of this. I just can't be bothered being nice.
And I'm willing to take on all of those risks and challenges.
You're saying these challenges and these whatever, it sounds to you like it's a lot.
Okay, evil Dr. Full Lady, stop. This is not a show that you're running. Nobody's ever going to hire you for anything in terms of Dr. Full like media. You're not going to solve problems. You just make them. Just shut the hell up and leave. Oh my God.
And it's a lot of work and it's all this stuff when it's really not.
I don't think it's a huge thing I need to change, and I'm willing to do that.
Yeah. Why is it so hard for you to...
Oh my God, they multiplied. I didn't even know there was one in the middle. Who the fuck's that lady? I didn't know they were multiplying. This dude has been sitting in the corner while these three women are like antagonizing him. Oh, this is why guys don't want to hang out with your friends. Look at this shit. Oh my God.
Get there then.
For me, it's like Nick doesn't match me intellectually. Nick doesn't match my humor.
So then she doesn't have enough of being annoyed with her friends. She goes home and then talks to her mom and is like, Nick is this, Nick is that, Nick is this, Nickelodeon, Nick. And the mom is just like, you can see her face. She's looking like, I raised a pretty shitty kid, didn't I?
She doesn't match me creatively. He doesn't match me financially. He doesn't match me like anywhere.
That's the look of a mom who's like, what the hell? What? Why we didn't raise you like this, Hannah? What the hell?
Meeting my friends yesterday and they did not like him.
None of that matters if you love each other.
And the mom is so level-headed. Honestly, Nick should date the mom. Oh, I know she's got a husband, but like still, let's try. I don't know. She's just like, look, Hannah, your friends are not the one dating Nick, obviously. So if it doesn't matter to you, why should it matter to them? I mean, if you have good friends, they should be happy that you're happy. You know, some friends are protective, some friends are protective in which sense they like to protect you from even being happy, which is bad. And I feel like this is what's happening because Nick's an actual good person trying to be in her life. She could learn a lot from him and she just chooses not to.
None of that matters.
So I've already made my threats to him.
But yeah, I mean, I guess Hannah has made up her mind now. I don't know if she still likes Nick. I don't know what's going on because the mom is trying to be like, let the little things go. The friends are like, let him go. Hannah it's up to her to decide. They do the dress changing scenes, which I always skip. And they do the guy thing where they all dress up and everyone, you know, I don't know why they even show that scene. I'd be more surprised if a guy like went into like put on his suit and it exploded, then I would be like, well, that's worth having. But it is never anything fun. The only thing worth noting is that Marissa's mom talks about cutting off Rams's balls again.
So he's aware.
She has.
I told him I cut his balls off.
And everyone laughs. And like I said, if we're gonna move on like a society, if we actually want equality, that stuff cannot be said. You can't threaten people like it's all willy-nilly. Like, there's no point doing stuff like that because it's not gonna work. If we do that, it shouldn't work if the other gender does. It's just not gonna be fun. So I feel like normalizing that, trivializing it is just really that's a huge double standard that I'm seeing. And Vanessa from Love is Blind is just the most double standard person ever. She constantly grills guys and lets girls go. And I just hate it. I hate the reunions for that.
Hey. When I think back of like the very first like little incident we had with that like woman on the thing, and like I wrote,
oh wow, she's wearing the same clothes. That means she called Nick into her office. She's like, Mom, you can leave. Nick, come in. You're fired.
no, it's right. And this was my list. It was respect, delusional, social awareness,
Maturity, confidence versus something.
Oh yes, I almost forgot. The first time they had met, they went out onto a party and she wrote a list of 10 things that she hates about him. Thought that was a movie title. Apparently it's just Hannah's life. And she grills him over those things and says he has not learned anything in this time.
Social awareness, I do not see. Respect, you have none. Ego versus confidence, I feel like I need to stroke your ego for you to be happy.
That's really rich, right? That's like Elon Musk rich, to be saying shit like respect, you have none, and being the most disrespectful person on the show. That's gangster, if any. I mean, you're so delusional that you think you're respectful. That's wild. And this dude is sitting here taking it, not even talking back, showing the restraint and respect he has for her opinions. Gangster.
And it's delusion. It's just like, you just can't see how I feel.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
That's really tough, man. It's really tough. I guess Nick responded in the best possible way anyone could. I'm sorry you feel that way, because maybe at this point he's just like, yeah, I'll be fine. And then she starts going on to like an even bigger tangent about how she doesn't understand anything about him, which is like more a reflection on her than him, because he's done nothing to warrant this. It's just a very mean conversation for no reason.
I don't understand you. I don't get it. For instance, like the Katie situation, for example, because I can use specific examples. I don't know if you can, but I can.
Not only can he use specific examples, in the last argument he did use specific examples and you silenced him. Hannah's really a zero, honestly. She's really a really bad person for this. I don't know if that is any other way to say it, but she's really not a nice person to be doing this to someone and then gaslighting them into thinking that they're worse than they are. This is how people lose their confidence. Certain people just drag it out because you give someone your everything, like Nick, who's giving her everything, being vulnerable and open, and she's destroying whatever confidence he has. That's a very horrible thing to do to another human being.
And because I remember things I know you don't, but like...
You're just throwing shade for no reason.
It's just the truth.
It's not the truth.
It's my truth.
It's not even close to the truth. And if she says it's my truth, then that's the biggest sign it's a lie. When everyone says it's my truth, it's a lie. O.J. Simpson could say it's my truth that I didn't kill her. That would be a big fucking lie.
When you don't know what you're talking about, you're just throwing things out there, and you happen to be ignorant to the subject that you're talking about.
But you see how you're always demeaning, you're always talking down on me. We're not equals here.
What are your responsibilities in life?
We talked about it.
So for whatever reason, she brings out a book and then starts questioning him when he says that we're not equals. And it's pretty clear here that through this conversation, we're not equals.
I can't do this. This is not fair to me. This is not fair to you for us to put on your tux and for me to put on a wedding dress and come here. We are not going to get married.
At this point, Hannah decides that it's not fair to both of them to even make it to the altar and is like, I don't think that this is going to work. And it's a sad moment, but honestly, I feel like my boy Nick has just dodged a cannonball, not even a bullet.
I don't know. Maybe I could have done a better job of it.
Yeah.
I'll never not think about you. You'll always be in my heart.
You need a new heart, sir. I initially thought Nick D was like just a tragic human being, and as I have come to realize, he seems to be a pretty decent dude who I feel very sorry for, who has had this experience on Love is Blind. It's very tough.
Came this far to get married, and it makes me feel, shitty that I lost a person, that I could potentially have loved for the rest of my life.
It's unfortunate that Nick even has this perspective, which hopefully he will later realize is wrong. He didn't lose the person, they lost him. And that's I think everyone can agree on that one. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes people come into your lives and just show you that this is not what you want, I guess.
I think I'm just done trying.
I
I'm just like scared that something may happen. Like,
unlike Tim, these two even hug each other, even though Hannah's like really mean to him. They still hug it out. So I don't know what Tim's problem is, but man, Tim. Yeah. Let's take you to another problem now, because like I said, there's 3 couples who have now not made it to the altar. I actually forgot about Hannah and Nick, but now Steven and Monica, gone. Hannah and Nick, gone. Tim and Alex, gone. There's only 3 left.
Like I know that's a risk, I know, but like
it's killing me.
I've always followed my emotions. I've always followed my feelings.
All right, we're almost at the end. Ramses and Marissa have had some of their issues, then they fixed their issues. I was sitting here and watching this. I don't know to this day what the hell happened. Ramses just woke up one day and said he realized that he hurt his ex and doesn't want to do it with her. I'm almost certain this man woke up and was like, ugh, I have to be with that for the rest of my life. I gotta make some bullshit excuse up, because I don't conceivably see any reason why he would just one day be like, I don't want to get married. But today is the day.
I don't feel like you're making a mistake.
Up to this point, no, I haven't felt like I've been making a mistake. But like now, like after having these conversations,
he's just saying anything. Oh my God, what does even any of that mean? I thought I loved you, but then after we had that conversation, sometimes I think about it, and now I don't understanding you, question mark.
I hear everything you're saying, but like I have nothing tangible to work with.
Honestly, I agree with Marissa. God, sorry, lady. I call you anything. I'm getting brain rot from this. What the fuck happened? Is it because she doesn't let him hit it raw? What is it really? Can you just tell us what the issue is, bro? Is it because her braids are longer than yours? What is happening? I don't understand.
What? Can I know about them? Like,
it's about your energy and my energy. Is your energy gonna be like too much for me, or is it gonna like make me feel overwhelmed?
Oh, the vibes are off. I forgot. That's right. Your Honor, the vibes are off. I can't marry this woman. Your Honor, I'm not vibing with this woman. This is a weird time to say the vibes are off when you've known for someone for like 4 weeks. Like, you know how they are day to day. You've been living with them for the past 2 weeks. Like, now you're like, your vibe is weird. This is like, you know, like going 4 weeks into it and being like, I like white people. Like, it's like now? Really?
It was fine, like, you know, in Cabo, but like here and every day, like bring in like work, and you bring in just like day-to-day like stresses or whatever.
Damn, so now she can't be stressed out or do work or anything. She can't have energy. She's using too much energy for him. He needs a solar panel girlfriend. He needs to put solar panels on his girlfriend so she can do more energy. I don't know. What has happened? Does he need to put electric sockets in his girlfriend? What kind of energy is he expecting from her? I never heard this one before. The energy's off. Get her a Powerade. Maybe her energy will be back on.
I don't want you to think like it's like there's something wrong with you. There's a fault.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with me. You told me you fell in love with me because of who I am.
This is crazy, bro. I've never seen someone back out of a marriage that fast for this little. Every contestant on Love is Blind at this point, like each one picks a different moment and is like, yep, that's good. That's good enough for me. I thought we were supposed to try and make it work with people, but in this, like, it feels like all of the guys are like, yes, the most minor inconvenience, I'm going to leave you.
Because I don't want to make assumptions. Like, I don't want to like.
But we're in control of our future.
We can't say what that's gonna look like because it's like we haven't lived it.
Okay, you wizard, you. Let me explain why that's dumb. This man literally gaslighted this woman so hard that she became methane. What the fuck did he just say? We can't know our futures because we haven't lived it yet? Is he expecting her to somehow live the future with him so it's safe enough for him to say yes? What? Bitch, what are you talking about, sir? I don't even get that. That's the lamest excuse I ever heard. I don't know what the future holds, so I'm gonna say no. That's crazy talk, bro. There's clearly something that happened. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I can't even venture a guess as to what happened to where he woke up one day and was like, I am never gonna marry her.
How could I feel so sure and you not, you know? I just like want someone to be sure about me.
There's nothing like left to be said then.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he literally says no to getting married. On the 11th hour, almost getting married, he says no. I'm pretty sure they all tried on their dresses and shit. And he was like, you'll never wear that with me.
I came unsure so fast. It doesn't feel real. Like it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, then she throws her ring away and she says something that's pretty right. She's like, it came undone so fast, which is true.
I just feel like
Then she acts like she's, you know, got like shot. So that's also sad.
Days ago, he told me that he's so excited to get married, and we picked out our first dance song.
Can you imagine if he picked it out and he was like, I want to do 50 Cent in the club. And she's like, what? Why would you want to do that? And really, he was like, that's because I'm never getting married. I'm just trolling you.
He got emotional because he was just like envisioning us getting married.
Yeah, that's why. That's the problem. He got emotional after getting married. He started crying. He was like, I don't want to do that. You should have known. Every time he picked a song, he was crying harder and harder and just going into the pillow. Probably because he hated the idea of getting married.
And like, we both got emotional because we were just like, it's actually happening. And so it's just...
Yeah, exactly. He got emotional. You were like, it's actually happening. And you started crying tears of joy. And then he said, it's actually happening. And then he started crying tears. That's the problem. And then she dies. And then she makes like robotic sounds that you could use in Star Wars. I'm sorry. I mean, it's ridiculously, I don't know. Ramses, I'll never understand. I would need concrete evidence to see why he suddenly, almost before the wedding, decided it's enough to call it quits. This is the most people who haven't even made it to the altar. Like, people didn't even get that far with their decision. Yeah, this is some crazy sound she's making there.
I do.
And then the final part of Love is Blind, where at the very end, Tyler and Ashley get married.
I feel something inside.
And Garrett and Taylor also get married.
I absolutely do.
I do.
I'm happy.
And then Tyler says he's happy because he's the only one who actually is. And that is Love is Blind Season 7. It was the most ridiculous season I've seen the whole time. I don't know if it's getting worse or better. And I actually even almost forgot Leo existed because he was the first one. So this series has had a whole bunch of miscast people. I guess the reunion and the tell-all will be something to watch. But I kind of thought in my conclusion here that when you get older, you would know what you want. And it turns out lots of people don't know what the hell they want still, which is very scary for me because I assumed as you get older, you sort of know yourself. And it turns out a lot of these people know themselves even less than when they were younger. So it's a big question mark as to getting married. And I hope that somehow, somewhere, some way, there are people who actually know what they want. I'm really glad though that 2 of them actually did make it to the altar and get married. So maybe there is hope, but there's far less of it than I thought. Love is Blind, huh? Anyway, that was the deep dive. I mean, I don't know, it's 3-4 hours later. Get some sleep, guys. I've got the next one to do. It's actually called Love is Blind Habibi. That one's gonna be fun. They just keep making more. I keep knocking them out the park. I'll see you on the next deep dive. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.